I didn't know upset.
I've got Koi winning the whole thing.
Do your thing.
I've got,
I'm doing my thing. Kill the pancake.
you
Anton.
having a great tournament.
GX Jordan Lava. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I hope none of you watched this last night. 2 a.m. starts way too late. And if you're staying up that and you're now awake, you're fucking, you need to go to bed. You've been playing League of Legends all night, haven't you? You've been playing League all night. Oh yeah, you have. I know you've been playing League all night.
I'd love to know what my desk thinks.
Haven't you?
Come on, hit us with this overreaction.
Home soil is all that was missing.
Yes!
Okay, one of them will
Holy
lift a
Raz.
trophy.
Absolutely.
One of them will lift a trophy. I'm in. I don't think that's an overreaction at all. Now, is it a little bit of a stretch? Perhaps. But Raz, we're flexible people, and I think we can stretch pretty far.
Yes,
There is no way NA or EU are getting past the second round in this tournament, chat.
And he works really well.
If FlyQuest win a series, that's big. There's no way they get. They know they don't get past second round. New PC's been fine. It's not burning. It's not smoking. It's good. It does what it can. Like it can't run new gen games super well, but it runs games like better than a laptop does. Like that's all I wanted. We can stream. Can we stream League? No, but that's because League of Legends is
can be the best in the West.
bad game.
FlyQuest is the best Western representative, and LEC doesn't have what it. Who added the byline?
Okay, this is an extreme overreaction.
It is. Okay, listen. How much it costs? Not 10K.
What are you talking about?
Back like this is Hannah's PC. It was like 5 years ago. It cost like 2.5K.
FlyQuest at Worlds
Australian. That's like.
That was impressive.
It costs like it cost $3 Australian, so it was like 2K euro
so
5 years ago.
It's
a bit old.
That moment, and now you've got the next 6 years to look forward to. Just
You've been
like
back to lurking. Yo,
There's
I know
a
you've been busy.
reason why you guys needed
I appreciate
a
everyone who
North
jumped in
American
Hannah's chat
player
yesterday.
to upgrade.
Aussie Pancake is streaming now.
Fair enough.
What?
Do you want to go
Subtly
down
your
that
first
route?
scene.
Completely different vibe.
Yeah.
I want the
What am I
dog.
wearing
Chat, we have a
spiders
dog.
from?
He has a green card.
Hey, you know what? I agree with that hot take. Just to say
There
that
it is.
overreaction, I agree
Oh,
with
damn.
it. They're
Okay.
better.
There you go.
Yeah. Next up, Chovy, more like Choky. Oh, I did not
Oh.
write this. I'm just reading it, guys.
There it is.
You can't say
Clip
that.
That is an overreaction. I believe in the god right now, the god of League of Legends.
Little-
Don't get me wrong.
Can you
Faker
hear the
is
dog?
the GOAT. He is the greatest to have ever touched the game. But if Faker didn't exist, I feel like the Chovy would dominate the world. The man is an unbelievable
That's like saying if Messi didn't exist.
That's the level of hope we're at, okay? But when Faker's in the conversation, it's a hard one to compare to.
And what are we looking at right now? He
She's in
broke
the-
that
oh,
curse,
she's in
by
the
the
one.
way.
That's
He
what I'm
won
saying.
last MSI.
can't
That
say
is a
that.
crazy
Drew
take.
won?
It's an outdated take.
Bro, they
It's an
can't say that.
outdated take. Who got it out of the cryo fridge, by the way?
Bro, Chovy
Yeah.
is
That's my question.
It's all good news for Gen G, possibly also today for G2, though they have been struggling. They limped out of the playing stage, let's just say that. And Dracos, he caught up with Broken Blade to talk about their performance.
Look, chat.
Hey everyone, I'm joined here by Broken Blade after their close-fought victory against GAM, ahead of a series against Gen G. But rather than talk about the tournament as a whole, I want to talk a little bit about you.
We're looking after
You've
its Hannah's
been
friend's
under the
dog.
microscope. It was a rough start. You've talked about it a little bit in a lot of different interviews. But I want to get your take on what has been different for you this tournament. Were you caught off guard at all by some of the little missteps? What has the journey been like so far for you?
I mean, it's very fair to say that I didn't have the greatest start, right? Like, I'm not delusional. I know this. I felt extremely uncomfortable playing those games, and I was very ashamed of my performance. And I know this. This is something that I've been looking to fix as soon as possible. It's a new experience for me, and I'm taking it with a good heart. I'm accepting this, that I did have so bad performances, but there is also hope because I know I can do it. I just felt very off, like especially against Brazil. I thank God my team was having my back in that series, and I can probably say that I'm back, you know, in a good mental space. I feel like
She knows
I
how to
was
watch
in a
TV.
very, very
You
bad
say
mental
hello.
space.
Say
And
hello in
for
the
me,
mic.
I just have to find
What did?
that secret sauce, you know.
Okay.
And once I do, I know I'll play it better than the enemies. Success for me looks like lifting the trophy, and it always has been.
I'm leaving her
also in
alone.
Europe,
Hannah's like, leave her
I want to
alone.
win with Caps, especially because he's done it before, and he's the
She's a
only
bit
one
anxious,
that's
chat,
left
'cause her mum
from
left.
that team that has done
She's a bit
it. So
anxious.
I want to create that new roster that does it again. It won't be easy,
Very
and I
cute.
know this.
She's like
but
2.
that is what success looks like to me.
She's a young pup.
Anything else than winning for me is not what you can call success, in my opinion. So that will always be my goal.
And fair enough. No half measures. I wish you the best of luck. I know it's a tight turnaround before your next matchup. I hope you guys can find the prep, maybe get a little
the
bit.
G2 turnaround was rough as a day of prep for
Congrats. I know it's been a long
Gen G.
day. I'll let you go. Thank you so much for taking the time, and we'll.
The one thing I don't like in tournaments like this is the team that ended. Sometimes, like when they play first versus Gen G, it's like, come on, like can't we move the matchup? Can't we just give them a couple of days to prep? There's a difference between momentum, because like I wouldn't say G2 have momentum. I'd say they're fresh on the patch, yeah, but like give them 2 days.
Guys.
Broken Blade always magnanimous, and I think it's good that he's willing to take responsibility. He's definitely someone we're going to be watching in terms of performance, but it's not all bad for G2, right, Verius? They still have caps.
Exactly
They have
that.
caps.
I think that while Broken Blade did have his struggles, he summarized it for us beautifully, that the team had his back.
They do have caps.
One of the standout players was Caps from the playing stage. We have high expectations of him on the
hardest
international
carry,
stage,
like,
but I do think that he is a player when the pressure is on, finds the means to just make miracles happen, and he found so many incredible plays. This Annie engage in particular was really what decided that Game 5 as well. I mean, he's been a superstar so far in MSI.
Throughout that series, he was the difference maker in that game, in the 5-game series. If it wasn't for him, they would have been doomed, and I felt like he was having major level
Actually,
advantage.
if Caps didn't play well,
I
think G2 would lose that series easily. I think it's like a 3-1.
From EU, and I'm living in the past.
Why are AL and
I'm
Gen G on the same side of the bracket? That's a bit upsetting, isn't it?
So, this is G2 2019 right
How
here.
I feel
And then I'm going to draw
G2.
the rest,
I know where
and
this
this
is
is
going.
2025. 1 second.
First of all, incredibly artistic. So
we trust
like
you
this.
as an artist, right, Chops?
Yeah, quite good, right?
We're going to see a beautiful stallion.
Oh, no.
Oh
no.
You told me she was a magician.
That's what I believed.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wow, that's a long torso.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Is that a
god.
moose?
Long. Oh dear.
Oh god.
I mean, I think it
dear.
encapsulates
Oh,
well
no.
kind of the standards that we hold G2
Just
at this
smiling
tournament
with
so
the
far.
picture, bro.
They definitely had a rough play-in, being pushed to the very limits. In today's matchup, they are not the favorites.
EU
to
is
say
finals
the
the first stand.
And I think
So
that's just
that's
what I
why
wanted
they're-
to make clear. This is a new reality we have to deal with, and they do as well. So the only way is up.
I mean,
is it today?
feels
we
bad.
don't know. We've got some interesting matchups,
Raz,
but the
yo,
one we want to look
Raz
at
just
a little
dogged
bit
it.
more closely is that in the mid lane of Caps
I
versus
get the why, but it should just be like, surely should it
Today's
not be
featured
second,
matchup
best of
presented by
5,
Mercedes-Benz.
third best of 5.
It's a marquee
Anyway,
mid-lane
listen.
matchup between Caps and Chovy. Caps and G2 enter the series on the back foot after a rocky play-in stage that saw them pushed to 5 games by both Furia and GAM Esports. As always, Caps delivered in the clutch and pushed G2 to the bracket stage. But things only get more difficult from here. Standing in their way are defending MSI champions Chovy and Gen G. Fresh off another near-perfect split on the road to MSI, Chovy looks just as dominant as ever and has gotten the better of Caps multiple times on the world stage, holding a 7-2 head-to-head record. Will Caps and G2 buck the trend and pull off another miracle upset? Or will they be just another step for Chovy on his way to back-to-back MSI trophies?
Big. Here's the raid boss. Except the problem is you haven't had time to scale. You verse like little mobs, and then now you're versing that thing that's on level 0 at the bottom, you know, in Sword Art Online when they verse that thing where you're like, oh, it's the unders of the main town, but then there's a hidden boss, and then he's got to verse this big Reaper thing.
Absolutely the team to beat. Ask whoever
And
who's
you're like,
making
oh
the
my
tier list.
god,
They all
how do I
put
do
them at
that?
number 1 because of Chovy, but because of many other things, right, Raz? They are incredible.
They're amazing. An 18-0 split. They were so damn dominant. Chovy in front of you. Of course, this is the matchup that we're all looking for. Chovy has been so incredible, and I feel like the one that I'm most interested in is his champion pool. Like, he can play it all. The Twisted Fate, the Zoe, the Renekton, the Set, all of these things. And this is the
Gen
path
G
here
dominance.
that he is.
I mean, it's just been
How many games they dropped, chat?
unbelievable
1, 2,
split
3,
from Gen
4,
G.
5.
They have
God
looked,
damn.
I wouldn't say,
I don't know why to count
near
at bottom right.
flawless is
Yeah.
probably the best way
Yeah.
to describe them. Obviously, they make mistakes.
18
they are
and
still
0,
human.
they have
There
dropped
are
5
blips
individual
on the
games.
radar, but by and large, this team is
Ooh.
one of the most impressive team fighting
Ooh.
teams on the planet. They individually have incredible
Sword Art
laning
Online
phases,
spoilers,
and then just
Mitsune,
the
it's
macro
not.
dominance that
That
they
anime's
display
been
in
out for
every single one of their
years. That
games is
anime's
just
been out for
phenomenal. Like,
5.
it feels
Thanks for doing this, by the way. Sarah's can't afford to stay up at 2 a.m. when you have a job,
positive things
dude.
to say about a team.
Yeah.
I just,
That is the
I don't
state
either.
that
I have
Gen
a
G's
pregnant
in right
wife
now,
and I
where
have
it
a
feels like
schedule,
they
you
are
know.
just Glaze Central.
So I've also, I go to bed at like 11.
Yeah, the fact that any
You fall
one of
asleep
these
at around 11.
players can basically take the mantle of a draft and carry you through. It doesn't have to be Trophy. It could be Ruler. It really could be Keen. All of these things. Like, you can have a draft that caters towards Canyon's picks. Like, that to me is
for 3 episodes sold out and tapped out. This is back in 2012. Okay, so it's been out longer than 5 years. Wait, Sword Art Online has been out for like 13 years. Come on. That's not spoilers, guys. Chill, it's not spoilers.
The game goes to 20 minutes, they're like, okay, I see what you're
doing.
I'm
checking the puppies in the hallway, but she's fine. She doesn't care about me talking or yapping.
Are there any
Maybe it's comforting for her. Maybe she wants to watch.
She
was watching the TV before, chat.
I mean,
she's watching it before and she's looking at the ducks and stuff.
Some of the criticisms that Gen.G have received is towards the bot lane. Ruler every now and then does get caught out.
Watching TV,
some
weird.
of the drafts do provide some question marks, like in their series versus HLE.
So is it the weakness of this lane, chat? All I know is Duro. Duro is the weakness, right?
You do really have to be at the top of your game to punish these type of plays, because whenever there is a mistake, Gen.G do a really good job of patching up the holes and coming back at you.
Fnatic Poby, yo!
Really strong for them to go and have
congrats,
that
bro.
All
congrats.
These things, like, I feel like
dude,
they're way too strong.
Big day for you the other day, hey? Big day for you.
I mean, I don't
How do you feel that you have the name? Are all the other Pobies looking at you and respecting you?
At mastercard.gg on X, they are calling the match, I think, usually for the favorite. So let's see. Oh, it is the case.
I love New York, but you're in Canada.
I believe G2's going to win.
The copium is there.
What?
The copium is definitely there.
1 in 4 down.
It's understandable.
Yeah,
let's see. Defense track record so far is 67% correct. You can vote every day at mastercard.gg on X to lock your predictions.
The fact that G2 got 25% respect from fans.
Final notes then, I think,
but they are going to get slammed. Chat 3-0. Gen.G 3-0.
At MSI is a letdown, is a failure. For G2, every single game won is a victory.
Mainly because of the playing performance, G2's expectations in the context of the tournament are so low. People think that they're just going to get 3-0.
She's looking at the door. She can go outside. It's a magnetic door to keep bugs out.
Surprise.
True. Raz?
I'm just hoping for them to play at their best, play as a team. Yeah. Like, we need something out of them.
You quit
That's
League.
What I'm looking for.
No, you didn't. No, you're playing in Fnatic next split, right?
I agree. For G2, it's about rising
3-0,
to the
even
occasion
Betty.
and seeing if they can do it. For Gen.G, they are locked in all across the board. Chovy wants to win a second MSI in a row, and that's what their eyes are on. But maybe there's magic in
Raz is looking at Vedius and being like, yo, where is it? Where's your thing?
He's Canadian! So let's get into G2 versus Gen.G.
True. Okay, let's go, chat. Here we go. G2 Gen.G. Joey. You okay? Where's the pup? We'll do some babysitting today, chat. Bit of babysitting while we co-stream. Bit of babysitting. If the stream drops, I'm going to be chastising Fritzbox later, okay? Later.
Oh, yeah.
It's 19 best of 5s throughout this tournament.
All right, lock in. Yo, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for all the follows. Alerts are muted now. They still pop up on the screen, but they're alerted. They're alerted, yep. Holy.
Are always special.
I like that. I like the beat.
There's a fate connecting us, and we have to answer.
Canada.
올해 스프링 약간 이런저런 변화들도 있었고 T1에게 실수는 실패가 아니라 우승하기 위한 과정입니다.
Holy. That's a line. Mistakes aren't failures, they're a process to getting here.
국제전의 T1은 다릅니다.
True.
爆冷不是因为实力，而是因为心中的渴望。你们可能不看好我们，但我们会证明给你们看。我们将拼尽全力夺回 MSI 的冠军头衔。
Oh, yo yeah.
BLG, you took us out in front of our home crowd. I'll show you the beast that you created.
Okay. All right.
I think this is gonna
yo,
be
Haley, yo, thank you for the 7 months. Yo, big preach.
There's not gonna be any free wins.
No ads for Haley. Lock in.
And we're the ones that will prove it.
How come FlyQuest are just in a tunnel the whole time?
作为一个选手，很多时候我没有被人
Tarzan is meditating.
但是这个都不重要，我会在这里站到最后。我们用实力赢得站在这个舞台的机会。
Tarzan's such a giga Chad.
现在我
He's
们
such
会
a
在
giga
这
Chad.
个舞台扬名立万，每个人都能成为传奇。
Anyone can become a legend. Anyone's legend should give him a pay rise for that, bro. That's marketing. Anyone can become a legend.
너무너무 우승하고 싶다는 생각이 좀 많이 드는 것 같아요. 오랜 시간이 지났지만 제가 원래 있어야 할 곳으로 돌아왔습니다.
I'm back where I belong.
과거는 과거일 뿐이고 중요한 건 앞에 펼쳐진 길입니다.
You right?
T1의 경기가 시작됐다는 것을 보여드리겠습니다.
我们是来 ASI 证明我们自己的实力的，信不信由你。You either step aside or
Like I
get
said,
burned.
road. Yeah,
准备好
chill.
面对 A 了吗？
저희가 만든
Tarzan
길은
speaking in
저희만 걸을 수 있습니다.
Mandarin.
만들어 놓은 길이지만 저희가 묻어드리겠습니다.
Chat, it's cool, but like the trailers are getting repetitive. I think last year's MSI and Worlds was insane. Peter, like Peter, right? Peter Troy. Peter. Yeah, right.
Hello, Vancouver! Please welcome to the stage for the first match of the bracket stage, representing the LEC.
Okay, we got more in the crowd.
Two esports and their opponents.
Oh my god, this is going to be so difficult. Chat, I think this might be a quick stream today. I'm just saying.
You right, Joey? Okay.
She's on the couch.
And now I can talk normally as we get ready for the game. Ooh, put a little sauce on it. Dude, I've never been so hyped in my life. Look.
Really?
It's Dracos, it's Chronicler with the desk. You can see the players getting on stage. The roar of fans on Canada Day in Canada. This is going to be an incredible
happy
best
Canada
of 5.
Day.
And for all the LEC
Chat, what do you do
fans
on
out
Canada
there,
Day?
hopefully not incredibly
Drink maple syrup?
one-sided.
What do you do?
I think we're both just hoping for some good games.
Chat, if G2
and
get
to
a
see
game,
the
then
level
G2
of
have leveled up.
Gen G, seemingly universal
Or Gen
tournament
G,
favorites.
I swear to God. Someone's kid.
I can't wait.
Bro, the kids are it's cool. I'd love to take my kid to a League of Legends game someday, but 10 years, I don't know if it'll be alive.
Over the course of this year, at a slower start, obviously weren't the representatives at first stand. They also have had a tendency, historically, of being a little slow to start at tournaments.
Cage will come to Vancouver.
But given the performance of G2
Bro, they should
during
fly
the
him out for
plains,
finals for sure.
I think that the universal
They should fly him
opinion,
out.
we saw prediction on the desk as well, makes the most sense.
I'm hoping they're organizing that.
And for me, it comes down to that man in the mid lane. Chovy has been
You just went out with your family? What do you do? You chug a bottle of maple syrup. Is that actually what you do?
January off. You know,
You cast for Worlds? Yo, UK Rizda.
But ever since he
welcome.
got back on the
I hope
throne,
I do.
no one
I would like to
has
cast
come
Worlds
even
this year, yeah.
remotely
Hell yeah.
close within the LCK.
Sadly, they didn't get asked for
And
MSI,
it's
but if
rare
we...
in the history of League of Legends that we look at one player as undisputed best on the mechanical level. Faker, of course, the GOAT. But his
He's
form
going
has
for the last
gone
week,
up
hell
and
yeah.
down, always clutch when it mattered most.
Babkus, you are
feeling
okay,
like an
bro.
anomaly
Just don't
in
say
the
anything
best
silly.
possible way for Gen G in the hopes
Or
of the
we will
LCK
ban
at
you.
this tournament.
Mods, look
We'll
at
need to
Babkus.
see as we get into picks and bans, right?
All right.
It's a quick adjustment.
Here we go.
Coming for Korea,
Let's
a
go,
new
chat.
patch. It's Fearless, something that, honestly, Gen G have thrived in. And need to see what
Gen
their
G
read is
drafting.
on 25-13. G2,
Can they sometimes be a
lot
bit
more
silly?
comfortable
Yes.
on the stage, even if the
But will
matches
it
might
matter
have been a
against
bit
G2 is the biggest
uncomfortable.
question.
They
Okay.
got there in the end. Now as we enter the first
Getting
pick
rid
and
of early
ban, no
aggro jungle
surprise,
Skewmon.
TF taken
Maybe
off the
this
board
is a
alongside the
ban from Gen
Pantheon.
G.
Now the Talia.
There's a ton of champions that we have seen Gen G
Okay, we've got crowd mic this time.
drafted
It's
towards
nice.
time
G2
and time
on the other
again.
side. The question is what?
I've seen this team pick B1 Azir more times than I can really
insane
put
heat
into
chat's
words.
going to be
Ari is
36 today.
another
At least
that
it's not
obviously is going to be
38.
very
It
high on the
went down
priority
2
list.
degrees
We've
of what
seen
it was meant to be.
nerfs to champions like her, like the Vias will just not really matter.
Chat,
Strength
wear
of the
sunscreen,
kit
stay
coming
indoors.
through most. And for
I'm going to
Genji,
go
as you
outside
point
after
out,
this
we
stream.
have
It's
not
probably going to be a
seen
mistake.
a lot of them, even in the LCK. Don't forget.
Coach Kim versus
They
Dylan
played the full
Falco.
5 games against Humble Life, found
Coach
the reverse
Kim.
sweep, but that was the only series they
rep.
played. Last time we saw this team face off before, that
What are we
was in the
banning?
final
What are we taking
series against Bro.
Genji ban 5? They could ban 5, they could go double jungle here, bans in Sal as well.
Games on stage.
But can you
So
might start? They
there
might
is
start with a
room
Tilly
for
again.
variance.
Oh no, Tilly's already
But
banned.
despite that,
They might start with
still
like
the
an
favorites.
Ari Vi game.
Ari taken
Ari
away, so a
ban.
lot of the utility mid laners off the board, both the Ari and the Talia alongside the Twisted Fate. Rumble, a pretty classic ban for G2. We'll see if the Jace follows.
Yeah, Jace is
But
actually not a
so
bad
many
shout.
powerful champions
The
still
problem with
up and
Gen G is I
available.
think that their draft is so flexible. Like they could start with anything here. They could literally start with like a Jace
Final
draft, like a
ban.
poke draft with Corki. You know?
Imminent here. Let's see what we're going to end up with. Keen.
Come on.
The Keen Sante has
Show
really
us.
been back as all.
Nidalee
I
ban.
love that.
Okay.
The Nidalee ban, obviously,
Canyon ban.
theoretically a flex, but realistically, that's always going to go to
Nah,
Canyon.
it's not a flex anymore. Nidalee
He's one of
top
the few
dead.
players that has maintained
Nidalee
it,
top
and
because
I
the Grass is
mentioned it
dead. The
before.
40% is disgusting. It's 20% nerf.
And/or this is the region that you cast. But
Yeah, she's got a Teemo picture.
I mean, it's also
Pick
Chovy.
Teemo in
This is
fancy
just how it
riding.
goes, and
That's
we
cool,
also
bro.
saw it
If
with
she
the
plays
bans,
League, I don't know
particularly
how
that
she
Ari
plays
ban,
League if she's
we
like
do
8
often
years
see come
old.
through. The Talia has been one
But
of
that's
the
cool.
counter picks,
Like,
but
I
that
see
was
my daughter like that one day, you know.
justifiably banned away by
Azir
G2.
B1.
Not wanting to give
Oh,
that one
Chovy
over
Azir already.
as
Oh,
we
dear.
see the Varus come
Get rid of
through.
that. We're not seeing that again.
Sama.
Stop it.
Varus definitely picked a lot
Maokai
of
pick.
power.
EU loves Maokai
And
jungle.
an early Maokai
Asia
pick,
just doesn't
definitely,
pick
I
it. They
think a
just
big
never
risk.
pick it.
This champion really good when it comes to disengaging, but not really the proactive powers that once upon a time it was.
Yeah, agreed.
remember when G2 struggled in that first series versus Furia, this was the fallback.
Yep.
It was instant Varus, Maokai.
So they're just going to go strong jungle
in
for
the rest of their
Azir?
series, not wanting to
They
give
might
them
even
that same
blind Jace
level
here,
of
chat.
comfort.
I can see them blinding
But
Jace. They've got
unfortunately,
AP
comfort for
mid.
G2 is also comfort for the side of Gen G.
If
First
they
pick
go
is here,
Jace,
the room for a counter pick, but when you're the best
Then
player in the
Ruler has a
world,
bit more
I don't
flexibility
think
as
you're too
well.
concerned about what anyone else
But you
is
can
going to
also
bring,
just
and
go
now
blind
alongside
Jax or something
Canyon
here. You can go blind
most
tank.
played champion in
Good long
Spring,
range
and
engage.
a champion
You
that
can match
can,
80
both
carry.
in the early game take over and in these mid to late
Yeah,
game
she's
fights
fine.
against
She's
the
just
Varus,
chilling.
if it's that poke build, mitigate so much of that damage.
You can jump. What are you going to jump? Yike on Tree Champ isn't the
As
same
it is,
Skewmon on Tree
it
Champ.
looks like the Renekton and the Azir
It's a blind
to
top.
come through for Gen G.
What is it?
Yeah, another one of their patterns. They, despite the roster changes, can't seem to escape.
Chovy claps
Does
cap.
come through. This has been historically a good
That's a good
pick
time.
with, or within,
That's
into
a
the
shush
Azir rather.
church
We've
is
also
in
seen it
set-
play with
in
Maokai a
session.
lot. There's a really easy setup with the
Yone.
ultimates.
Yeah. And it feels like G2 have
Yeah.
recognized some of the things that did work for them in the play-in stage.
Chat, the
right?
problem I
Cam's
have is
having
reliable
these picks with
engage. I'd
Aiden
say
Hughes,
Nautilus
even
should be a big
Rise,
pick
the
here for
Tristana,
G2.
Yone
Something
as
that
well.
helps the
Of course,
2v2 and
champions
also is
usually
reliable
band
follow-up
away, but
engage.
managed to
Rakan
make it
could also
through.
be an option.
Going into Chovy's
Rel,
Azir is a tall
maybe?
task, and if you
If they're
really
banning
want to
Jhin, they're
cast
banning
your mind
range
back,
from
this
Gen
has
G.
been a flex for Broken Blade before, although I doubt we'll see it here. As now the
I
Jhin
think
taken off the
the
board
last
for
thing I
Ruler.
ban is Lulu.
Had a bit of a rough early laning phase
I'm
in
just
the
talking
finals
to the
against
microphone
HLE
right
and against
now.
Viper,
Yeah.
specifically in the context of that
Looking at me.
2v2. But don't want to give him that utility
G2
option.
are on
Don't want him to
comfort.
be able to, stay back at arm's reach.
It's been for sure the weak spot
Renata.
of Gen G, and obviously weak spot comes
They're
with the
banning.
context.
They're banning
being-
away some more
This is
disengage.
one of the
But
few
I don't
teams where
think
you have to add that
I
caveat.
don't
Every
think
time.
Renata.
I'll be honest.
They're
Okay.
undefeated, but we did see it actually be a problem for them. The
Listen
reason
to me,
why
I'm
the
dumb.
series went to 5
They're
games
all
was
in.
mostly due to
Gen G
Ruler
are very
particular
all in.
struggling, and Duro to a certain extent as
Oh,
well,
like,
particularly when it
they're
comes to the
all
laning
in,
phase. And
so
they
it
take
makes
away
sense
the Jhin, which is
that Gen G
amazing
are
neutral
banning
aspect.
away
Works
further
really well when you have an
disengage.
aggressive top side, as they do
If
here.
you have dive
Well,
full commit
range,
from
and
Gen
then the
G,
Ezreal, because obviously
disengage is
the
good.
ability
Maybe
to
that's why
not
Renata's a better
engage
ban.
with any of the champions
But you
on
can also
G2,
play
plus
disengage
it
with
being
things
one
like
of the
Nautilus. You can also
counter
play
picks or comfort picks
good
rather does
spacing
make
with
a
Leona.
ton of sense. The Renata
Alistar.
should not be a surprise. That champion with
They're
Varus
probably
in
going
particular
to
makes
play
for
Rel
a
here. I think GG can play Rel.
extremely
Or they play
brutal lane, as
Brom.
the
They can
Alistar
play Brom chat.
also
you know?
taken off the board here.
Trying to get comfort different out of the hands of Lebrov. While there are a lot of premier options when it comes to engage
in.
sports,
It could be,
the one that
could be
he's
Brom,
the most comfortable on.
but also we could just see like you don't want to play flat out Ornn. You can play Cassante.
To be here for G2
Jax
into the top side. Broken Blade, obviously, a lot of people skeptical about his
skill
level of
matchup,
performance, but the potential. You know, we know how good Counter-Strike can be in this matchup. If he can survive, if he can weather the storm,
it's all about
Jax
W.
Get a lot done.
If Renekton gets W and Jax doesn't have Counter-Strike, it's good.
We even had a period where we saw the
If Jax jumps and commits with Counter-Strike, Renekton can chase. It's a skill matchup, Chad. It's not hard. It's not a hard counter.
Braum
There's Lucian
will come
Braum.
through here.
Okay, now.
Blinding Braum, I do think always
Rakan
feels
is good.
a little
Rakan's
bad.
fine against Braum.
And
Okay,
it is going
good.
to be the,
Yo, chat, thank you for being here. Yo, I'm sorry, a little bit more low energy this morning. I'm just chilling out at first. It's a little bit hot. Also got a puppy. I'm just seeing how the little pup that we're looking after reacts to me. So I'm going to be chill for a little bit. Honk if you love geese. Yo, I run ads now so you don't get them in game. I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you so much. Tier 1 on Prime gets you out of ads, but for now, you chill out, you enjoy with me. I'm watching this live. Please no spoilers. I've not seen this series. Every day will be the same thing. We watch them the next morning. The people who couldn't stay up in EU time could actually watch it. Live.
Genji, most
live,
likely
but not
going to
live,
itemize into that as well.
Genji draft looks a bit weird.
Given the fact that they don't have a true tank, it's really only Keen.
They don't have hard engage
Kenyon,
outside of
if he gets
Zia.
to enough items that I think are really going
And
to be able to
Xin Zhao
benefit
is like
from this.
Xin Zhao's kind of engaged, not
I think a lot of
engaged.
these drafts for either team, and
He doesn't
they're
have
probably happy with
his
what they got.
lockdown is based on
certainly
Q.
comfort. It feels like
His
on
ult
both
is like a
sides.
December,
Genji,
like a
I think
bit
if
of a
we take
movement.
nameplates off, I was
What do
a
you
little
call
worried,
it?
how much upfront reliable
Yeah, you're
engage
right.
they have.
It's
the Zen, it's the Renekton going at you, paired with the Braum. But this is the team that can pilot compositions with a lot of nuance, can find those angles.
That's good
Drake,
engage.
I mean,
They
what
do
Draco
have
said.
Azir. When he hits 3 items,
They don't have
relying on the slide
that good
line, but
engage, Genji, but it doesn't
in
matter
Chovy,
because
right? On the
Genji,
upside for G2,
Draco
you've
said
got
it.
good
They
engage options
pilot
across the
comps
board.
with nuance
It's easy
very
to
well.
see how in an even
And they
game
do have
state,
nuance.
this composition will function.
But
the
laning
question-
phase through bot, laning phase through mid.
One more caveat on the endless list
I
of
think they're the
caveats
most
in the
important, and I
context of
expect
playing
top to
against
be a
this
bit of a
Genji
skill
lineup
matchup.
is,
I think Genji
can
have
you
volatile
do that
lanes, but
win
they're
phase?
aware
Can
they're
you
better,
survive
you know?
the earlier stages of the game?
If
Can you
G2
exploit
get
the
through
same
laning
weaknesses
phases,
that we
I feel very
highlighted?
confident.
May not even
I
matter
feel confident
on
with
this
the
international
with the
stage.
Yone Maokai setup and with Varus. They have a lot of follow-up engage. It should be super easy. They can also play 1-3-1. They can also play 1-4 with BB.
For game 1.
I just think they have to get through lane. BB has to not int, chat. Win condition for G2 this game. BB has to not int.
So wants to poke.
In the playing stage, BB was struggling.
Does make the Braum a bit better, but
that's my concern.
Also staying away
BB
from
was
Zen
struggling.
and Renekton
We
does
need BB to get through the
Yeah,
lane.
I don't think you want to.
If he ever queues in to the
Look
Renekton
at the road that G2 so
and
far
misses
have
Counter-Strike,
done, have made it
I think
through,
he'll
but
get pumped.
Obviously not the expectation in terms of
Okay.
results. When it comes to the scores of the
Big
series,
game for Skumon too. Skumon just needs to counter everything. Xin Zhao's going to try and be proactive. He's got
When you
top
talk about
lane
Genji,
easy
right,
setup,
one
right?
best of 5 essentially in the
Well,
last
it's not
month
easy because of
League of
Jackson's
Legends play.
Counter-Strike,
G2
but he's
played
got setup.
13 games.
Chat, audio
in the
good?
last few
Audio
days,
good?
so
Is
in
the audio
terms of
good?
comfort
Tell me.
on this stage.
Casting
for
good?
time
Casting
spent
should be
here,
here.
getting
Hysteric should be
situated.
here.
It's a small
Where's your papa
advantage,
at?
but it might matter. Early lane phase,
Yes,
though,
they're
you
not
can
in.
see already.
All good?
Chovy
Okay.
not afraid
Genji
to
will
step up
use
and
his
just start
games as
harassing.
screams.
See
Oh
when
my
Caps
god,
can
don't
get
say
that
that,
first
bro.
back.
I know
Boost
they're
2
confident,
might help
but
out a
please.
bit, but
G2
still gonna be a bit of a struggle
2019
early
is
on.
back and better. That guy is a fake chatter.
Going to be looking at the
That is the dumbest thing I've read ever.
Paths right now. You have Canyon clearing from bot to top. Opposite here for Skumon. We'll see if
It's just lag and they're feeling better now. You think it was jet lag or real
reasonably
lag?
strong when it comes to finding early ganks. A lot of CC available.
Okay.
A lot more damage, obviously, for the Xin, but
Okay, chat, I'm in. I'm up.
CC, particularly with the laners that he does
I'm
have,
up.
it still feels relatively threatening.
Brain lag. Got it.
As
Got it. It was
we see
brain
as
lag, was it?
expected. Chovy having prior there early, and the Renekton and Jax matchup, I think level 1, Jax actually does really well, so we can see Broken Blade does actually get the prio. The fun sticks around until like maybe level 3, 4. And then after that, it gets rough for a good amount of time. And then obviously, down the line, Jax is going to have a great time once he gets his items.
He is,
I think around that 2
one-
item break
one-
point
yeah,
is
1-2
where
items there,
Renekton
Renekton-
just doesn't
Renekton
quite
fucking
have the threat
body.
anymore.
That is a long period of time. Level 4 to 2 items.
It's all about
It could be
Counter-Strike.
it could be
It's
a
all
bit
about
tough,
Counter-Strike
but
global
You should
offensive.
still be safe. You know, you just can't really decide what happens in the lane.
See if he's going to get some
Oh my
support
god,
with the attention
Keen's
to
trades are
jump
so
through.
good though.
Highlighted the Maokai earlier,
Level
obviously
3, but
down
the
towards
wave is in
bottom
such a good
side.
spot for this
Canyon
Renekton too.
Moving up top side.
BB's
Counter-Strike, good
BB's
interactions
trying to
with
hard
both
shove. He'll
champions,
get this. No, he
how
won't.
far forward Broken
Oh
Blade
my
is
god, there it
pushing.
is.
Counter-Strike now
There it
down,
is.
brief window, but Canyon still prioritizing finishing
Right,
those
Keen
games.
is
Not in great
spacing him in the
position.
lane already. I'm worried, chat.
Caps
Keen
level
is
3
spacing him
not
in the
looking
lane
too bad.
already. It's been fucking
This is
3
obviously the
minutes
guy
and he's
who
already
was kind of
spacing
the
him.
core of G2 scraping through, barely managing to make it. And
Broken
if
Blade
you're
with
just
early
joining us,
recall. What's he
Caps
doing
has
there?
been the
For
reputation for a
boots?
long time, but
Cloth
wasn't
armor,
clear
nice.
in that first day of the
Tabi's
tournament, those first few
ASAP.
games.
I think for
Definitely
BB
feels
would
like a
be
step
good.
up in performance thus far as bot lane.
Chat,
looking a bit
because of
quiet.
what I've seen
I'm surprised
in...
the Rakan sustained earlier does help mitigate a bit.
Because of what I've seen already, I feel like I've lost a
level
little bit
4.
of faith in G2 already.
Looks
I don't want to be
unfazed by
that
everything
EU
Caps is doing.
caster that's already just given up.
That's generally how it goes. battles. Chovy obviously known for his laning phase.
I think Gen G are going to win.
Caps a little low, but shouldn't
I
be too
think
worried.
Gen
This
G
is
are going to be the
often how
better
the matchup
team.
goes.
by far.
Has resolve second as well.
That's just
as
what I
Endure
think,
and Shield,
and that's
so
what I've
unless
expected.
something goes colossally wrong, should just be
cooked.
biding his
And
time
Plasma,
until he
give
at
my
least
love,
gets his
yo,
ultimate
bro, I hope
available.
you're well.
That's when
Thank
you
you for
start
giving
to
me
get
your
a little bit
love.
more threat. Besides that, nothing really expected when it comes to the early 2v2, particularly towards the bot side of the map.
Okay, Renekton got pushed. That's why he's the lead over
With the
Vivi right
Braum,
now.
obviously,
Keen's
if you
going to
can
get a
good
recall.
passive stack off on the
Renekton going bot, they're
very specifically,
mismatching.
there's some angles, but outside of that,
Is the bot that
your
hard?
engage kind of sucks, and
Also,
you're playing into Rakan.
You know, first game on international stage is always a bit slower, which does give us a time to
Berlin Sirens,
gives
nice.
us a bit
You
of
love
time
to hear it.
remind people about this team and Chovy, of course, his history. There was a kind of a meme
wish
from
they'd
production
stop,
about
though.
Choki. It was a reputation for a
I wish
number
they'd
of
get
years.
quieter.
It feels like
International
now he's kind of the
tournaments.
undisputed #1 player. The MSI
he was fifth to
victory
eighth for a
last year. It
long
feels
time,
like all
eh?
of that has faded away. But this is a guy who has been on the cusp of that
Holy.
level of greatness for so long. But it is just without a doubt now, you can see amongst MSI mids, domestically,
What?
this is the man
This
to
is
beat.
this is
the
domestic
player to
stats
fear. He
compared.
is
This
the
is not
boogeyman of the
MSI
mid lane. Of
stats
course, he's still
because he hasn't
playing as-
played yet.
Right.
These are
It's
domestic
not
region
the most
stats.
crazy aggressive early lane.
So like
but he is
people
the
in their
player that
own
we have to
region,
keep our eye on.
and he's still the
Gonna
best.
be trying to farm up a
Jesus.
storm, as he always does.
Chovy,
You
don't
see
look
Labrov
up.
showing here on mid-wave.
He's Labrov.
Not really going to get too much. Teleport is used though, so any health that you can get off
All right,
of Chovy.
early
is
lanes
a
are fine
nice
though. That's
little win.
good. Like if lanes
Dragon
chill
does
out,
get
I
started
have
up. We
faith in
the swap come through
G2's draft.
from Genji. Not going to be matched by G2. And
I
it
think
does
Genji
mean
need to
that
play with a
Broken Blade
lead. I
is gonna
think
be
it becomes
put in
very
an awkward
easy with
situation,
deep
and
vision to play with
Genji
things like
not going
a
to be
Zia shuffle
contesting
and
this Dragon
Zin's
early
out
on.
pick,
Do know
right?
this is going on, of course, as they have the ward in the pit.
Okay. Broken Blade's not going to have a good time.
But
The
also just
wave
completely
is in a
content to zone
horrible
Broken Blade
spot
away.
for him.
Keen, much more
Oh
comfortable
my
in the
god, the
context of
wave
that
they're letting
matchup.
push. It's so bad.
Ansama does have a bit of
Wave
burst
in
damage,
such
but
a
it's just
bad
so
spot.
hard to chunk
Skewmon getting
through
dragged,
that
nice.
Renekton. A lot of natural sustain if
But
you do
top
push
BB
those
can't
waves
play.
in.
They need to reswap.
Yeah,
He's going to
really is one
reswap.
of
He's
the
going to get bot.
situations where the champion
Varus
is
backing as
just
well.
a
He's
lot
going bot.
better when
Keeping
it comes to the
bot
early
now.
wave clear,
Good.
to the sustain that he has
Yeah, he needs to
available.
match that lane
and
ASAP.
once he
Top
has
wave
his
is a
dominance
horror.
available, obviously becomes a nightmare
I
to
think
dive.
Keen
You see the TP come in now.
He's going to wait for the wave
Does mean
and then
that
they're
there
going
will
to
be summoner
reswap.
advantage there for Genji. But
Lucian going
as
top.
many have pointed out, Genji not necessarily known.
He's
for
going back
their
top. Maybe he thinks that
aggressive
Broken Blade's
early
going to try and
games when it
back and
comes to-
reset
to
again.
Fighting, right? They are still, I think, a very proactive team when it comes to movement on the map. When it comes to playing for objectives,
They want to keep.
doesn't necessarily translate into
Who
fist
opted
fights
for
the
this
way
swap
that
chat?
we see with some
was
of the
G2,
other
right?
teams here at the tournament.
Yeah, like BLG.
No, it wouldn't be.
obviously,
It'd be
obviously,
Genji.
Tower
Genji
guys.
opted for the
Yeah,
swap.
T1, much more of a hallmark
Broken
of that
Blade
style.
lost actually quite a bit of
Of course,
resources for
Grubs,
that.
the next objective
Hansama
on
didn't get that much.
both sides' minds is
The other thing about the swap,
Canyon is here. Quick snapback
almost
makes
hit
it
him.
pretty easy. Soul unbound. Keeping
Yo,
Cap
Jackie Senpai,
safe,
what up?
but
We've been chilling.
free
Good for
recall
you.
For Chovy.
Nope. Having a chill
G2
night. Oh,
have
hell
push
yeah,
on
bud.
top side.
Genji did it
Of course,
first.
down that TP as you mentioned earlier.
I mean,
and
it's been
Broken
big
Blade
for Keen. Look at Keen
playing
CS.
quite cautiously. Needs to hit that level 6 you can see on the side of your screen.
Because Broken Blade lost a little bit more.
Yeah, we're in the.
Keen also with the
This is
wave
what
had
we
a
said
slow
earlier.
stacking
I
wave.
normally do here.
Normally you'd be
just
building
catch
for
my
the dive,
played
but
enough
Canyon's not
Pokemon
here.
recently to keep up
Got
with
spotted
you. I'm
out
so
on
sorry.
mid.
I should have.
Oh, when nothing is happening.
You should be able to catch up a little bit
Where
here.
the conversation takes us.
But
Plenty of opportunity to talk about that. I'm always down for a
Phage.
journey down a rabbit hole.
Boots.
Journey.
I'm very
Okay.
easily
Harvey's
distracted.
coming as well.
Did you do anything for Canada today?
We went
Harvey's
to a
versus
bridge,
Comp.
a little hike.
I was
Ooh.
giving yeah. I like that.
The other thing I forgot to mention, chat, is like
Very
AP
enjoyable.
only comes from Skewmon. That's it.
I mean, the nature here has been absolutely incredible.
Skewmon is the
one of the best
only
parts
AP.
of the trip so far.
Varus has
How about
like
you?
what,
Any
3% into his
recommendations
kit,
for the
something
crowd?
mega small.
Now,
Okay.
Hans?
casting a top lane gank. His Hansama's backing up. Nice dun. During Ruler, but won't amount to
Yo, Caps
too
has a lead
much there.
against
They get the
Chovy.
cleanse and the heal, so big for a potential follow-up play.
Whoa.
Forcing Hansama and Labrov to
Caps
be a
has
little
a
bit
lead
more
against
cautious.
Chovy.
Furious.
Well, he's playing
things
well
going
this
down on the
tournament,
top
eh?
side. I think
What
not
the hell?
confident
Guys,
as to where
he's
Canyon
Chovy
is, so
against Chovy.
Respecting a potential
What the,
gank
what
to come through.
the hell?
Courtesy of the
fucking
spellbook
hate
there,
myself
as
for
Dora had
saying
the
it.
exhaust available.
Right, you
to
always
get
say it in here.
some cooldowns, not going to lead to too
10CS,
much more.
write that down.
As we do have both junglers towards the top side of the map
Chovy
here.
fell off. Maybe that's
Canyon is on
maybe
his
the
way,
maybe the
but
team side's wrong.
With the flash
Maybe
is
it's
still
wrong.
available, I don't know how much they can rig it. And is waiting in the that brush.
Canyon hits.
Pull back from Lavrov, quick on the trigger.
Okay.
General
Canyon hasn't been able to be psycho on the map yet, which is good.
Caps and Skewmon
It's a good early game for G2, actually.
Health for Caps does
Broken Blade has not been laning that well in this tournament. He also got mismatched in the 2v1. And even though Renekton did as well, I think the Wave was in a better state from what I could see from bot. Wave actually got pushed in because they also wanted to reset and rematch. So Genji made the swap.
Sama stepping too far forward to check the ward. A nice little trap baited by the side of Genji.
Cleanses. I don't think they have kill threat.
Labrov still standing for
Ruler
now.
just exhausted all his mana as well.
Wanted to clear that control board, weren't ready for Ruler to be standing.
Nice from Hans. Only cleanse, heal is the other side. Cleanse,
three.
heal. It's an equal trade of ultis as well.
So much time spectating,
Skimon really hovering
for a bit of a fumble, a bit of a misstep. Canyon did not get it.
He needs to counter gank.
And this is exactly what I was
That's
talking
his job.
about earlier.
I think his job is to try and match Canyon and just counter gank. Be there, always be there.
Taking an aggressive laning state, turning into objective. It's very straightforward. Right?
Ruler's
Chovy just has
been the weakest link in
is able to
Gen G
both drill
LCK. Really.
into him while simultaneously
Good thing is Gen G still need to buy some Mercury with the amount of CCGs he got.
There's not really a way for Hans as well as for Labrov to contest. They still try.
We'll probably get it from Canyon.
They're still not able to contest.
Canyon, maybe Chovy.
They do go the way over of Gen G. And,
we got Cannon.
Yeah, this is an LCK pace game.
Holy.
Dracos. I'm having a great time. This is. I love this. You know, it's the
dude,
back
Keen
and forth.
has a 500 goal lead.
Like movements.
Broken Blade goes back top.
You think things are going to happen?
I mean, now G2 want a mismatch?
Makes sense.
Nothing's going to
happen.
happen.
Or maybe G2 are trying to predict. Broken Blade did not get that cannon, by the way.
For a reason. Maybe
He did not get that cannon.
I can understand.
Oh, no.
Of course, for Caps, we'll keep it simple. If you've watched International in the last 2 years, you know,
Blade it's like saying the guy at the gym
always the thing to keep an
who
eye
can
out
bench
for
press
on the
150
well
kilos is the weakest link. When the rest of the team can bench press 180, you know?
Higher damage amp.
You're still like 150 kilos is a mega.
Exactly where he needs to be.
Ruler is the weakest link.
Drake is coming up. Do think that Gen G is going to be a lot more proactive about contesting this. So
Wait,
Drake,
he's the weakest link. Ruler, guys, Ruler's the worst.
In the extended trade, right? Took a couple of minutes, but they did secure that. They also secured the lead.
How's Duro? I haven't watched enough Gen G to have like an understanding. Oh no, Counter-Strike was used.
You want to fight early as Keen has found Broken Blade.
Good initial trade.
Next W?
Popped.
10 seconds. This is not a kill. This is just a chunk.
Caps pushback will take a tower shot. Not an ult for
Broken Blade just get chunked. Yes, TP.
A window that Caps can try and capitalize on, but it's so tough.
Second Dragon for G2 would be good.
Player, especially with
but Keen can get. What's the wave doing? The wave's pushing against him. He can back in TP.
He's going to go for a base now. Gen G, I think, looking for the contest.
TP for this?
Wave in mid is crashing. Chovy's on his way.
Look at Chovy's flank, but Chovy has no ult. Actually, this is a bad fight for Gen G. Maybe a bad fight. Good Maokai ulti. TP first. This is a bad fight for Gen G. Bad fight. Whoa. Bad fight. Labrov, can you kill? Keen just came in for a free kill. Okay. That was a bad fight. That was a really bad Gen G fight. What the hell? That's a 3-for-1.
For G2, rather, it's the combination of that Maokai
let's go.
Together with Caps, finding multiple people.
Caps don't touch.
And Gen G just straight up caught off guard as Caps is fine.
Help me.
Holding onto his flash as well. Cool cucumber there.
Bro, that was a bad fight.
Because obviously they were first to the objective.
They're fighting with no Azir ult. They're second to the TP.
When it comes to the kills.
Show me. Replay.
Definitely. Unfortunately,
replay.
that gold advantage
don't make me replay it. Chat, I'll replay it.
Which will help mitigate some of that upfront burst damage. Keen only getting stronger.
Don't make me do production. I'll do it. I'll do it.
That was kind of awkward. That was a bit of a weird play.
Where's the replay?
I think Gen G not respecting the setup there. G2 in a very good position with that Maokai.
What? There's nothing up, no objectives.
Right? The ease of execution for this composition.
No Azir ult. Renekton just use ult top instead of Broken Blade. Watch TP. Who comes first? BBTP first. It's matched 2 seconds later. 2 seconds later. Caps also insane ulti. Mid-diff. Chovy doesn't have ult. Chovy doesn't have ult. And they're fighting without ult. They're trying to contest without ult. And they got Dragon.
I'm not really going to be too happy about that. Big. Early skirmish. Going the way of G2. And I'm going to also be fair. You need those.
I think
guys, get louder. Come on.
Big confidence there from the side of G2.
I think BB's okay.
Keen now
Does he have
going
Tabi?
once again.
He's holding his ground now. He's holding his ground.
This does get a bit easier. Keen holding
BB is holding his ground.
Broken Blade has to be careful. The angle for the double dash. Quick Q.
Okay, Counter-Strike comes out. There's another E. Yep, space it.
Broken
Nice.
respects it and will already back away.
Yeah, they didn't really know where Skimond was.
Spacing it a bit.
Don't think Keen wanted to take the risk to go in. If Maokai is there, obviously he can be in big trouble.
Listen, chat, no first item out of either. That's probably why for Keen he's not winning yet.
Leads as many as you can. Camtech Drake.
Caps is
not really
big.
What you're looking for. If
he might be 10 CS behind now. I don't know how Chovy caught up.
Right? If this is a Hextech, I think you're going to be feeling a lot better about the two
jet lag, we blame jet lag.
But any lead
Goblin
you
blames jet lag, we all blame jet lag.
Early feels like a necessity because of how inevitable
now
this
look
team
how
has
good
been
they
and
are.
how
Bro,
hard
these guys are like the faker of esports.
Before, right?
You know what I mean?
Where we have seen hiccups, it's been in the earlier stages of the game. When we get to mid,
my brain's not working, chat. You know what I mean?
Their setup objectives, their individual skill often becomes overwhelming
Chovy
to handle his Caps. Finds himself in trouble.
Okay,
Defensive ult out.
But Chovy...
We'll trade 1-for-1 on that, but manages to live. Gen G, though, with control of the mid lane.
What was he hoping that...
Really
but you're unstoppable in E. You can't ult a Yone in E, can you? No, you can't. He always goes back.
Caps does live.
Chovy is...
done there with the snapback on the ultimate, but Chovy still...
Are we getting Chovy?
Done. So this
it's Tweddy, welcome in. No spoilers, please. Anyone who's fresh.
Still be a colossal menace, and despite the kill lead, we do see Gen G.
I'm hoping today internet doesn't go down. Okay, I've done everything to flush it, do all that. The default gateway problem, I hope it does not F up.
G2 was able to find a good fight,
but King tried to space so that he wouldn't get Counter-Strike.
To go help set up that fight.
The cost to find those advantages.
These are equal trades, which is pretty good for Broken Blade because he's down on gold. Black Cleaver also picked up now as well.
Living up to his namesake with almost
the
20 CS advantage. Although
Renekton's
will lose a
going
bit
to pump.
That tower here as he's decided to move up to the top lane.
What does this give me? One play, and that's nice.
If they find a
get out of
it. These side laners, but because Gen G already
no
got
gold.
the early
No gold from it because no one was near.
The towers is at least mitigated. And now, as you highlighted, Dragon
Gen G grubs, double Dragon for G2. Dragons I prefer in the game. Dragons are so good. It is sad you don't have grubs. Oh, nice.
Really starting
Blade of the Run King, full build Yone. Caps in a good spot. Now, I think it relies on this third dragon. This third dragon, are we going to swap it for something? Herald comes up in 20 seconds. G2 have first items on the board. We have a lethality Varus plus Blade on Yone. But Yone, Caps also just used ulting before. How long is the cooldown? Bro, we can't get caught out. Don't get mega chunked. Any chunks lead to third dragon. G2 in a good game state. G2 in a very good game state, actually. This Gen G comp is hard. This Gen G comp doesn't have super reliable engages. No snap engage. Zins out, Azir follow up. Then what? Then
no
what?
One needs you to explain that one any further. We've all played Braum. We know what it's like.
Super committal with the comp with disengage. Someone got chunked. Herald is probably a no bueno. That's okay. We Yo, Hans, reset for dragon. He wants mid push. But he's still on half HP.
They're trying to find those picks, those quick engages. They don't have the best tools. If they can set up
Hans is fine because he's poke Varus, I guess. He's poke Varus, so it won't really matter.
Is a death sentence. So G2 need to find a way
mid neutralizes. He's going to reset now, but he's resetting at 10 seconds. Hans is not good reset timer.
To be first on the objective. The long run can come back to bite you, but it's definitely an option for G2.
He doesn't have Yomus as well to sprint it.
This time set up first in the river. If it isn't
give it to Lebrov. Yo, give cooldowns to Lebrov. Lebrov, take blue buff. Lebrov, take blue buff. Lebrov, walk up and take blue buff now. Team TP.
TP's in.
Varus got it. Okay, that's fine. He's going to Mega Blast Cone. Is he really? Hans? Hans just entered. Hans just entered, I think. No. There's no engage. Never mind, never mind. Caps, big. Juro's out. The dragon acquired. Whoa.
And Gen G get caught
whoa. I don't want to get excited, but G2.
No one there to back him up. And that soul point secured here for G2. Another bunch of kills going over.
I don't want to get excited.
As we take another look here, you see...
They're on soul point. It's a Chemtech soul, but I thought the blast cone here, watch Hans. I thought this was int. But Canyon's already used his engage. He just uses ulti. Team sees it, but the whole team are on Dragon.
The rest of the team is clearly more occupied with taking the Dragon.
It's just...
Right there,
they're so discoordinated from Gen G. What?
Sets him up for a great ultimate from Caps.
Ready to be dead though.
Quick play on the side lane, Caps.
Okay, can he ulti out?
We'll be able to pull back,
what? Oh my god. Oh, he almost got W. He would have lived.
Definitely necessary.
It's a good pick from Gen G. There's nothing on the other side of the map to trade for. Caps getting caught out there. That's rough. He has TP, but Chovy's going to get this turret, and the grub power comes in. Gen G still have a small gold lead. What am I worried about next? I'm worried about the power of their mid game with Lucian Brom, with Xin Zhao, with all their jump with Flash, but they don't have Flash and Chovy or Canyon. Maybe that alleviates a bit of pressure. Canyon's, sorry, Chovy's ulti being up, that's a big timer for G2. It's like one of their biggest engaged tools. How does Broken Blade feel about this matchup now?
Those objectives is now it is the soul on the line.
Renekton's only up with a tunneler.
Closer to Otacon as well.
Don't worry about Cap's stats. Caps is doing good. Caps is doing his job. Caps Yone in this game is keeping us happy.
Doing a lot of work here.
Still gold behind, I know.
I think for G2,
but I don't think it matters with this comp.
Coming out of those interviews, we expected some progress, some
engage scales, chat, and they have good engage.
Start to this series than
yes, they have Rakan, they have Yone. Like a lot of it is facilitated by slow engage like Malco, disengage you call
not enough. They need to play flawlessly. They can't afford to.
But what do they have on Gen G? They jump in with Chovy. Oh my god, Chovy's going to 5 minutes 0 off us.
Caps has if Chovy's just getting
more
items.
No, he's not. This is what the West can do. This is what
we, right?
We chat. We.
Slow starts at tournaments before. Not something that we are not used to seeing.
Gen G played a silly comp and we're going to punish them.
In this first game. I think
Draco really said it well. It's a niche that Gen G can pull off, but it's like, bro, by the way, how broken is Jax?
100% kill participation here on the Rakan.
That champion just requires nothing to get ahead.
Thus far as mid lane, now being
like, okay, he's not mega behind, that's fine, but like,
stepping up, laying down the hail of arrows.
Oh my god, BB. Wait, mistake, maybe, mistake. Oh dear. Wins counter strike up, flashes, match. Oh, Skewmon! Big. Oh my god, really nice. Oh.
He sees a tasty
wow, BB has leveled up, has he? Are we just getting better Broken Blade? Nice. Nothing to stop this. Get the turret pop. Get it.
Notably, if Keen doesn't go for that and just stays near his turret,
whoa.
It's a win for Gen G. They get the mid lane turret, the siege with the arrow,
and he got a ward.
But
and a ward, chat, and a ward.
An even trade,
300 gold up on Keen.
About a minute and 50, we are going to get to that possible soul fight.
No way, right? No way.
Close to 20 minutes.
Why are we looking at Chovy? Who cares? Who cares?
Money to get enough items.
Who cares? Get this camera off him. Who cares? Who cares? Chovy. Dude, who's that guy? What a silly name. He's going Rylai's second. That's a fraud build. That is a fraudulent build. That is a horrible build.
Finish it now.
Just because they have limited engage with a bit of disengage. Fraud build. He wants to slow them. Nah, he's playing for engage, that's why.
Not quite there yet for Caps, but Ruler, Chovy.
This Chovy guy, yeah, right? Who dat?
Makes the difference, because thus far,
Chad, have you heard of him before? I haven't.
Much better team fights.
I know who Caps is. Caps just peeking out, he sees TP.
For the side of Gen G comes down to can they get set up first. In the previous fight,
a minute, chat. A minute.
The Yone still there. But
come on, chat. How many seconds in a minute? Lock in. How many seconds in a minute? Go.
They're going to just start this, try and
if you don't say 60, you're a fraud.
Wouldn't
come on.
surprise me.
Come on.
Bot wave being pushed out. 2 item spikes are there. It looks like Gen G want to, at the very least, get the TP.
I'm going to type in chat. Get ready. It's Adakan. I'm going to type that. Okay, let's go.
G2 have made the call, it seems, to give this one
6K. TP.
No.
Caps is backing.
In from Jax. Caps recalling.
Chains are good. Disengage over large area. Where's the poke? Huntama poke onto Keen. Canyon engage. But then again, where's the engage? There's no engage. They have no engage. It's a big fight. G2 win this. G2 win this. G2 win this. In over Adakan. Nice Caps. Nice Caps. Broken Blade. Oh, he's not dead though. Skewmon. Oh, I believe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Papa G2. I'm sorry. I didn't believe. I'm sorry. They threw. They picked off Adakan. There he is again. Ruler's inting. That guy, what's that guy doing? Oh, almost with the timer. Hans flashes. Arrow. Nice. Q. Is Juro dead?
G2 with the gold lead in
Lebrov?
game 1.
Lebrov? Arrows. We just aced G2, Gen G. We just aced Gen G.
It's a complete blowout.
That's us. That's us.
Or 11-2 rather with a final kill. Got secured. Soul there as well. And
Gen G are running it. Their comp is bad, chat. The comp is just bad. They don't have any snap engage. They need snap engage for this Malco, for this Varus comp. They can't get anywhere near him. Hans gets to freeze fire anytime he wants. Caps gets to run up to them. Gen G's comp is bad. This is a bad comp. And people would say they would get away with it like I did at the start because it's Gen G. But if they don't play well, it doesn't matter. They're calm.
Caps keeping it casual. You can hear
They're
the confidence
calm.
in his voice.
It's good. Broken Blade's up 1,200 gold. 600 for Skewmon. Skewmon has been playing well again. Skewmon is leveling up every day, every way. 5K. Hansama positioning is good. Dude, Ruler, pressed E forward. That guy was inting in that fight.
For Gen G to find a way onto him.
Okay, G2. We have Soul.
Being dove repeatedly.
G2. We're game 1 into career, and we've already taken Soul.
Look at the items. 2 item spikes now there for G2.
That's crazy. Imagine what we can do with another one.
Even harder to take down Chovy.
Ulti.
Pushback is there.
Okay. But Chovy's ult is so much bigger in this draft. In this draft, I think Chovy's ult is so much bigger.
Canyon goes into LeBron.
Chovy doesn't have ult. G2 feel more safe to step up. Bro, what's that Renekton or Zin gonna do?
For G2
run into, let's run into a Maokai. Let's run into a Varus.
But item advantages haven't quite accumulated yet. Really, the biggest
G2 no throw every day, every way.
Beneficiary of this entire situation.
Chat, I'd like to welcome you to our new emote. It's called Jet.
It was a difficult laning phase, down almost 20 CS at one point. But now, hitting that 2-item threshold that you talked about, this is where he can really start
That's
to take
our
off.
vibe. That's game one's emote. That's our vibe.
I feel like he's already
We're
in the
jetting.
air. And Keen's just a crocodile, you know? He's seeing Jack
We're
soar
Jut
in
in
the
a
sky.
disco. Yeah.
And Gen G...
Broken Blade has now scaled.
Out of many situations,
Sundered
team
Sky,
is still great,
he's up there.
I want to highlight,
Chat, he's up.
Don't think that this is one of those situations where you look at the scaling and you go, well, there's always, when you reach a certain breakpoint, obviously Azir is always going to be a threat. I think Renekton, much more than he used to be, always can get value in a fight if he can get on top of a big target,
he can,
take
but
them
this
down.
is kind of his peak.
But
for
I
Renekton,
go back
like
again to this Jax. Such an incredibly potent
I mean,
pick
I think
into
they've missed the
basically
window
every
to play
member
around
in
it.
Gen G.
I think Canyon
And then
early
add to
was
that
very
the fact that he has
quiet.
the biggest lead
Canyon early was
in the
very
game.
quiet, chat.
Was, as we saw in the interview,
Keen had to play
Hamilton
solo,
also,
isolated.
Again,
What did Canyon do early, actually? He went mid.
But stepping up here today.
He went mid once.
Yeah, we saw it
Chat,
last
what did
year.
Canyon do in the first 15 minutes of this game?
Broken Blade, way better stats. When all top laners were walking around,
Canyon has had such a quiet game. He hasn't done anything.
He's been falling behind and it's been falling apart. But this
Don't
game,
you think?
potentially the start of something new.
Grubs.
I won't pretend that the early
He was
game
around
stats were
top
pretty,
to save
but holding
Chovy
on,
from his lane.
finding a way
Yeah, so
to
he
scale
was
into this
hovering
game
Chovy.
is a big deal
But
for
Chovy
G2's
still
hopes
lost
here.
lane.
Knockback is big though.
Oh,
Brav caught out, not respecting
oh, the layering. Oh, the layering. Shut down the Brom.
Shut down for Duro.
Doesn't matter.
Combat.
Shut down for Duro. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Right ahead
What are
of
we
Baron.
losing though for it?
They're make the call.
Fuck. Oh
Gonna try
fuck.
and
That's a
play
big
here.
mistake, Lebrov.
Instantaneous TP.
Caps just needs to chunk. If Caps chunks, we're okay. If they chunk, we're okay. Poke lands onto Chovy. That's nice. Hans needs to land some serious poke. If they can poke and chunk, they're good.
Against a team like Gen G, it's not
We got vision.
until the Nexus falls.
Chunk gets Chovy again.
Poke is hitting though. Look at the damage.
And look, the Baron. Look at the Baron damage. Wait, we can do this. We can do this. We don't need Lebrov. Caps has ulti. 6k, they're going to do it. Chains of Corruption lands. Cleanse. Belled. Really good skew on ult. Caps didn't hit a good ulti though, but Ruler's dead. Okay, Baron dies to Lebrov. That doesn't matter. To the Brom. Doesn't matter. They're going to win this fight. Look, Gen G can't do anything. They can't leave. They can't leave. They're frauds. They're frauds. Apparently they're frauds. Help. Help, Caps. Oh, yeah. Fuck you. And the dog doesn't mind me screaming, chat. We're winning. We're winning big this morning. Holy. Gen G throwing around objectives. Let's go. That's the rule now.
That whole play started with
That's
getting
the
down,
rule.
but importantly, G2, they don't let
International chokers return.
The damage is already done here at the beginning of this play.
The Skewmon ulti was beautiful. He tried to flash steal. Respect. Juro has spellbook. He smited it. You can't win versus double smite. That was hard. Chovy gets out, but he flashes for it, by the way.
Keen desperately tries to get a kill back, but Caps with the shield both says,
Caps wins that without
thank
Skewmon.
you.
He kills. They are struggling with this draft. They have no reliable engage. This comp is bad, chat. It's a bad game one draft. G2 are going to win one game, and I said 3-0 Gen G. How dare I? How dare I? I'm happy to flip-flop now. I'm happy to say I was wrong. I'm happy to say I was a fraud. I was the fraud. I was the problem. I said G2 were going to get bombed. Okay? I said it. I watched group stage. I'm guilty. But you all did as well. And so did the analyst desk. Everyone did.
That this game truly gets out of your control, because despite everything, the Baron buff, really not going to get a ton of value, right? The Rebel Baron power.
Have some water, chat. Breathe.
They're not going to get
We
a
have
ton
a
of value.
5k gold lead. We have Soul.
Just don't flip Elder. That's all you need to stay away from. You can set up baits.
True.
And you see right now.
Chronicler realizes now it should be a one game. Don't flip Elder.
The brush.
I need to shave my moustache.
They're on red side, or at the red buff rather. And look at that. That's not even including the
Han Sama has been playing exceptionally this game. Really good. The Brov got caught out once mid. Everything else has been good. Caps reliable as always. Skewmon really smurfing this lane. Trying to bait. Canyon wants to go in. Gets him with E. Sorry, with W. Doesn't matter though. Elder's here. We don't start this.
Use the prio. Use
G2 want to play this slow.
To move in and take some of this vision. Get as much free information as they can with the minions.
Caps is gigantic.
So it can be a bit comfortable here.
Don't start it. Please don't flip Elder.
Little bit of AP.
Please don't flip Elder. G2, please.
When it pops back up, might be
You don't want to start Elder. You don't do it that fast.
Yeah, and I talked about the lack of AP, but
Oh
not
my
only
God.
Gondel injuries,
Oh my
but
God,
also
we're
the
gonna
blood
start it.
ladders,
Okay,
right? So it is
okay,
actually
we've got
pretty big deal.
fruit
The damage
behind
that
us.
comes
That's nice.
through here as Gen G desperately
We
trying
turn
to
for
gain
the
access,
collapse.
But this is where I think the threat of that Maokai comes in big.
Yep,
Abs looking
Maokai
for an
disengaged.
angle as well, I'm sure.
Maokai needs to time this perfectly. G2, if we're going to do this, we're risking it. Sapling, good position. Turning for the fight. Chain's corruption. Culling comes out. Han's going to be shielded. It's okay. Maokai ult used, though. Big investments. Elder's also damaging us. We have Chemtech Soul, so we're okay being on low health. We do damage. We do not. We used a bit for that. G2, we used 2 ultis. But we got Culling, Renekton ult, and Brom ult. We got more. But Chovy's ult's the big issue.
On LeBron right now, so
TP.
this would just be a straight up 50-50.
Oh, but they found a pick. Juro ran in. Broken Blade. And we got a golden Chovy. He might just have to ult, but he's CC'd up. Nice, Lebrov. CC layering so good. Ruler's just left out. He has to flash. G2, ulti, in range. Oh, he flashes for Ruler. Almost gets him. Lebrov. Finishes him. Lebrov dying. Doesn't matter. We got Ruler. I just spat everywhere.
Still critical. Untaken.
Oh, Canyon on vision. Obviously going to try and look for the steal. I don't think
Broken Blade. I mean, it's Jax versus Sinzao. Can't operate.
Broken Blade has to retreat.
Nice, Hans. Nice.
Canyon with the flash. 5K.
Come on. We got him. We got his ult. Broken Blade will fry him now. Okay, it's GG.
No one's on the objective.
It's GG. It's GG. King can't do anything.
Slowly burnt down.
Dude, Hans zoning is insane. They got Elder. Chat, the discipline was insane. The discipline, the macro, even the micro, the macro, the jetting, the jarting, they're all on point. This CC layering was beautiful. End of the quickness. Lebrov, nice. So nice. Look at this. Look at this. Caps ultis to get range. Oh my God, Caps. Like, bro, if that was, if you killed Ruler there, that would have been insane. Gen G fans, oh. Now you know how we feel. Now you know how we feel. Both Australians and Europeans.
And Gen G obviously have pulled a lot of rabbits out of a lot of hats, made a lot of miracles.
Did the team sit on the wrong side? No, that's G2, man. That's G2. We didn't make a mistake. That's G2.
G2 might not be the favorites in the series, but it's feeling like a slam dunk here.
Maybe, maybe Gen G have jet lag, chat? When did Gen G get there?
I think I've been G2
yesterday? When did they get there? Huh?
That topside trio.
They get there on the day? When did they get there?
Doing an incredible job of supporting, softening them up, but it's Broken Blade jumping and Caps finding the ultimates.
When did they get there, Chad?
And Scuman with the setup is now
LPL imports. Dude, Goblet is such a troll, bro.
They can't really do anything. They're just going to have to give up a good amount of objectives. And again, 20 seconds till that Baron is up here. And G2, unless something absolutely ballistic happens,
what up, Christian?
Should be looking at a game 1 lead here.
Chat, say hello to each other. Be kind. Broken Blade done it. Good.
Hop over the wall.
But look at top. Look at the juggle. We've also got bot in and turret as an angle. G2 are juggling. G2 are juggling really well. And look at this. Teleport. They're going to try and flank. They're going to try and commit. Maokai ult, though. Maokai ult. And here's Chovy. Chovy just TP'd in. What a fraud. Duro's going to be dead. Caps ulti in. This is it. This is GG. This is it. Nice Broken Blade. Cook them. Fry them. Destroy them. Eat them. Put them in the bag. Fries in. Have sauce. Would you like sauce? I'd love some mayonnaise. I'd love some mayonnaise for that. Holy moly.
Not a single person predicting in their favor on the
no one predicted this. I mean, my pick'ems would be destroyed, but so would everyone else's. I don't care. Bro, I would prefer an EU win over my own ego, over my own vanity.
In this best of 5.
Nice. That's
Absolute
us.
Smackdown, Drake.
Chat, Gen G at internationals. Stop being a thing in MSI, I'm just saying. But apparently...
Gen G, it starts off rough and only gets worse from there.
Holy. Don't be game 1 Andes. Don't be game 1 Andes. Wait, Shocked. I need to hear Shock's reaction.
Listen. Game 1.
18-0. This is G2, baby. They come out swinging in game 1. And I know, the Lulu is the Salulu sometimes. Sometimes you gotta believe in every single engage, in every single fight, and in yourself. And that's what G2 did.
Holy.
I am mind blown. I genuinely didn't. I thought this was going to be a 3-0 day.
Yeah, well.
G2 looked awful.
Dude, Shox
on the
is going for
stage,
it.
And then in game 1, they looked
They're locked
crisp.
in. Look at them. They're all as a unit. They're clumped together. They're team fighting IRL. Look at Rahman. He doesn't fuck around. They're looking in front of them. They don't look behind them.
This is gonna go a long one.
They're locked in.
Just Caps, it was the whole
but the
team.
thing about G2 is like, bro, this is nothing in comparison. Yes, you can say Gen G played bad, but G2 in the group stage, in the playing stage, if they played like that, would have wiped every team easily.
What was the X factor in
G2
this game? Like,
played horribly in the playing
I think
stage.
They came in with a very solid plan.
And the thing is, their draft is also like it's engaged. There's a lot of follow-up on their carries, but it's not like they're playing Nautilus or Rel, right? It's not like they have one track engage with all this follow-up. It's like Rakan likes to follow up. Normally, Yone likes setup. Maokai likes disengage. Jax plays sides and like flash Counter-Strike as a form of engage, sure. This comp was bad. This was a bad Gen G draft. Now, I'm not an analyst. I'm not a super intelligent guy at League. Chat, I even demoted to Gold 1 last night. I have a 47% win rate in Plat. Okay? I'm fucking dog shit. But after talking about League all these years, I know that good comps, easy comps, are so much... they need easy, reliable engage. Brom here is good for the laning phase, but if they had like a Nautilus or a Rel, they'd be able to start fights easier with this comp.
A very safe draft, a lot of playing with...
As
BB is back.
team to beat.
Bro, Gen G,
This one I got.
Caps is solid. Skewmon, mega solid as well.
He made this game.
LeBrob made a bit of an int.
So
why was this the every second that counts?
So
poke Vars.
Oh, because we won the Baron.
Is getting by chipping away as the face to just pick on whatever target they want. It's a one-sided fight for G.
Bro, Broken Blade's positioning in this game was huge. Skewmon, big ult.
It made the fight so much easier. This
unleashed.
Was one of many
Han Summer, better positioning than he had in the playing
stage.
Stage.
Teams have been able to win games on Canada Days in the past.
Okay, it's Canada Day, and Dylan Falco feels it.
Of course, very, very happy.
Chad, do you notice everyone has those aura rings? Yeah. You see these? These are aura rings. And OURA is the brand, and it's like what a Samsung watch does, but you have to pay a subscription for it. It like tracks your health.
Canada Day.
Aura rings, yeah. Unmod whoever timed me out, bro. Haley, why do you have Haley J and Haley Redeemed? Did you change your name again?
I'm a believer.
I know that we are, of course,
very, G2 very on Canada Day. Oh my god, historically 5-2. Big. Okay, chat, let's go to next game. We have no pause here. Yo, thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate no one dropping any spoilers. It means a lot when you guys are like holding your tongue, especially you, Babkus. I no longer need the redeem energy.
Oppo Find X8 series.
Chat, I'm showing some sponsors because I don't know if I get in trouble if not. I've not been told off yet. Then again, I'm not a big streamer. Chat, so far so good. 10 minutes until 10 o'clock. I don't know if the internet's going to cut out again. If it does, 07 YouTube frogs. I'm telling you in advance. If the YouTube stream doesn't come back, it's because it just doesn't want to work for me. I'm sorry. Unless I refresh the stream key. No copyright. My ankle is purple. What the fuck,
we still look at
bro?
this tournament.
Ice that shit.
G2 was up.
Ice that, bro.
Additionally, the
I appreciate all the follows, whether you're following on YouTube, whether you're following on Twitch. Yo, drop the sub button now.
Today was G2 who
Let's go. Pick ban. No wait for you guys. Back-to-back games.
Selected blue again.
Now I'm in.
This time around,
they're going to ban Kalista, getting rid of bot lane pressure. Okay. Han Summer, Ezreal is going to be your game this game. Let's take it away from Ruler. I think we go Ezreal 1-2. I'd love to see Lebrov on a hook champion. I'd love to see Lebrov on a Rel or an engage. Rakan's gone for the Ezreal pairing, but you can still play Nautilus. You can still look to roam. We can set pressure on Caps and get Skewmon to pair as well. Poppy gone. They probably want to play something like...
Kind of depends. We've seen Owner...
Maybe it's a Kai'Sa game for Ruler.
Had a very big
what 80 carry should we be looking at? I mean, Ezreal, you wouldn't care about Poppy, right? Because you can E outside of Poppy's W as Ezreal.
I think the Nidalee also feels like it should be within the
Lee Sin against Canyon. Maybe they ban Nidalee again. Maybe they keep target banning.
I'm not sure what Gen G is going to be looking for. Downside of that, obviously,
I think Gen G might go Vi. Or they might go Ahri on one. Gwen. Ahri's open. Chovy might Ahri on B1 here. I think they're fishing for an Ahri. If the Poppy's going,
not something G2 are known for playing.
If they go Rumble here, I think it's a mistake. I think Gen G want Ari. I think they want Chovy on better lane.
Game strategy was a lot of
Chat Vi.
solo laners. This time it looks like it will be the Vi.
Canyon Vi.
Reliable up front.
Ari takeaway here from Caps, please.
Currently 0 and 5.
Xin Zhao's already picked.
Obviously,
Pantheon's gone. What other strong pairing jungler do we have?
Continuous nerfs, and more importantly, what Vi does is very,
I don't like
straightforward.
Sejari.
It does feel like a champion that has a single
Even though
thing.
Sejuani is an option here, you could go melee top,
being able to find
but you've just lost
consistent
Renekton and you
backline
have no
access,
Yone.
so
I
drafting
think
counter dive
Sejuani
does
prior
mean
goes down.
there are a lot of
Wukong
tools.
Ari, here we go.
Wukong be really strong
Will
into it as
Tanza,
well,
yeah,
both
you
from
said
a
it.
clone perspective, being able to get away from
That's a
her
volume
easily, but
increase.
also
There's
the fact
no way that guy
Cyclone
added that as a sign.
ruins her day. It's going to be the pickup here for Scumo.
And we'll see what the early game looks like. Vi, Wukong, both champions known to farm to level 6.
Ari,
Canyon,
incoming.
Of course, with this kind of setup, expect
Ari,
to have
incoming.
that big impact.
What would Chovy pick against it?
The
We've got to
news
think.
covered once
What would
again.
Chovy pick against
Some
Ari?
highlight moments in plans from Skewmon.
I think it's a Caps angle for
Not
Ari. We
necessarily
cannot
the
give them
great
Ari
ones,
vibe.
but
We cannot give them
lots of
Ari
views
vibe
on them
unless we have an
nonetheless.
option for mid.
In the end, it's
Oh
gonna
my
be the
god,
Senna.
we're picking Senna.
Something that G2 have prioritized.
We've
a
just
number
lost to
of times.
Ari,
Last time it was
and they're
with
just going to
Tom
take Nort.
Kench. So a very stable champion.
Does Hans Sama play
in
Nila?
that Varus in the previous game, putting up massive
No,
damage
because
numbers,
we
kind of
don't get
free
support center
to
in
just
pro
take
play.
pot shots with all the dive present on his team. It looks like G2 might want to replicate some of that with the Senna, although
They
we'll
might go
take
Senna Nort.
a bit more time to
I
come
do
online.
not like Senna.
Does also help with some of the
They're
early
going to go
brawling
Rumble
that I
Ari,
imagine you will be
and
doing with that
Gen
Wukong.
G just going to send it.
So
But
it
this
makes me
time they've
wonder
got
if they
buttons.
wanna go towards
Oh, I don't
something
like
that
this. I don't like
plays
this. They're
well
going to go
with the
Ari.
Wukong in mid.
If they do not go
Depends,
Ari,
I
it's
think, on
troll.
what Chovy locks in here. The no-brainer is obviously Ari.
Yep.
That Vi-Ari combination is something that we've seen so many
Still
times.
is
Has
banned.
just been
Ari,
extremely
Ari.
solid too.
What?
I actually like this. I think that Alistair makes a ton
Caps.
of sense because with that Senna, we've already seen the Senna Alistair come through. And
Don't
there was
pick
also
here.
bans
You don't need to pick anything.
on the
You
side of
don't
Gen G
need
in
to
the
hard
last
pick
game.
Rel.
Gonna want to give that
Please, leave support, leave
prioritizing
support.
that proactive
Please pick
engage
Ari.
pick.
Please pick Ari.
And also taking something away from LeBron.
If you ban Ari here,
And Gen G did take the game. Well, they prioritized the Vi over
can
the
get-
Rumble. G2 did not contest it. It'll be a return to the Tom Kench.
okay, they're going to ban
We saw
Ari.
in plans.
First ban is Ari.
Champion
I don't
that
know
can
what's going on with
mitigate
priority
so
here.
much of what the Vi does.
Hans did the
Make sure to
center. We're
protect
giving
that key
Ari.
carry.
I can't believe Gen
We
G
know if
didn't
the
pick
game goes
Ari
late enough,
because I don't see
can
any
really
big options.
Just take over those fights. But already Gen G, a lot more proactive tools than they had in the previous game.
Chat, 4 minutes
Braum
for
knows
potential
in.
DC.
You
Hold.
have to wait for 4 auto attacks to find that CC. The
What are
Alistair
Ari
and Vi,
counters?
much more immediate
Cassio,
effect.
Vega.
Counter engage is kind of crazy though.
Rise.
Again on G2, and I think that was something
I mean,
that
there's a lot of
they
options
used
to
with
run
great
into it, but
efficiency
like
as a very good Costerjun.
Caps
fan
might
sign
go
there.
Ari on 4.
But you already have so many tools to keep the Senna safe. Wukong can obviously play far forward, but can also fulfill a slightly more defensive role. We do see that the combination of that Vi and Rumble obviously is really tough to play into, even with a Kench. As long as you can have any form of CC or the Rumble, I think you're always going to be happy. Alistair obviously provides that as well. Ornn, no
I'm gonna
brainer.
log
Seen
into
it
my
played
Fritz
into
box
the
thing,
Rumble.
ready.
I wonder if they also want to go for the Galio, which has been another pick that we've seen picked into it very often, as the Ari and Annie both taken off the board and both pair insanely
They get rid
well
of
with
champs for Chovy. That's nice. They get rid of
Definitely
good
do.
pairing.
You mentioned the Ari before, right?
But I
Opting to take
think
something away from LeBron instead of prioritizing
for Gen G here, I
conventional
don't
power
mind.
pick. Someone, of course,
I
on the side
don't
of
mind
Gen G
Ori.
is gonna be
I think
forced
they
to
could just go
blind.
Ori. If G2 go
Multiple
Rise on
numbers
4
in
here,
this
they might just match
context.
with
Top
Ori.
players already
Silas
locked in.
ban.
Silas.
Maybe they pick Galio.
Taken away from Caps. Respect
They're gonna
to
go
both the
Galio for
Rumble
Gen
and
G.
the Alistair ultimate that could be taken away.
Or Twisted Fate is still up. I keep forgetting about Twisted
Alistair
Fate.
in particular.
G2,
Just,
you could pick
not very
Twisted Fate
fun
here.
to play into.
But then
And
you're
also
lacking
feeling
damage.
very
You're
likely
lacking
that Chovy is gonna have
big
to go
team
for a
fight
blind pick
damage.
here, so it doesn't want
Rise
to get
looks a
hit
lot better for
with
this
a
comp.
Silas counter
But
pick.
G2,
So imagine Broken Blades champion does come through, and it is the
Galio versus Twisted
not
Fate.
on
I
the ban
can't believe
list.
we're going to get Galio
Really
versus
a
Twisted
type of
Fate.
lane where you are just looking to absorb
Galio
the
versus
punches,
Fate
but
incoming.
again, just adds more
Kiana's open.
safety,
Yeah.
more counter engage to the G2 comp.
And a nice setup for G2 in the sense that Ornn and Galio, you can ban both away to get a nice matchup for the Rumble, but you risk that Silas.
Yeah.
Put in a position
Aurora.
where
Really?
couldn't take everything
We've
off
got
the board.
Ari banned now, and Aurora's the best
More
option.
AP, more team
You
fighting.
don't think Twisted
upfront
Fate is
burst
better?
damage. Gen G in a much
You
better
go
position
Aurora.
to just pull the
What
trigger.
they're worried about Silas
force
for.
these
They're worried
fights
about
with this
Silas.
Aurora.
Oh, you still Alistar ult? I guess it's a ban for
What Aurora
Alistar,
wants
isn't
to go
it?
towards here. I've seen
Hold.
this man
Hold.
be known for many an AD carry, but not necessarily quite as diverse as Some of his opponents
You don't
Neela,
this, right?
you'd think you'd be free scaling in the lane.
This makes way more sense.
I wanted to believe it.
Okay.
It's the Jhin. Okay, so utility, and this is a classic combo.
They had better engage this time. They got one track engage with pick.
Jhin, Rumble
a lot of follow-up this time, and they've got a lot of team fight set up. A lot of big range setup.
That's definitely
big range setup, chat. Ryze is a nice pick here. They get in, they bring Tahm Kench, they bring Galio, they nuke chat. Their comp is literally like send it in, but we scale. Their damage early is kind of rough. Their damage early is kind of rough. Their damage, if G2 can scale in this game, they win. Yo, I don't mind this draft, chat. I'm going to run ads. Yo, in 1 minute, the internet might DC. I don't know why. It might be something with a network update. I'm going to call Fritzbox if it does today. I run ads, but Twitch Prime or Tier 1 will get you out of it. I appreciate everyone being here. Yeah, the fact that I even have one viewer is fucking, it's a pleasure, it's a joy. I'm very humbled by you all being here.
I think we would have been a lot less doubtful, but with G2 having a game performance,
I love you all. Thank you so much. I'm sorry if it DCs in 1 minute. I'm watching the time. I'm watching for it.
Second draft is going to play out, Dracos.
Some weaknesses from the expected tournament favorite does breed a bit of hope for the side of G2. And as you highlighted,
I'm ready to press this
once
and
again, they've managed to put themselves in a position where Caps has that champion
stream. No, bro, my pleasure. I'm glad I get to watch this with you guys. I'm honored that
Yone was another
right,
option.
actually let me do this.
Tristana was the other pick that I really felt like
can't
he was able to
restream
impact the map.
within 24 hours of a broadcast. Or 2012, or I don't know what it is.
Getting ready for game 2.
Chat, I'm thinking on the finals day when we get to finals, maybe I restream at 8 a.m. Would you guys mind if I started an hour earlier, or do you think I should get the same
tuning in to MSI? All you need to do is
also, side note, 9:59. It's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Score some of that in-game
loot. It's 10 o'clock. I'm looking. 10 o'clock.
Don't just let it be the G2 fans making away like bandits today so far.
10 o'clock. Hold. Is the stream going to DC? Hold.
They've been in deficits before, in series.
Hold.
In the most recent one, but I imagine they got to be reeling at least a little bit from the uppercut thrown out by Gen.G, or G2 rather, in that game number 1.
Still 10 o'clock. When it gets to 10:01, chat, it's like,
again, clean 3-0.
It's like when you're told you're going to die this time, and you're like, this whole minute is pain.
Level 1 trading here.
That's a level 1 Alistair.
Nice.
Vulnerable target.
Good job. Good trade. Doesn't matter. Heal back.
Has gone glacial, so
I plan on watching final live. Well, T1 Doran, you plan on being there.
LCK first seed.
But chat, with finals, I know a lot of you won't be able to watch it live.
Information is important.
It will be late.
Eating minions.
10:01, chat. We didn't DC.
In his classic.
When you ask for
okay, you can release. Release.
It's good.
Hey,
you know,
we didn't DC.
Every minion he can find, and in game number 1, clearly not enough.
Holy. Unroll the tab. Why am I mod spamming?
The top half, obviously unchanged from last year. Ruler Enduro.
So chat, should I start an hour earlier or
not? Ruler swapping sides with Pace, of course, currently on JDG, where he was
Should I start an hour earlier for finals?
From Liv Sandbox, and in this
I'm
game
worried about
2,
people that don't pay attention. They might come in an hour late. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just keep it as is. 9 a.m. is our schedule. That's what we're doing.
But I do think that compared to game number 1...
quick shout out to Aragon. Quick reminder on the 10th and 11th. I haven't asked him about the 12th. I'm not sure about the 12th yet. I've got to find out what time we're getting home. Aragon is going to cover any subs or donos during that time. We'll go to Aragon. It will be a anti-bolding stream. We're going to pay for his hair treatment.
And Senna generally do need a good amount of time.
Is he streaming? No, he's streaming on this channel. You don't have to go anywhere as long as you follow this channel or sub. This will be the channel. He's streaming on this channel. That's why the subs here will go to him because he's doing the work. I'm going to be at a wedding in Netherlands.
Tahm Kench base stats are incredibly powerful early, but that 4-shot for Ruler, extra healing coming in, will be traded for the barrier.
Healing barrier. Okay, they get a summoner. Whatever.
Labrov.
How's top going?
It's that W. Might have been a different look, but
Broken Blade versus Rumble on Galio. Good.
I do think this is the type of lane where you're expected to just kind of hang back anyway. Jhin, obviously, very strong. In the laning phase, as Chovy, as expected, on this Aurora. Particularly with the Electrocute, going to be feeling really good early. Once Caps get to the point where he can just power clear these waves, going to be a lot easier for him.
T2 is not going well. We knew that. We knew that.
Nearly as much as both junglers this time
We're
around.
mega scaling on G2. So as I said about the drafts, I think the drafts are really reliant on mid-game for Gen.G. I think how they set up at 6 is good around some of these neutrals. Like I'm talking early grubs even.
Crazy. I also don't know if you really want to risk trying to go for a dive. It looks like Kane at least is going to threaten it.
Yeah, I don't know if he can. It's good. Skumon, look at the Skumon coverage.
A lot of members playing down towards bot.
Nice. Skewmon covered in case, walks away. Really good timing.
Canyon. Wasn't clear to me if he was spotted or just a bit of a predict.
If G2 get to scale in this game, if their damage comes online, Rise, 3 items, and center same.
Pretty controlled
with
early
souls.
on. Unsurprising given the junglers.
They can close the gap a lot easier.
Broken Blade much more comfortable in the early stages of this matchup on the top side than he was in the previous one.
Yeah, peng for Devol.
Now Gen.G.
Dive is happening. Skewmon no longer covering.
Knock up there on
Oh, he has no chance. Dead. Blame from Gen.G. Juro flashes out.
Make it look easy.
The issue in this game is going to be if G2 get through the lanes as well.
Let's one wave go by. Skewmon leaves. He comes again.
Oh, that's
the wave is going to be thinned out though. Yeah.
Power. Keen is a little
Broken Blade needs to tank, I think.
Keen, careful to get his damage out before he overheats. The taunt, solid, good damage. Flashing to safety. Broken Blade chunked out.
Uh-oh.
Fall with those minions doing a hell of a lot of damage. Keen.
Canyon's on his way. He still has flash.
Canyon's going to kill him though. Canyon's going to kill him. Blade. Oh dear.
Might just want to save it. Justice punch out.
Yeah, Canyon can't get him. Good. Jeez, that was close.
To make it through.
I was half expecting Canyon to charge up the Q and match
the
E with a flash.
In this first tower dive, just
okay, check Canyon on something that can be proactive. I mean, he was on since our last game, but he didn't have any lanes.
To the root connecting, but there's just too much CC. So you can see the vibe's good there as the TP comes in. Canyon maybe in trouble.
Time up.
Canyon.
Got Canyon.
Able to hit the edge on the knockup.
Nice. Do we have the damage? We need Wukong flash match.
Knock back on a Broken
Blade.
Blade. Using him as a taxi to try to make it out to safety.
Doesn't
have the Scuttle Crab in his favor, though, so
nice.
no extra movement
Give
speed.
it to Caps.
And he will get
Skewmon,
taken down.
why did you take that?
Look from the side of G2.
I think we needed the Caps. I don't know why we took it.
For the sins of his jungler.
Well,
Canyon just,
Caps
I
can't
imagine, just
sidestep
caught
him.
on the Raptor camp, caught off guard by the deep TP
Skewmon's
there
coming
from
in.
Broken Blade.
There's a control
Nicely
with
done
them.
by G2, good punish.
Caps just needs to push us
Immediately
out.
trade
LeBron's got to
a
help
kill
out.
back.
They got to push us out. Push us out. Give Caps a good recall.
Find that return kill. Skewmon gets aggressive on a Chovy.
Nice.
Chovy just now ticking over to level 6. A lot of resources from G2 leveraged.
Nice.
To make sure the Caps can get a decent recall. Only has the tier thus far.
Okay, now he's going up against AD. Broken Blade wants a rematch.
AD carry versus top laner matchup. Oh, the Duro's finally here.
We can't back there. Rule's going to stop it. Broken Blade's
cancel.
going to hold in the 1v2.
Easy, Broken Blade
Who's it better for? It's definitely better for Keen, right?
Duro,
Keen can Electro Harpoon trade. I think it's better for. I think it's better for the Rumble for sure.
Fine for now.
Broken Blade stepping in. Oh, because the wave was in a bad spot. He has no resistances for this. Ruler doesn't do much damage yet. Does he? Broken Blade? Good E-Flash. We got Alistar Flash. We got Alistar Flash. Didn't we? Did we?
And he doesn't have perfect information. They've got good vision on the top side.
Wow, damage.
But I don't think they've spotted Canyon, so he's
Galio
just forced
top
to
is
recall.
tank. Yeah, he's tank.
Stick around.
He got
ends
a
up being the
bammies.
right call.
Confident
enough that the vision.
He's going to go Hollow Radiance
it could have been a quick
into
dive.
full tank.
I think we also saw Caps
That's why I said damage in this comp is very reliant on mid 80 carry.
Look for a redive.
I guess Wukong if he
could
snowballs.
have gone there before Chovy did. Canyon maybe looking for some Krugs.
But they
this
do
time
have
around.
really good disengage.
Compared to the previous
No, they
game.
don't.
I think cleaning up the laning phase.
They have good engage this time for Gen.G.
G2 again.
They have good range.
Very heavily towards these objectives.
It's all about G2 getting on their head. If they can use Realm Warp or Wukong clone into Cyclone and they can gap close. I mean, Lebrov as well. I didn't even mention, like, Lebrov is another form of engage.
I think
a lot easier when Cyclone's there or Caps gets a Rune Prison. G2 just need to get on their face. And I think the fights are won.
What Gen.G get for their troubles?
As long as Gen.G can't one pump them.
Gonna be feeling good about that trade.
Canyon is lost.
If they stick around top
He's in a
side,
fruit
they will
inspection.
be first.
Chad, if you go to South Australia from somewhere domestically in Australia, you go through a fruit inspection.
Will be a wave behind. May need to concede.
You go through a giant tire to get into South Australia, and they check your boot and your luggage. And they say, "Have you got any fruit?"
Good fights. And
No,
I don't
have any fruit.
To force those same fights in this game too.
Because you can't take fruit because they got. It's about the climate.
Relatively quiet. Keen, small, gold lead. Ruler doing quite well given the kill.
Ugly bastard just followed me. What are you saying?
Of course.
Yo, you think I'm ugly?
The scaling pick.
Chat. I'm not ugly.
Getting more souls, taking a bit more time. Much preferred to be laning against Keen, where the range advantage meant that he could get some free souls. Here it's much tougher. Lebrov will TP back to the top side, courtesy of that
now they're matching lanes. Nice. Spellbook support's getting more popular. We just that buff.
Caps
on his way.
Caps trying to play coy.
Waiting.
Get it?
For Canyon.
Skewmon mega patient.
Caps was
good
moving.
ward.
Skewmon,
look at that ward spot. Look at the range. It's just out of range of being control warded.
Just can't move. Yeah, they're gonna.
One,
committed to recalling
but they're worried about Skumondol. Labrov coming in. They have numbers.
Well,
TP from Gen.G, 4v4.
Galio's
Galio's going to move up. He's going to ult first. Wait, could be a good fight for G2. Now TP for Rumble. But there's the engage because G2 can't pick. They don't know what to do. Galio ult. Yeah, he's already dead. Can they kill Canyon at least? Eaton. Oh, nice. Labrov, good flash. I don't think Chovy can kill him. Broken Blade can stop this, right? Oh, no, he can't. Deadly Flourish. Plus, they're going to get all 3 grubs.
Feet of War claimed by the side of GM alongside the Krubs.
G2 just couldn't decide, chat. They couldn't decide.
Of the fight that we
they couldn't decide. Look at them. They can't decide. TP1.
Not quite ready for the engage.
Skumon needs to go in now.
He
needs to go in first. If Gen.G get to pick the fight, they get to pull the pick, and they win.
To keep him alive. They trade Canyon.
Come on, G2. Be decisive. They were so indecisive
I think Gen.G, these level 6 spikes are absolutely devastating. You're a little bit more reliant on items as G2, as Labrov gets cooked as well. Big win there for Gen.G.
We saw the same head scratch from
head
Chovy
tilt.
in game
okay,
1.
No, don't be tilted.
It's exactly the same head tilt as well.
Same head tilt, universal mid lane gesture. And I think this is concerning for the side of G2 because you can see that when they start to lose a fight, unlike the previous composition, they can't just overload.
They used
with
5
CC.
ultis in the end,
and when you
but
start
they
to
just
run
used it
from
to
the
run.
Rumble Jin comp, it's not going to go well for you.
They need to commit. They need to go in.
Really leave. Unfortunately,
if you're there, you need to commit. If not, you need to not be there.
Never going to allow that. Now,
that makes sense. I think that makes sense
is
to you guys. You're all big brain.
Jamcat,
Jamcat, what up?
Even more pronounced than the first game, where G2 does always have the promise.
Jamcat, I got an emote to piss you off.
Yeah, I think will be very hard to match for Gen.G. I do think Gen.G have the type of composition where if you ever get a pick, you can basically always
be relevant.
But it should get harder and harder as
look at it.
Skumon and Canyon going to meet.
That annoy you?
See if this leads to anything, but I think Skumon not wanting to run the risk with.
Did you have the name T1 Doran before he joined T1?
But it's the mid game, right? It's now that these one-item spikes are being hit, Chovy has his Leandris, Ruler approaching his first item as well. The kills are going to help so much with accelerating those spikes for Gen.G.
We're behind.
It's going to make
Caps is behind the most. Chovy.
We saw G2 doing a really good job of stacking those early Drakes.
Up in CS again.
This next Drake fight,
he caught up last game somehow. But Caps, you are better this series. Trust me, Caps, you're better. G2, it's okay. We're behind a little bit of gold. It's not the end of the world. We got first dragon, second one at 1 minute 10. I don't think you fight this. I think you just look and see if you can get some plating through top. Let's try and play other side of the map for gold. Gold for dragon is a really good trade for G2 here. Second dragon for G2 is not needed. Who cares? Who cares? Let's get some gold on these carries, yeah?
But still a scaling option, right? You got the tier, you got the catalyst. Still waiting on the
Can we overload a side of the lane?
Still waiting on
a side of the map, sorry. Can we overload with Caps?
But Youmu's completed
for
Ruler.
They want to contest. They want to set this up.
Matched by an item for Hans Sama, the static shiv, to help clear out those waves.
Hans has got 20 souls in 10 minutes. It's not that great.
Moment on the top side. It's still been a relatively quiet game.
It'll get better.
30 seconds on
Just
Mountain.
Not chatting because I don't want to
push
spoil.
In a better position to maneuver, but has no TP.
Broken Blade can.
Babkis never sleeps.
Either look for the TP, but obviously also being Galio has a much easier time getting to his teammates as fast as possible.
I want to show you
see
the
Gen.G already taking control. Aduro setting up vision. Ruler looking to push out. Has his Youma's done. One item spikes for the entirety of Gen.G, and then you look across the board.
DM. Let me click it.
That's a really big spike there for
You gave me a kiss on it. That's not you.
Does get his Triforce.
Cat Jam XDD
doesn't have the TP available either, so
you're just the jammer.
We'll see if G2. I don't think they need to contest this dragon. I think they can hang back, but it's looking with the positioning like they're going to take a bit of a gamble here. There's a TP.
A bold call. TP Galio.
Okay.
On the way in, Broken Blade probably
they're going to go for it. Oh, they mistimed it a bit? No, they didn't. But he goes for Duro. Deadly Flourish doesn't connect. Broken Blade. Oh.
Now the ulti from Chovy. G2 retreating.
Get out. Leave Dragon. Labrov just W'd into Dragon Pit. And he has no flash. Labrov, that was a W of in. Bro, just W away. Why did he W into the pit? The panic click? Maybe panic clicked and W'd.
Knowingly taking a risk there with that TP instead of trying to go for a play elsewhere on the map.
Got to be lovely for once. You're always lovely.
We called it a risk before, and now they are in a much rougher spot.
I don't like that G2 didn't play the other side of the map. They could have played for top. They could have played for mid push maybe.
Going their way. And Not
like,
only that,
they
no
TP'd
flash
for a
and no TP on
flank.
Broken
Why are
Blade.
they hard forcing with a center rise with no items?
And Genji to make a play towards
Static
the Herald.
shiv on my
Spawns in about
center.
a minute and a half. And Keen already has that
Guys,
cryo.
come on. We know the
Obviously, Broken
comp.
Blade there was
We know the
able
comp.
to
3
cheat that,
items.
make his way
We
over.
fight when we have a tanky Galio,
It's not
when
gonna work
Wukong
on
is just
this
going to
Herald,
shred
and
that
mid
Jin,
lane starts
and when
falling as
Senna
well.
has good range.
The possibility of
We
G2
don't
actually
need
hitting
to
these
hard
mid to
force
late
fights
game
this early.
either stack or item spikes on Caps and Hansama is going to be a distant dream.
It certainly is. And again, at this point, the solo laners, the Genji have very comfortable in those side lanes. The Vi is the potential setup as well for picks, along with the Jin long range, can make things really tricky when it comes to these lane assignments for G2. For now, it is still Rumble versus Galio. Caps and Chovy matching each other wherever they can go, and Hansama, only 27 stacks.
Holy. Oh, I thought that was last fight.
I think a lot of this is just,
no,
you can see Chovy repeatedly.
Okay, Chovy's just doing damage. Okay.
Trading well
I thought that was last fight. I'm like, 10k damage already?
Also doing
okay.
Good amount of heavy lifting there. But Chovy also has been
Labrov looks wonky on this
to,
time.
as you highlight, be involved in almost all of the plays that Genji have found.
This is probably one of his worst
Not necessarily
performances
the
so
most
far, but I
impactful
also
in the
think it's
last
to do with
fight,
G2.
It's 1-1 in Drakes. I do think that this is
G2
where
just
G2
need to not fight.
reaps the benefits
G2's
of
problem
very
now
early on,
is they're going to lose
playing
next Dragon
very
as well.
heavily towards these Drakes.
Herald they're going to lose
Ocean,
right
though,
now. It's going to open up the map for Genji and they're going to start snowballing.
I think
Whereas,
be a problem,
if G2 got a bit of
particularly
gold,
for G2,
maybe the fight around Herald
if you
would have been a bit
start
better.
behind him again, the enemy starts stacking a lot
Not
of
that a
Ocean
one-item
Drakes,
rise would really encourage that for me.
and you are not able to get the most out of this trio in jungle. Mid AD carry could be tough as Canyon looking for play towards mid again. Herald is up. That's going to be what the teams are playing for.
Oh no, he's interrupted him right at Cannon. Oh my god, that was clean.
Hansama's got nowhere to go. Turo not even needed.
He didn't even get to react, bro.
Nice little mechanical play there
Holy
from Canyon.
crap, that was clean.
We talked about it. If Genji
this
have
game
that
is
lead,
running away from
that
them.
lead. Almost 3,000 up. Finding that pick in the mid lane means they're going to have
They were
first
going to get this for
access
free anyway. Oh
to this
my
Herald.
god, that was clean.
Bob, not on the Rakan. He has to be careful about face checking. Can't just get caught
Bro,
out here.
Canyon's Vi is
Yeah, and they
insanely
are
good.
going to let this one go. As we can see, not really any cross map available, unfortunately. See if they can turn it maybe into a little bit of vision.
Chat, I've been
Towards the
playing
dragon.
Lethality Vi top with
Skewmon
Collector. He
walking
can't
off.
lane ever.
Finding Duro. Labrov
Oh, Labrov.
making
He's
sure
dead.
he can get out,
Good bot
but
back from Duro.
knocked backwards. Good use of the Abyssal Dive.
I've
Make
been
the
playing
safety,
Lethality
but
Vi
again,
top.
there
The
was no
lane is
counterplay anywhere else on the
atrocious.
map. Genji
Unless, like,
get the Herald
Valve
effectively
plays it against
uncontested.
Ambessa,
On
but
top
let
of
me
the
just
pick
tell you,
on Hansama in the mid
playing
lane,
Vi
extending their goal
blind
lead
is a
even
mistake.
further.
Don't ever do it.
Oh god, that
Rule
that
of
was
damage
a,
hurts.
was a big grenade.
I played it into Darius, I played it into Shen, I played it into Jax. These are all horrible lanes. I scale, but I go down like 8 deaths in the first 15. I'm such an
That's going to be
inter.
available once the next fight rolls around.
Why Lethality?
But
No, well, I mean, I am
G2,
playing crit. Okay, I'm
the
playing
last fight
Collector
not
into
able to
LDR,
actually get
into
into a position
Infinity
to
Edge, all
really
that. Yeah, I am doing crit. I'm doing crit fight. I
Genji
don't know why I said
backline, TP
Lethality.
from
It's because
Broken
Collector's
Blade
first
was
item.
nicely collapsed on by Genji. And now 2 item spikes
Crit
are
is
approaching
good,
for some of the
But
members.
dude, the laning phase of
Chovy,
Vi early
second
is so
boss picked
trash.
up.
It's so bad.
Ruler with the biggest individual gold lead on this Jin.
It's a terrifying situation.
You can count on Ruler to
Early
end.
rapid fire cannon comes through, and you can just start.
How easy is it for Ruler to
taking
play this
30%
game
for
with
free every time
range,
you
don't
walk
you
up in
think?
a trade.
No, actually, it's not easy. It's not.
Also,
It's
when
not
you
super
have
easy.
your
There is
support
good
there, you
engagement
still
on
can't
G2.
step
G2 have
into the
really
gym.
good gap
Okay,
close
yeah.
as well.
Bit
Can be
concerning.
found.
Caps.
Yeah,
Just
okay, I
zooms
take it
out
back.
to
I take it back.
safety, wants nothing
Ruler,
to
do
do
a
with
bit of
that.
inting.
That is Canyon showing though, so
Gold on
G2
the
could be
wallpaper
looking for a play on
behind you.
Keen.
I think it looks trash.
Jumon faking.
It's a fake bit of.
I love the deft
Little
on that,
S
man.
juke. Rob on the way down too. Can reset the tower aggro, but the wave will
He's
just
just
get
watching
deleted.
Big thing here is that Duro is there. So the moment they spot him, I think you can see the call of the play. Don't want to do that when an Alistair is there. Could completely turn it
He's just
around.
watching me.
Ooh,
It looks
this
hideous.
is a
I didn't want to be that
possibility.
guy though.
Towards
It
mid,
does
the
look
top
hideous. I
wave is
agree.
getting demolished, and Chovy's
I
going
don't
to
know
get the free
why.
turret.
And what we have to remember in this context is Caps saw initially Canyon. He has not seen him since.
It was just here already.
Canyon
I would just
not
prefer the
sloppy
wall.
about showing on vision. Did his due diligence. So Caps, if he steps up there and
Wouldn't
Canyon
mind
is
tearing it
there,
off, chat.
he dies immediately. He has to play with that
I
fear.
like
He
it.
has to play with that caution. And Canyon just backing in a bush earns Genji a free tower.
I don't.
Skewmon.
I've never liked it.
And get in the opponent's heads
Like Fabric
continuously
and
as we
even
do have
and
the Herald
fancy.
being dropped.
tear it off. I'm not tearing it off now. That's a mistake right now. Hannah will kill me. Duro engage. Oh, that equalizer. Lebrov could save. Just trying to defend mid turret, but it's a pipe dream. A roll doesn't do anything. That's good. Duro maybe inting maybe. No, Duro inting. That was an int. That was an int. Yeah, play it slow. We played as slow as possible. Curtain call.
Body block there. Lebrov getting low. Skewmon covering.
Nice. Nice, G2.
Holding on for now.
We're going to lose.
No!
Guys, why are you in a straight line, Lebrov? Come on, bro.
OTP, DTP, look at the flank.
OTP.
G2 trying to throw a Hail Mary here.
Oh, they are.
It's two of them.
Double TP. So G2, I don't know about this.
Gen G committed so
G2
much.
G2 don't have anything up.
Drake might be greedy, but G2, do they have the damage to
I don't have anything up.
Chovy locked up.
Okay. Canyon, one target, G2. One target, one target, one target, one target. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Can we kill Ruler, do you think? We got AD. I mean, Wukong should get... Nope, never mind. I thought Wukong could fry. Oh, my God. G2 just thought they'd throw the Hail Mary because they used all their cooldowns. This is mega GG now. The Vi damage shreds armor. Actually, Vi versus Wukong, the passive huge. Kill Ruler. That'd be nice.
Missile Voyage there. Q. Auto.
1,000 gold for Tom.
That is a safe
Dragos just go nom 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 nom.
No.
He did.
I wasn't particularly hungry for Heartsteel for this team, but hey.
He's going Heartsteel.
A lot sooner.
Think of the dopamine, Dragos.
That is maximum dopamine, just like
big
that
dopamine
combo.
As we do see, as you highlight, Duro able to get a great combo together with Keen. And G2
this fight, I don't mind from here because obviously Duro overcommits and he sends back Broken Blade, which is the wrong target for obvious reasons.
The CC that is available.
And then look,
the Jin gets
Lebrov just
without any issues.
Stop. Now look at him.
The snipe here is disgusting.
Yeah. Clone and everything not enough. There's Ruler with a deadly flourish.
What the hell is this cam? Ah, Lebrov.
We've all been there.
I get it, bro. I get it. I get it.
Jin W in particular can
probably
be
thought Han Sama was covering, thought that the Wukong was covering.
I think generally.
I think at that point, bro, you just walk a little bit to the right or some shit.
That's tough.
Why does Skewmon step out of the way? I don't know.
Frustrated with himself.
I don't think G2 are playing this game this well. I think this comp is really reliant on keeping it slow, and I think G2 felt the adrenaline from game one and wanted to play a much faster-paced comp, but this is the complete opposite. This is such a slow comp.
And now Lebrov with a lot of kill gold.
Look, here's the mega cope angle. If G2 make it to 35 minutes with the same gold, like same gold lead for Gen G, I think it's fine.
Just barely not going to hit, but now it's Han Sama who's been locked up.
But they're not going to, are they?
Who's getting picked in mid lane? Duro taking his sweet time trying to find more. Chovy is there. G2
Holy,
just wanted a couple
here it goes again. Here it goes again.
This time they're playing it safe though.
Lebrov, do not die in the same spot.
You know he's thinking about it.
Please.
One more deadly flourish, perhaps. Will walk away.
Okay,
doesn't have the info, doesn't have the ward over the wall this time, so not just going to waste the cooldown.
Listen, ugly bastard,
but that's
69.
disasters for G2. Again, in the fights we've seen
I
Gen G
think this one's done. I think this one's done.
They're catching G2 in the setup. And the steps that are just supposed to be pushed away before we do the thing.
Went way too quick with this comp for what it is. I think they went way too quick. Why did Chovy auto Atacon? They needed to slow down.
Towards the top side,
they really needed to slow down, and G2 did not slow down.
Hans also
45 souls at 21 minutes is not good.
Rural spot there, and they do have the tools to keep him
60
alive.
at 20 is good. 60 at 20 is what I've been told.
With the safety that someone like Broken
Blade
can provide as well, but even look at the jungle.
60 at 20 is like you had a decent lane.
Anywhere. They conquer these waves.
Gen G are setting up 2 picks at the same time. Ruler and Canyon.
Maybe it was 60 at 20 for
Gen G
support
with that
center.
ward in the river spotted so many members.
Oh, Caps.
Should be fine. Forced to flash out.
Okay.
Gen G happy with just that cooldown. And again,
at least there's nothing up apart from Atacon. If they control top, which they're doing right now, they're fine.
Single ward, and it gave them everything they needed to make
they're reacting to mid.
Response from G2 is good though towards the top side of the map. We now see that Lebrov.
It's the only objective that's up.
Skewmon is able to
as long as G2 don't do anything.
Control, setting up some vision
anything
here.
Bad, over aggressive.
That this Atacon, which
they can chill for a bit. My only concern is they're losing the whole bot side jungle. Caps can't step out. And Broken Blade playing on the complete opposite side either needs to TP in or run down for an ult.
We always talk about
Caps
what is
doesn't
the
have
stack
realm warp,
situation, and I have bad news.
Flash realm warp
I don't know
down.
if you've taken a gander yet. But Senna just now getting close to 50, not where you want to be.
Okay, so maybe it
and
is
it's a
low.
struggle of this game, right? Senna champion where if
G2
you have a lead,
1-0. Yeah, you can see the bar. G2 got game 1. Don't ask how.
You can follow your jungler around, but Hans Thomas just
They look
forced
really
to catch
good.
these waves.
3 stacks a minute is good.
Hasn't been getting much of anything.
Should be
So 3 stacks a
getting
minute.
close towards hitting both the
I didn't want to just create a random number of center stacks and be like, this is what it
the
is.
final stack, rather, of that Rod of Ages.
You know?
To take over, hit 16, but the
Yeah,
Rise
people just
alone,
create random numbers
I
and go,
think
yeah,
still going to
this is
need a
it.
lot more items.
Center
and
again.
I don't
And
know
they
if
prior
Gen G is
picked
going to give
it.
them time.
They
We're going to
prior
need to see
picked the
G2
center.
maybe get
And
a
I don't
similar setup
understand.
like the one that they found
Like, Ari
at the
was
Otacon
up.
last time around, because Gen G's
But
going
they're
to
like, no,
start
we're going to play so scaling. Cap's got late
on
pick
top
of
multiple
Rise.
members.
I like the
Gen G,
Galio
like
pick,
Caps
but I
did
just
many times in the game
I don't like having super scaling mid and bot.
5,000
There's no
gold
transition
down.
in this game. Equalizer.
Keen
Oh,
finding himself
Keen is
in the midst
isolated.
of
This is the
3.
kill. Give it to Hans. Give it to Hans. Give it to Hans.
Skimon
is dead.
Gets burnt to death.
Oh, eaten.
Devour from Lebrov.
Okay, Caps is
But
fine.
it's Otacon in the meantime, an easy pickup.
Is it
for
worth a
Gen
kill,
G.
Otacon?
Happy to make the
Absolutely
trade.
not.
One
But
member.
it's what you can get.
The
The
power
fact
of
that
that
Skimon
buff.
almost died is crazy. He had to flash.
Jovi going to be spotting Broken Blade. Bit of a questionable
Face
flash there
check.
from Keen, given that
Can we
there's
see
a
the
Tom
face check,
Cannon
please? Can we see the
standing
face
right next
check?
to the target. You're trying to burn.
He's going in again. He's going in again, but he's got backup.
Canyon. Overstaying a
Caps.
bit
Watch
here,
Caps.
Ruler waiting behind. Ruler with almost
Nice.
3
Nice.
items
Shut down.
ready to go.
Shut down for
Look at the
Hans.
damage coming
Don't lose
through,
the
and
fight.
Hans
Don't lose the
Thomas
fight. Good
delivering
Galio
an
ult.
flash.
Hans Thomas dead. Just
Ruler.
leave. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave.
Hits
Just
his
leave.
mark,
Just leave.
finds his
We
man.
can't leave.
Joey
We
going
can't leave.
first
How do
for
we
the
leave
Caps.
now? How do we
The
leave?
damage is there from the Rise,
Cap's
but
going
Ruler
to heal up.
remains uncontested.
Duro ulti almost
Fourth
out.
shot.
Maybe.
Brief moment to
Maybe.
reload.
Maybe if Skumon's coming in. Realm
Realm
Warp.
Warp
But he has
in.
no ult. He has no ult.
Wukong delivered.
Oh,
Broken Blade
he's
out
gone
of
left
mana.
instead of right.
They can't find the
Ruler
engage.
ulti.
And
Broken
out
Blade.
comes the ulti.
Oh
It's
my
Chovy on the
god.
side. Getting shot like fish in the barrel. Duro. to
Chovy no
follow
mana.
through.
Chovy no mana.
Ruler,
It doesn't matter. He's got enough for Q.
uncontested. Chovy dishing out
Oh,
so
we were
much
close to
damage.
having a
Skewmon
decent
tries
fight, but
to
the
get
Realm
something
Warp I
back.
think
He
was
has
a
an
bit
extra
too
moment,
far.
but the knockup is there
Realm
from Duro,
Warp
and
without
down
Skewmon ulti.
he goes.
They went left. I think
G2
Ruler was the right
identify a
call
moment of
going up.
weakness. Keen goes down. Maybe this is the opportunity to get back in this game. Deny the soul point. Gen G obviously invest everything towards the top side of the map, but doesn't look like it's going to be working out. Well, the Heartsteel stack is secured, but I think Lebrov would rather have his flash. At least he has the spell book. Ruler taking business into his own hands in this game number 2.
And look at the difference in a game where Gen G have equivalent tools to G2. Ways to start fights. Ways to fight on their terms.
And this call, I think, is made because Lebrov doesn't have the ultimate available.
I love this
right?
trade.
So
Hans Summer is going to die anyway.
Really good job
Hans Summer shouldn't flash. I don't know where the fuck he's going.
Are standing guard.
Flash back towards your team or don't flash.
But the fact that Chovy gets into the backline and chunks Caps means that he can't do the damage, and the rest of his teammates won't really be able to do it without him. And then here, the slight overchase with that Realm Warp. Otherwise, I think they can back off, maybe look for a recontest. But into Jin in particular, you just don't get to do that as Duro.
He's just chilling on the couch.
Finds a 3-man combo, but I think at that point the fight already done, right? The moment that Jin ult comes down, I don't think there's any getting out as a right shuffle there from Ruler. This game is going to be a lot more happy.
Pick again.
GAM looking for the option onto Duro. They get the ult.
Good job, G2. This is what we need to do. That's what we need to do. Kill the carries. Hans Summer again. Hans, this game has to be about you. Rapid fire cannon soon. They're on Nash side. Dragons up in 4 minutes. That's soul for Gen G. If G2 can do something to catch up in gold.
I mean, I don't think it's great, but looks like they don't want to take the risk either. Maybe trusting in the
Hans. No getting out of this one. Chovy damage coming through. Broken Blade wants to save the day.
Can we trade Chovy? Yes, we can. Skewmon might be dead though. Skewmon ult.
Skewmon called out.
Bonked him for health.
Fakes the stealth.
Oh, he can't fake it.
For it. Knock up there
On the
Ruler.
Ruler.
Be the turning factor.
Caps.
All eyes on Caps. Caps who has to do the
Props to Caps, bro. They're trying. They're trying. They're just too far behind. They've finally started scaling with items, but they're just too far behind.
Not enough.
Chat, this is the comp. Like, if the comp was even, or the comp was not as far behind as they are now, I think Gen G would start losing these fights.
12-1 on the Jin, despite
I truly think
Gen
G would start losing these fights, you know?
Try and look for any way to
current
crawl
optimal
back
center
into
soul
this
rate.
game, but
60 by 20.
Gen G not giving it to them.
100 by 30? No,
Ruler's
someone said
positioning
3
in these
souls per
fights, the
minute.
triple item spike, that IE
I've heard that before.
hurts like a truck, Dracos.
Oh my god.
Just so much damage. Armor penetration, not really even there outside of the baseline. Lethality coming in from the Omus. Baron now as well. On a team with the Rumble and the Jhin. G2 want time. They want stacks, and they need space to do it. And I don't think it's space that
If G2 only didn't force around that second Drake, I think it would have been fine. I think that was a really big mistake, chat. Really big mistake.
Level 13. And they do immediately turn onto Chovy. With Skewmont already getting blown up, no value. I think they really needed the Cyclone, because if they have a little more damage here, to get on top of Ruler, actually CC him, that might have been the difference maker. If they get in, it could be something, but instead...
Another fight. Equalizer from Keen to kick things off.
Oh, no.
Long-range route coming in from Ruler.
Duro engaged.
Broken Blade locked
Broken Blade
up.
needs to be a little bit tankier, but he's going Riftmaker.
2 seconds on the ulti.
Okay.
Can try to
Good
save
on
it,
you.
but
Good
if you
seekers.
use that ulti, you know it's easy pickings for Canyon in the next fight. Caps on the side.
3 items center, 2 and a bit item cap.
Yeah, Chovy is
How much am I coping?
Just 4 members.
I'm coping way too hard on it.
So much gold. Set to get this tower for free. The
Realm
3
Warp,
corrupts
they're
they secured
forcing
earlier in the game,
on the
but
Ruler.
G2 know they need a Hail
Caps
Mary,
there.
they need
Oh,
desperation
has a
play.
flash.
From Caps. Root under
Can they do
Ruler.
anything?
Block
Center
coming
ult
in
as
from
well.
Hansama, he might be vulnerable in the backside,
Okay,
but
Ruler
all
might be
that
dead.
matters is
Ruler dead. Shutdown. Big shutdown.
G2 find their man,
Okay.
but now it's
G.
Chovy
Oh,
in the fight.
BB ult.
Chovy
BB ult though.
Hansama,
Wait.
Canyon
We're so
Doro
split,
there,
guys. We're so
trying to look
split.
down the rise. Keen gonna fall off as well.
Bro, at a
Caps
10k
got
gold
enough
disadvantage.
Broken
What can you
Blade,
do?
but Broken Blade is big.
What can you
He's
do?
burning in the midst of
What
it
can you do?
all,
What can you do?
and again,
If it
it is
wasn't so far
Gen G
behind,
who
Gen G
will
would be
not
cooked
falter.
there.
And Chovy
G2
with the quadra.
just mistakes in the early game that come back to
And
bite
G2
them.
with
They
the
can't
TP,
do that versus Gen G.
with the Realm Warp, they do
Chat, this
find
draft,
Ruler,
I think,
but
was so
unfortunately,
playable.
The game has destabilized
But they
the point
just
where
had
it
to
just
play-
doesn't matter.
they had to play
Keen is
super-
toasting them
super
10 stacks
calm.
or 10 stacks dark. Still same for Chovy,
They had to play
who
super
does
calm.
join, seeing his AD carry fall. There's just
What
too
kind of
much
logic is
AoE
that?
damage
What do you mean, what kind of
available
logic
here
is that?
for Gen G as the Inips falls, and we're about to go to 1-1 here, Dracos.
That we are.
Okay, listen.
Gen G.
If G2 didn't int
Taking
early,
their time with it.
they would win these fights.
Don't wanna risk
And you'd be like,
giving
oh
big
yeah,
up.
but yeah, anyone could win these fights. No, but their
Potentially
comp
giving
would
a chance for
outscale.
G2 to come back.
They just needed to
13K,
chill. For real.
A
That's what they had to
victory
do.
lap in this game too from Gen G, and you mentioned it before. It was like 15 minutes ago, G2
Okay,
threw that
that's what
first
they had
Hail
to
Mary.
do.
They've been praying ever since. Well, they found 1 or 2 angles. It's Gen G with the picks.
Mouse. He
the
plugged
better
his mouth
setup,
in.
and we're reminded what this team can do when they have that advantage.
Chat, I added another emote.
And the
Where
numbers
is it?
kind of just speak for themselves,
I thought it
don't
was
they?
a cat.
See Ruler, despite the fact that
I have a lot of
sometimes
cat
Jhin
emotes. Where's the other
took
cat?
that
I added a
Best
cat.
damage stat from last game personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
But
don't
he
worry, G2, reset, go again.
Doesn't even have
We
pennies
go to
or
a game
shield
3.
though.
We go to a game 3. I think you can win this series.
Broken Blade,
I think you can
unfortunately,
beat
still
Gen
not
G.
able to really take
I
too
really
much of a
think
beating
G2 can beat Gen G.
because of the state of the gold. Now Gen G, 2 Inips down. Certainly just looking to end this one with as little opportunity as possible.
You
And
say
for G2, Caps does have Death Cap. If he can get a couple of rotations up,
I
maybe that's
say
something they can play
it's
towards,
possible.
but everyone just goes down so quickly. These items on Gen G just hurt too
What's my
much.
cope with?
That they do. Ocean Soul now as well, making it that much easier. A little bit of poke from Ruler can heal him back up from anything that G2 can throw back at him. That's Canyon waiting off to the side.
That's
Happy
not
to trade his ultimate for LeBron's
It's
if he
not cat
needs
explode.
to.
It's
Equalizer
GG.
used. Gen G immediately pull the trigger, finding multiple members. The ults are beautiful, but it's Broken Blade
Yeah,
with a
this is too
3-man
far behind,
knockup.
bro. This is too
Hansama
much
for
gold.
now
Too much gold
uncontested.
missing.
Caps burned down again. The curtain call.
All right, GG.
Coming in. Ruler
16k gold lead, G2.
Undaunted, unfazed by a single loss.
We
Gen
just
G
needed to know the comp, but I think we just needed to be
taking
more
their
chill.
time. Skewmont
Giving
desperately
away
trying
second
to make the
dragon wasn't
difference
end the
in
world. We
base.
got
In
first.
tatters in front of them.
We just needed to wait to fight. We fought way too early. We 5v5 way too early. 5v5 way too early. Gen G might be back, but G2, come on.
Coming in.
Lock in.
But we gotta sing the praise of Gen G. I think their gold lead.
Chovy had a good game, but
graph
I mean,
Holy-
Canyon was MVP for me. Canyon's Vi was so clean.
It felt like Duro came in clutch too. His Halistar headbutt pulverized combo really made it clear.
Game 1
cut
Andes?
for the-
No. We're okay.
Notice. Continue.
Look, there it is
Rumble
again.
Already moving down. So the galley
Why is
choices
that minimap
they're gonna
so cooked?
onto Duro. They're not in any. Already got.
Bro, do I need to
Like,
send it to someone in the broadcast?
You
Why is it
mentioned
so cooked?
something at the start of the show. Well, if you have to
that one.
Fact is, they're to it.
I'm going to send it.
Angle. Genji's, whether that.
I'm going to send this to someone. I don't know if they know. Do they know? Surely they know. I'm going to ask why. So continue the game. Yo, hey, I'm continuing. Yo, Ezebot, chill. I'm here. I need to send chat. I'm trying to improve the broadcast.
Like the bot lane.
I mean, ruler, yeah. But carry performance. I mean, Canyon was the carry, bro. Canyon was carry. Canyon buy.
See who gets the
Canyon buy really good. Canyon buy really good. Start the game. Dinky donk. Always win. Chat, aren't you, like, as a live experience for you, when you haven't watched this, aren't you lucky I can just skip through and get straight to game 3? You don't muck about, do you? You don't have to muck about here. Look at this, ready? Here it is, draft. What the hell? Go G2.
Always love to see me some cosplay as we get into the draft.
All right, let's go.
Game number 3.
Here we go.
1-1. Dead even. Gwen, Ari.
What's up and available? Ari not going to be picked this time. No, G2 panning it
away. Taken away.
Twisted Fate as well. Maybe Styles priority goes really high for Chovy. I don't know.
High on the ban list
Chovy, I'm trying to think about what's up and available for him. He doesn't have Ryze, doesn't have Azir. Talia also gone. We'll give Talia over B1.
This is kind of when things
priority jungle here, maybe.
This is when the
Pantheon's not up.
No longer available.
Victor.
And the Talia is the final takeaway. I think
but Chovy plays Akali, doesn't he?
I think the pick just offers so much.
Akali's fine. Akali gets through the lane and she's fine.
To come through here for Caps.
Victors hate this.
The first time we've seen Victor.
They're going to get Misfortune Rel. Or maybe they get Misfortune Sejuani. Misfortune Sejuani's nice here, but Trundle's up.
Stage.
If Canyon goes Sejuani here, Skewmon will just pick Trundle.
But not necessarily the proactive playmaker that we've seen in a lot of G2's most
good
successful
referral,
moments. Perhaps a pivot
Corki for this lane now looks good.
From the previous philosophy.
You could just slap Corki, Rel go jungle and 4 instead for G2.
Forced to blind pick.
They go north.
Against Chovy. And they give away a powerful combination. Reliable engagement.
Yeah, but what about Trundle? Trundle's really good at Misfortune. You have
so
range.
Much more impactful than the Braum.
Stop
this time
for the bullet
the
time.
Nautilus to follow.
You press E.
And the big thing is
you have good range.
That Braum is gone.
I think Trundle value is really good because then they can't pick Sedge. They just can't pick Sedge into it.
Maybe a lane.
Then Canyon might go like Nidalee or something. I don't know.
Successful angle, but
Ezreal.
The Ezreal gets locked in. I don't think that's
you don't need support here. You don't need to match support here. What about jungle? What about Trundle? I think Trundle is so sleeper in this draft now.
Available here, and the Rel is
they didn't want to lose the last engage support. I get it. I get it.
Still left.
But Genji now can pick Sejuani and ban Trundle.
But I think that that Nautilus being able to get away
with
just
jungle,
that definitely a really powerful thing. When you also now already
I think a better comp.
Have such good
I think a better comp is having a tank in jungle. I think Sedge here would be really nice. Sedge is always nice with Misfortune.
I've seen a lot of MFs.
Skarner also. Skarner is an option.
So great outside of laning. You know, it
feels
really good when you're on lane and you're just
Cassante blind.
You're making it rain. Yeah. Then you get out of lane and you just
kind of ban. Renekton's already played.
That's a Keen Sante.
Keen Sante, true. I forgot.
This is a pretty good champ.
I forgot. Keen loves it. Hey.
Something to be feared, most certainly.
Cassante
going to have to respect, but also important to note about the Rel. Incredible comfort pick for LeBron. Last year, known sort of negatively as a
they forget to ban
Rel enthusiast, but does get that comfort pick.
Did they forget to ban?
If he can make it work into Ruler and Doro
they banned Trundle. There it is, Trundle.
They're going to go Sedge. For Gen G.
They're going to go Sedge on 4 here. Sedge with Cassante is really nice, and they can go like a Silas B5. Or they can go Silas on 4 and they can counterpick jungle.
Exceptional both into MF as well as into the Cassante, taking away a lot of tankiness and having the ability to just interrupt.
You've got Misfortune set up with Nautilus already.
Very valuable as
I don't mind this comp if you go something like a Kindred either, by the way.
I think that Canyon is going to be looking to pick up a champion here on
yeah,
R4.
Akali's a good ban.
As we do see the Akali
what do you think of LeBlanc?
Actually, as a counter pick into the Victor, going to be taken away.
All I'm saying is someone out there said
doing like this front to back, maybe not.
I would love to see someone lock in talent. We might have to make it to game 5.
You know, owners at the tournament could see him do it. With Tarzan for Zed, you know, we got the whole slew of fun jungle picks.
Chat, what do you think about Zoe here in this draft? What do you think about Zoe against G2's draft? I think Gen G could pilot as Zoe here.
I'm feeling the Nidalee. Cassante,
there's no Warwick. He's not playing Warwick into Cassante. I refuse.
I wonder if that's going to be the ban away here, or they're going to go for something like the Silas instead, trying to ensure that.
They are. And now banning Silas, the Poppy ban again.
That's a good matchup.
They're getting rid of Poppy again, getting rid of a lot of the dash and engage that they want to build. I think Silas is coming. I think G2 ban Silas here would be a really good ban.
Yeah, it's really good.
Even though in lane, I think Victor would fry him a bit.
Sky.
Quite a lot. I think for the comp, Silas is good.
From G2, it's
doesn't really have the best ults to steal though, so
in last time around.
Yeah, okay. It's a safety ban, isn't it?
Silas taken off the board.
And just making sure that you don't get Chovy on a champion he's comfortable on. What else do we have? Twisted Fate's gone, Akali's gone, Silas gone, Ari gone. 4 mid bans on blue, plus Talia from them.
Basically 2 options there. Either you pick the counter pick for Chovy, but he has been known to go for really crazy stuff. Maybe with this though, could just be Orianna and like a Fury. Jarvan, I think we could see as well. Doesn't feel great into Ezreal, but does feel really good into the Victor. Ability to just lock him down, guaranteed. And Jarvan, combined with MF, I think is something that always you're going to be generally be feeling pretty good about.
She had a bad
classic ball delivery system as well.
Definitely really solid combo tools on the side of Gen G if they can find those multi-man ultimates.
Ori on 4, by the way.
It was just earlier in the tournament that we saw this MF used incredibly efficiently by
you go against Ori. I mean, you've already got Victor, sorry.
Channel ultimates for the MF.
But jungle?
But now the Gnar.
Sedge would be a nice takeaway here, but Chad, I think they're going to go Nocturne in response.
Cassante finds a way to get kill
pressure. I don't like Nocturne with this comp. I like Sedge. I think they need a front line for Victor and Ezreal.
G2. Initial engage of LeBron.
They've got Gnar, they've got some form of engage. Sejuani makes the most sense, but now that Trundle's banned, Sejuani is a good takeaway from Gen G as well. They're going to go Jarvan. Well, Jarvan against Ori.
Locking in the J4, and what you said about the lockup onto the Victor just as true.
Canyon will have to play Sedge here.
And the Orianna. G2 looking to assemble
I think Sedge or you go Nocturne.
Yeah, like that a lot. You also have the combo.
You go Nocturne.
Right, being able to.
Oh my god, they're gonna go Zed. Wait, is Zed angle? You think Zed?
Same for the Victor. And
yo, custom, what up?
Ball delivery system,
Lee Sin, Canyon Lee Sin.
Incredible performances on. Was
oh my
in the
god!
Game as well.
Holy!
How many times today did we watch back
this
that
comp
flank
is just
where he just comes around the Baron?
It's just front to back.
I mean,
it's literally a front to back. G2 just need to dive on them again. G2 need to dive on them again. Their carries have a little bit of versatility. I mean, especially Ezreal. He's got good engage, good follow-up. Your Canyon Lee Sin locked in. Your chat, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for warming in to what is such a humble stream. What's such a humble stream? Well, I try to be humble. Yo, I love you all. You can Twitch Prime Tier 1 if you want to avoid ads, but I run them now so you don't get them into game. G2 won Game 1. Gen G destroyed them Game 2. We're in an equal state going into Game 3. Internet hasn't dropped out yet. It's a blessing. I'm going to run ads now. I'm going to press the button. Yo, appreciate you all. I'm going to go pat this dog and make sure she's all right. Okay, I'm going to give her some love. I think I prefer Gen G's comp. I think it's super simple. I think Cassante does a lot.
Nearly as strong as in the map, right? There's a reason why this pick has been highly prioritized, is because very early on, you're able to get control.
Canetto, thanks for the prime, bro.
Get that mid wave, get that
no ads
burst
for
but also being really impervious with the strut, as well as the shield from generally that BTS. Pick Teemo, please.
Okay, well that's just too adorable. Now you have to.
It's fine, we get to Game 5.
Someone has to pick Teemo.
R5 Teemo, baby.
Only one person can do it. The other team's gonna be bad people. They don't do it. Pressure's on, boys. You thought it was the trophy. Really? You have to worry about disappointing that adorable little girl. Here we go.
What about everyone wearing a hat as well?
Yeah.
Support for Teemo.
A lot of Teemo enthusiasts. But here we are. Series tied. Game 3. Come on, Vancouver. Give it up. G2 versus Gen G. Now we can calm down. No, I don't think anything's going to happen in the first few levels. But with Jarvan and Lee Sin in the server, in the game, there's always that potential for early action as Canyon spotted out there.
Thorough. I'm going to go for anything crazy. So we do see Ansama also going for the barrier. And Gen G, with the Orianna ball, just gets to scout out some of these waves. We have the ward on red buff, ward on blue buff, respectively, for Gen G, so both junglers going to have a pretty decent idea of where their opponent is going. Now Lee, when it comes to damage and early skirmishes in particular, obviously is a complete menace to deal with. Really hard to win any early 2v2s, any early 3v3s. The mobility in jungle fights is crazy. When it comes to the ganking power though, you take Jarvan. I think any day of the week that flag and drag starting level 2. Could see a little cheese gank if they want to go for that.
Not surprising to see Canyon start on the top side exactly because of what you said. The one lane that he has reliable setup in is the bottom lane, but perhaps instead
Shadow might be going swimming
Well,
up.
he knows. Leverage the level 2 spike. Does have
during
vision.
game 3. I wonder how it went. Well, you're about to find out.
Absolutely do.
Sorry, chat. I know you don't like me rewinding. I missed it.
Really hard to
I just want
win
to see
any
the
early 2v2s, any early 3v3s. The mobility in jungle fights is crazy. When it comes to the ganking power, though, you take Jarvan.
No,
I think any day of the week, that flag and drag starting level 2. Could see a little cheese gank if they want to go for that.
Yeah, it's old overlay, by the way.
Not surprising to see Canyon start on the top side exactly because of what you said. The one lane that he has reliable setup in is the bottom lane, but perhaps instead looking to leverage the level 2 spike. Does have vision.
You win the
on
1v1.
Skewmond. You absolutely do.
You definitely do.
Oh, he's so low.
Oh, Sonic Wave misses though.
Okay.
Waiting for Jungle Pet to... He doesn't have Smite. Canyon has Smite.
He doesn't have Smite.
Why are we getting old overlay? Wait.
But it resets.
It's old overlay.
I mean, respect to Skewmon. That was a very confident back the second you see the ward there.
Chat, old overlay.
Assumes that Canyon has...
Bro, now my eyes have adjusted for the new one.
Level 2, so there it is. Or level 1.
Damage is done. Chovy fighting as hard as he can here, and Caps is able to trade back decently, but he
now
just
my
can't
head's
fight
moving
for
more
this
because
early
I'm not used to it again.
Against the Orianna, so
Canyon, that was big.
Just going to go for the Wolves here. Do note, though, that with the prio that's there for Hansama and Lebrov,
okay, Canyon on Lee Sin has a lead.
Early pressure lead. Canyon, I imagine, gonna go base, immediately run towards his bot side. He does win the 1v1 against this Jarvan, but he needs to be careful because if Lebrov and Hansama make their way over with the prio that they have, he could be in trouble.
The old one is so much better. Yeah, I do like it. I do like it a lot.
Get the cleanse. Lebrov not sticking around too long.
It just feels like there's a lot more going on. The only problem, chat, is their dragon timers are broken. Look, they're bottom right. They're using OG
Even if
spectator
Lebrov
stuff.
doesn't actually go over, just threatening is
Don't worry.
very big as Chovy.
We know when dragons spawn. We'll be okay.
Actually forced it back here, so Caps is going to get the pressure, but it looks like Skewmon doesn't want to run the risk. Despite the fact that both his solo lanes have pressure, instead just going to take the loss of his top side, full clear the rest of his own jungle.
And it's a tough situation, right? Because if you want him to leverage that bot lane pressure, he has to risk even more.
God, I like that comp because they've got a lot of ball delivery. Lordless Lee,
Canyon getting 3 quadrants of the jungle more or less early on.
What does G2's comp rely on this time?
Only the blue buff on the top side.
More on laning.
Was not able to take.
They need a bit of scaling. Their conditional engage is...
Maybe able to
I mean, they've already got Rel's reliable with Jarvan.
Woefully behind an experience as Broken Blade is locked up. Wants to go Mega, but luckily able to hop out to safety.
Mismatch lane for BB again. Good save. Okay, he's fine. He can TP bot. Keen's fine. He's not dead. He's fine, bro. It's a Cassandre. Oh, he missed the Q on Lebrov. Otherwise, Lebrov may be slowed again.
Just a bit of an awkward moment there. I don't think he expected to be caught by the edge of the path.
Careful, chat. Whether it's hard to watch or not. Yo.
The moment that the Q
no spoilers.
doesn't actually work out, you can't go in with the W.
No spoilers. I don't want to know how games go. I don't want to know if they're good or bad for a team. I don't know if they're good or bad in general.
Obviously, Gen G, again going for this swap, immediately having Ruler and Duroshow on top side, which for Broken Blade, again, is going to be one of those situations where as Dinar, you're not happy. You want to be in that 1v1, want to try and use that range advantage, but in the 1v2, especially as Mininar, you do not have any control of this wave.
So much credit to Gen G as they find yet another hook here, but their lane assignments.
Fuck, okay, Broken Blade, he didn't TP in though, which is good.
In both game 2
because he didn't TP in, it's like a saving grace, right? Skewmon's just trying to relinquish pressure, but Rel's here, they won't turn into a gauge, but look at that big wave. Bro, you can't do anything here, you just got to push them off because it's a massive wave for BB.
Yeah, I think just trying to buy.
I like what they're doing, but they're going a little bit too hard on it.
Hans?
Okay.
Over the wall. That looks a lot different if level 6 is there for Keen as Gen G refused to allow
Dredge line, oh, it hit. That hit?
Looking for the setup. Gromp there to maybe body block the Sonic Wave. Lebrov trying to get tricky. He knows if the Q hits, he's dead.
He's dead. No, he's not. Oh my god! Ruler flash E'd. Yeah, that's good for G2.
Not even close, baby.
That's really good for G2, actually.
I mean,
Skewmon has smite. Nice, big for G2.
Q Smite gonna get the objective.
That was a Hex Flash.
Broken Blade down a bit in experience, but about to turn Mega. Keen
we kill
immediately
Keen?
backing
Keen,
up.
do you think? Keen. Can we kill Keen? Can you AW?
A lot of punching back and forth here in this early game.
Yeah, a lot of punching.
But them not getting the kill was actually a big deal because Gen G invested pretty heavily towards that.
Did.
Giving up a decent amount of
Cap's
laning
doing
pressure
fine in the lane as well. Okay.
So Lebrov not going down there. And I think Gen G really did think that he was already
Jova
dead.
HD,
Felt
not
like
bad.
They could have probably pumped a little bit more damage.
Okay, if you need information about what this stream is, press !MSI.
Keeping him alive there. Big win for G2.
To be fair, I thought he was dead too.
It tells you everything you need to know.
Wielding.
Super
Just
simple.
100% sure.
LeBron's starting to roam a little bit, leaving the Ezreal isolated. It's fine. In the isolated lane versus top, that's what he did for a little bit, and now he's going back to the 2v2 top.
In this game 3,
but Rel is still moving. Rel's not there, so Hansama needs to be careful where he steps up. Where's the lane? Where's the wave? Wave's awkward for BB as well,
he's that ranged champion, but he's so short-ranged early, so it makes it easy for Keen. Not quite able to get the Q3. Duro, it's a little aggressive on the top side, but there's no immediate fault from Ruler. Wants to clear out the rest of those creeps.
How come it didn't pop up?
Rogoblade forced now to recall.
What happened?
And in the meantime, Canyon staying ahead only by a single camp. But
yeah, Jova, I didn't see your first time message, but
so much aggressive play from
it's a Restream. I do not watch the games live because for EU times it's cooked.
Interact with the map at all on
so this is like my first time. This is my first day.
To get it done as LeBron
my first day.
Strike, Aftershock proc, so mitigates the follow.
So we watch them together live for the people that don't have the opportunity to. And whether you've seen them before, we appreciate no spoilers. Any spoilers are perma-banned.
As long as Hans isn't friend.
It was at 2 a.m. this morning, so it was 7 hours ago.
Spike for Ruler.
8 hours ago now.
Almost able to consistently fight. And in game number 2, I think G2 definitely went a little bit too crazy as Ruler.
Oh, okay. Trying to look at the knockup back in. Duro ignited. Hansama continuing to step up.
Ruler's spacing. Yeah, Ruler was doing a lot to cover for Duro there. I think Duro should have died.
Skewmont moving through.
Skewmont is not watered though. It's not watered.
Canyon's here too.
Canyon level 6. Canyon's level 6.
Takes his time.
Spaces.
EQ
flag drag.
Canyon not going for anything
good coverage from Skewmont.
Remember, he already invaded. He already slowed down Skewmont. Denied camps.
Canyon's in the way. LeBron wants to hover.
The Jarvan, the
Romp is going to come up. They see him. They see him with the flag, right?
Hasn't been able to find anything, but Canyon may have just found the 1v1.
Oh my god, LeBron walked back to turret. LeBron walked back to turret. Skewmont.
Instead, flashing away.
LeBron walked back to turret and he just...
From Genji. It doesn't look like much. It's only a 500
Canyon's
gold
lead in, bro.
Shutting down all the avenues of
700 gold lead for Genji. That also just enables...
Well, the big
I mean,
again,
Skewmont,
is always left
he's delayed to his 6.
Right? So
Canyon, by doing that, Genji means that Skewmont doesn't get 6.
Pushing out a wave, and
so
as you snowball,
grub contest isn't there. Canyon will get 1.
Wave. It slowly becomes these big leads, something
he's
that Genji have really relied on.
1.
And no kills have gone over yet.
He's going to go for Krugs instead. I guess he's worried. He's worried about what?
For now,
worried about
G2,
his bot lane's not there.
The thing I want to see them improve from game number 1 is do not fall.
How smart is that? Canyon walks back.
His
bot reset. I mean, it's not smart, it's just common knowledge, but a lot of teams just don't do the steps. Walks back, then walks back in.
And the Lee. That free man unit has so much burst available as Duro looking for another play.
X-Flash. Waiting.
Put your
it's
hands
the auto.
up.
Hook back. Just on the edge of tower range. Hansama looking for an extra second here. Ruler full chain on the nail, but it's Canyon on the way in. Hansama, there's no way out of this one. Ulti across, trying to get something back. Canyon just kicks him into the wall.
Unmovable.
Knocks him down. First blood for the side of Genji.
Where was Lebrov? I don't replay much, but I need to.
Back. Just on the edge. Play.
Lebrov is roaming too much. Lebrov's trying to find mid.
Full chain into the wall.
Hansama's just isolated. As an Ezreal, I guess it's fine, but like when the wave is crashing and there's a potential dive and you know Canyon's with perma topside, I think it's bad from Lebrov. Lebrov last game and this game so far, not the greatest.
Hans, because of that, doesn't have the ability to even thin out the wave. So Canyon can just walk in and I've seen many of Canyon's teams play for him, but the fact that he's on least sin of all champions, this isn't generally a champion that you see go for farm. The cross map is good. The dragon gets taken, and
Canyon is putting in a masterclass this game.
100% first dragon raid.
He's
one of the criticisms
like
that G2 and Genji
I don't have an HP bar in this one,
but
I guarantee Skewmont's like 3/4 of the level behind.
Canyon and Duro not always on the same page.
What the fuck? How's Skewmont level 7?
But this game,
because Canyon made the
everything together.
Canyon's got a full jungle. He's got a full jungle up. That's why. Skewmont's just gone back to farming while the kill went over. Look at the deep wards on blue side as well. They know that he's bot. Keen's going to do the same thing as well. I mean, Keen's either going to drop a ward or he's trying to face check to see where Skewmont is.
It's just not
but you can't gank Cassante as Jarvan.
And Chovy both using the TP.
You either need mid or you need bot.
Flash available this time.
So Keen is always chilling. He's always fine.
Caps his Roa done. I don't know if they have the damage.
Speed tries to sidestep, but the lolly popping is good.
Caps holds his ground.
Lebrov still walking forward.
Cheeky's done. No damage.
A bit of poke. Q3 onto Keen.
Into Mega.
Throws a house at him, but not so much effect as Lebrov did get a bit of vision, bit of info as to where Canyon is. Gives Rogoblade a little bit more license to play aggressive in the mini Gnar.
No. Joey.
Looks like most of the CS late actually with Keen on the Keen
No.
Also Chovy, decent amount, but I think that is also Caps having to be very mindful of where Canyon is. The threat of this Lee always there. First item now approaching. Early Dragon, though, again, going over to G2 does mean that I hope that they kind of relent from what they did in game number 2, because you're again looking at a Rod of Ages. Did finish relatively early, right? We see Caps already with that in his inventory.
Really much battle style on Sama, pushed into a Power taking camps and J4 into Lee is really not a good matchup through.
As well. There's a transformation.
It's a much more workable Gen G draft, I think you'd say. I think game 2 was a better draft, and game 3 is just like...
MF,
the
upfront burst and DPS just isn't quite there.
I think the Jarvan into immobile carries would be fine,
to the Bloodthirster.
But I think Sejuani was more reliable here. Maybe they're worried about early game pressure.
Q3, Mininar
Wow.
deleted.
Wow.
Out of turret range as well.
No reaction. BB can't flash or do anything.
That's a heartbreaker.
That
Stu
is...
was there! He's looking for an opportunity to keep his teammates safe, but there's just too much burst available. And Broken Blade with flash up especially.
Oh dear.
If you stall for
it's a 2.3k gold. It is a masterclass. This is a Gen G masterclass right now. Canyon is clean.
A big moment, a big turnaround.
When they bark, praise them. Why?
The snowball continues. Canyon now a
don't
second
I praise
kill.
When they don't bark, don't I praise them when they don't bark?
Ruler's able to just shove yet another wave into the turret. Hans will be able to pick up most of it, but it's these small compounding leads.
When she wants to bark, but she doesn't.
12 minutes in.
And I praise her for...
gold lead here for Gen G. As
why would I praise them? Isn't that encouraging behavior that's not ideal?
But this time, again, I'm looking how are these Herald fights going to get played out, and are G2
I really hope someday someone plays Lethality and Lease in for the one shot.
I think Gen G,
they're praising them, makes them relax and calm down.
Don't quite have the same edge, because looking at the front to back of Gen G, I don't think
they're
that
protecting you, but it's they're also you're also encouraging the behavior of barking in an apartment.
Shockwave.
I don't know. I get the protecting you, but
ready to follow up, but
I don't think this little dog, as cute as she is, would be able to protect me in that case anyway.
Poking back, keeping an eye, of course, on the next major objective. You said yourself 2 minutes.
What breed? It's not our dog. We're looking after a friend's dog.
She's G2 now being cleared out by Chovy.
King Charles Cavalier crossed with Poodle.
If you take a look at the
I had her
bottom
on the
of
stream
the map,
before, but she looks comfy on the couch.
For Ruler.
You'll have less
Still
barking,
to go bot lane,
really.
but if he wants to go mid, it's pretty impossible to get him out of that lane without more support. In the 1v1, he just heals up any potential poke.
Oh, the gang swat. Caps not going to be found by that Q. Is it a false sense of security play?
It says praising a dog for barking is generally not an effective way to reduce it. It can reinforce the behavior, making the dog bark more and get attention or treats. Instead, it's better to praise and reward the dog when they're quiet, especially after they've been barking,
Canyon,
which is what I've been doing.
Canyon at least has been spotted on the ward. Not clear to me if they saw Duro in the jungle, so
Hansama's
going to continue to walk up, but this might be the end of it.
I don't know, bro. There's mixed opinion.
It's
worked with...
fully completed by Duro.
My Labrador, it worked when I praised her when after wanting to bark, I say no, and she stops barking. I say, oh,
go for it. Of course, Ruler has cleanse,
and she would stop. She would stop all the time, and she stopped barking. And I guess it's like I know it's like barking is like a thing, but I don't like barking.
Entire amount of damage you were able to
do. As a protective thing, if something's really wrong, they'll bark.
Is imminent.
Not
see
sound
what the next Drake is going to be.
Keen, Q3 ready to go. Broken Blade.
Ruin my friend's dog. Yeah, no, we're not. Spreading misinformation.
Scary, bro. What the heck?
It reinforces the behavior.
Suppressive start to the game.
My family trains dogs.
G2.
Well, I don't know what's real anymore.
If they're able to get this Mega Gnar to a fight. The problem is he can't get to a fight because the laning pressure just isn't there. Keen is just continuously keeping him on the back foot.
And outside of mid lane where Caps is doing relatively well, staying toe-to-toe in CS, they're just losing in Prio in so many different places. And Ezreal is supposed to be that champion that you can park him mid. He has the ulti. He has that extra range. Who can always get you pushed.
I mean, we're not trading it, chat. I just don't want it to bark in the apartment because I don't want to get
so much easier
trouble.
for Gen G.
So for the sake of not barking, I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say quiet. And then when the dog doesn't bark, I'm going to say good girl.
Boring, but I swear it's not. I'm not being helped by the gameplay here, Dracos. I'm not going to lie.
Maybe for the viewer, but G2 are being tortured right now. I do not know. That's boring. This is excruciating. They're being methodically.
This is like a bit of a macro masterclass. One dragon is good, but
hoping to look for an angle here.
Femtech Drake again.
Canyon forward. Sonic wave in. Skewmon flashes out.
Free Herald.
Another major play.
Chat, this is like not one-sided, but it's becoming like it. They're getting through the early game with the Cassante Ori.
It just doesn't matter because Gen G have already again rotated their bot lane towards the top
team
side
fight
of the
setup
map.
is really clean.
So
I'm a bit worried about G2 in this game. I'm really worried about G2 in this game
because of the mid lane play. So you are now going to rotate your bot lane back up towards that top lane, at least try and match the pressure. But that means that Keen gets the opportunity. He has TP, by the way, so even if you try to contest her while you're a member down, you don't really get to.
God.
And another wave goes into the turret, and that gold lead for Keen is going to keep getting bigger. as Gen G, just a macro masterclass early on, pick up the Rift Herald and give up basically nothing. On the contrary, getting slowly further ahead.
LeBron maybe looks to cancel a recall here, but still really good vision from Gen G. Can't afford to step too far forward, even with his team there to back him up. And I think one of the terrifying things about this Gen G lineup is...
What is this?
Just about anyone on this team can step up and carry. Last game, it felt like it was Ruler. Keen to a certain degree with those great Rumble.
Did you hear, chat? Listen to the crowd. Listen to the crowd.
Ultimates. Anyone on this team can step up and carry. I think one of the terrifying things about this Gen G lineup is just about anyone on this team can step up and carry. Last game, it felt like it was Ruler. Keen to a...
The chat's booing. The crowd is booing. They don't like it.
Canyon and Duro really setting the pace as Keen just continues to win out in the 1v1.
And for G2, what I'm looking towards is being able to get the
crowd
flashes
doesn't like it. They're going, oh,
they're the two members
shot,
that
what up,
if you're able to get their flash one way or another, even be it with a hard force play, you at least have the opportunity and use Scumon's ultimate.
I think the
Broken Blade has a lot more threat with the Mega Gnar. Caps maybe will be able to actually, once they're locked in, burst them down. But as long as those flashes are available,
T1 crowds always fills up.
It is
if
so
KC
hard to
were
actually
here
win
as
a
well,
team
imagine if
fight.
it was T1 KC, that would be the biggest game.
All the carries are obviously sitting on the lead as well.
If KC were here,
and while it doesn't
T1 versus
translate
KC would have insane viewership, by the way.
finish advantages outside of top lane, it's still
LCK
those
LCK overlay is the
moments
best.
are going to matter when it comes to every single one of these skirmishes.
I mean, a story of little moments for both sides, right? It's safe to say. As we see, even in mid lane, Ruler taking a quick trade, knowing he has the advantage of lifesteal. Hansama firing back with the red buff.
getting some damage down. Nothing really matters, so everyone has a lead.
Procs, but again, every time there's a creep wave, Ruler's
mega
chilling. A little bit extra. It's Qmont. We need to watch.
I'm really worried about the same chat. I'm really worried that G2 just can't recover this game. It's going to be hard. They need one mega fight.
The vision is always
and by
solid.
mega, I mean
might
mega
still
now.
be in trouble here, but
Broken Blade's getting bullied,
it's
though.
such a gamble. G2 are kind of forced to make this play because already Broken Blade is conceding on the other side of the map. They're trying to burst through Duro in the meantime.
Do we have enough damage for this?
Down, so it's taking a bit of time from the side of G2.
Cataclysm, nice.
Goes in. Knock up
there.
Skumon grabs the first.
Chovy might be an overreach.
To play on.
Might be an overreach.
Respond.
Can you get a turret? If we get Chovy though, but it's an overreach. We don't have the damage anymore. Ruler's stepping up for the wave. He's going to walk down towards the jungle. He's threatening. Herald opens mid. Skumon can't do anything. He has no ulti. Canyon's just here to cover. Sonic Wave now sees Skumon. I mean, this is a possible kick. I don't think Skumon jumping in here was correct. He's dead. What?
I don't know if that was a misclick or if
that was a misclick. Because the Q didn't go through.
Canyon either styling or misstepping, but it doesn't matter because either way he got the kill.
Oh, Han's dead. Bro, what the hell? Live action replay. He did not mean to do that, chat, because Sonic Wave didn't go through. Look, Sonic Wave, ready?
Good damage coming in from Ruler.
He did not mean to do that, I guarantee you. I guarantee you he thought he had Sonic Wave damage. He gets into Herald straight away.
Down he goes. Oh, BM Canyon either styling.
Canyon trolls and then still gets both.
Like a beautiful bandit.
Those are G2 fans in the front. They're not happy. What is this picture in picture? What is happening?
Turret falls. Mid lane disaster.
Guys, picture in picture.
As the map breaks open.
We've broken the game.
Canyon is just styling
what do you even say? It's a double limb bracket, but still he's styling like it's a regular season game.
Guys, what is happening?
I don't think he gets to keep his driver's license for what it's worth, though, as a side note. And I think that's the only criticism I have for Canyon in this game.
5.5k gold in 19 minutes.
Now all outer turrets are down.
Such a clinical game from Gen G.
Increased to 5.5k. And Gen G going to be looking towards the Camtech.
The man yawning.
As
yeah,
mentioned, there's some games where
after game one, you get hyped for G2.
In this scenario, with the amount of shielding, lifesteal, and a Cassandre.
And again,
after game one, you get super hyped. Game two, you're like, oh, this could have been winnable, but we didn't play the comp right. Game three is like, I don't even think it's about G2's comp. I think they just got fucking fried by Canyon. Skumon couldn't play.
From a team that has just been
maybe the Jarvan, you'd argue, is like an overreach when Canyon had Lee Sin up. But even then, I'm like...
Again, the combo, you highlighted it so many times. The second item around the corner for Hans.
Hans is hitting.
If they can get on top of two of the members, there's still an angle. I don't know if they spot a Keen. We see some pings. I don't think they know, but now they for sure do.
Flying Drake, Skumon a little bit awkward now. Tansama, who's been
caught he got him. He buffed it.
But he's still caught up. Keen
he might be dead, though. Maybe this is an overreach. Good punish. Oh, they ran into a bullet time, but the bullet time doesn't do too much damage. Luckily.
I thought it'd be.
Yeah, not yet.
Chunks them out. Canyon ready to go. Sonic Wave hits.
I thought he said bro, like,
Keen already retreating. Still has the TP, might not have the all-up, but might not need it.
They can't fight this,
there's no shot. They really needed to get the pick on the Keen there, but the rest of the team is ready.
No beggar.
Duro waiting over the wall just to make sure they're not risking the 50-50, although Broken Blade.
Okay.
And I really want to highlight here, again, we talk about what do you need to do if you're a G2. Obviously, I think when it comes to the item spikes, you're always going to be a little on the back foot. But first, let's take another look at this play, because this was kind of insane. When Canyon is there, I just don't think you can go for a play, right? Canyon's own Hans, so Ruler isn't even remotely threatened. And then he goes for the Q. I think, I'm now looking at it, he wanted to get the execute damage, and then as soon as he doesn't actually get the full Q off, because he needs to arrive at his target.
Right,
but it doesn't matter, because he has the backup. As the response as well.
Right,
I mean, how are you supposed to react when you see something that disgusting? Like that, that was a nasty
shockwave from Chovy was clean. Predicts where he's jumping, takes him out.
In the meantime, Otacon backing him up, lowering some
Canyon
of his
takes
resistance,
this.
but he has to get the hell out. Canyon
Takes this.
Completely fearless.
Bro, he's huge. Oh my god, kick. It's a two-man. Oh, we just can't give him Lee Sin ever in this tournament. Oh, he flashes. Hunshammer's hitting. Gets charged though. Oh, it's a wipe, it's a wipe, it's a wipe, it's a wipe, it's a wipe. They got Canyon.
Oh. With a great kill, and Skewmon will die in the meantime.
Bro, they are classing on them.
NG, losing that game one must have been personal because they are obliterating G2 now.
Dracos, I want you to cast your mind back to 2019 when Canyon, back then, on Dumb Gaming, got absolutely obliterated by G2. And I had always thought, together with Showmaker by side, I had always thought that Showmaker took that way more personal. I'm not so sure anymore after watching this, as he does go down in the very end, but it's just the skirmishing. LeBron way too far out. I think they want to try and get at least a semblance of control around this Otacon. Maybe look for a Hail Mary play, but
we have good scaling, but like
Caps doesn't have the items to do anything to Canyon, and neither does Skewmon.
This is also just lease in when you have a lead. Casual, Q in, 2 autos, walk backwards. Just making it look effortless.
To get a better angle.
The mechanics are
and
clean,
look,
and of course,
flashes. I don't think the damage comes through.
But
he does still end up going down, but what they get for it, I don't think they're going to be too bothered. It's actually the snipe from Hans that gets the shutdown, and out of all members, that's the one where you wanted the Skewmon going in on that flag and drag. As Ruler just
they're already dead.
Leisurely walks to the right.
Bro, that you're gruesome. We need to rename that.
That's Ruler. I'm surprised he didn't call for a penna. That's usually what he starts
language,
with.
You know?
Yeah, let's just call it stop.
Take a look at the Coinbase gold grind.
Yo, can you put that stop in caps?
Split of dollars.
Just call it stop in all caps. I think that's fine.
Yeah. I don't know how he got so much money from minions. This man has been taking a few waves.
Got up to where I fell asleep on casual stream. Well, I'm telling you right now.
Definitely makes sense.
There you go. Stop.
LeBron trying to hurt Keen, but Keen is just too damn tanky. Again, 23 minutes, AK gold lead. G2 praying for a mistake, hoping to find an angle that Gen G haven't anticipated, but Gen G just have so much control.
And the 2 item spikes, Ardon is Skewmon.
Goes in.
Oh my god.
Skewmon doesn't really have another angle, but he whoops to flag and drag out and drops down dead.
Stop.
And G2 no hope now.
Yay, this is not. This is like.
Still a minute away.
This is like what I'm used to watching when I watch like the.
They're just gonna go for Otacon.
Yeah, if he got flash out of that, even if he ends up dying, I think it's worth. You know, we're looking at. You need a crazy Baron play. Maybe Skewmon can find his way into the pit, steal it away, because if everything goes according to plan, Gen G. Third item approaching for Chovy. Third item approaching for Keen as well. Broken Blade is still sitting on one, just a full lead, and we have barely talked about it because it's all been about Canyon here in this game number 3.
And Chronicle, I appreciate the perspective from G2, what you can hold on to hope for, but
well, I gotta try. Okay, I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
I respect that. I respect your.
Anna's asking the dog for a walk,
and some might call
and
that
she doesn't want to go.
Bordering
so she
on
went
delusional.
get
That's
under
okay.
the table.
You know, you gotta
heard it from Shock. Sometimes you need the Delulu.
You gotta find an angle.
Well, your angle,
I'm working on it.
Your angle that you mentioned previously, 2 items for Hans. Looks good. Caps also at 2 items.
Not supposed to lose that hard. No.
Like 2 more.
But also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that option's
Broken Blade got bullied a bit, right?
So waiting for 4 items.
Or maybe just 3. Maybe
Canyon was always in topside jungle, so Broken Blade could never step up.
Sidestep,
So Keen got a much freer lane than I think you'd expect. Flash depth charge.
Han's been caught out on the side, shifts over the wall, but now it's Keen running down.
Good kind of bad though. Juro just queued a wall.
Means that Hans might be able to escape with his life. Canyon ready to body block.
Oh, the TP.
Chovy isolated on side. Broken Blade, a lot of CC, should just be able to run him down. Flashing over, looks like the pick on the side.
Nice, 1100 gold.
That's a big pick.
Winnable. Winnable.
TP invested, but you'll take that. Flash used there by Broken Blade, but still, big win. Getting Chovy on the side, maybe it allows you to
table chat.
make
She's all the way on the other side of the room under the table. She does not want to go for a walk.
Gen.G unrelenting, Keen. He's just going to keep on going. No one's answering him.
G2 willing to concede, hoping to find an even fight with
Canyon.
Keen.
I mean, look, I've just kind of superseded the fact that G2 are not winning this game. I'm just ready for a Canyon insane kick flank.
G2 no ultis though.
You got to try.
No ulti on the Victor, ulti on the Ezreal might do a little bit of damage,
Canyon
but they're already
takes
being shepherded back into the pit.
In, out.
Ulti goes in from LeBron.
Oh, they got Magnet Storm for that. Wait, that's mega worth. And Broken Blade just teleported in and got kicked away. BB, big. Canyon got it though. Oh, they don't have the damage.
Just generating so much space, they finally hit the combo.
Oh my god, bro. Keen is just taking on the world.
Gen.G, more powerful.
Here comes Canyon.
Angles, Hans-Sama running Keen. Playing greedy, playing aggressive,
maybe a kill on Keen.
It might cost him his life though. Steps back into Canyon.
Canyon.
Flash
What?
Forward. One more out to get it done. Hoping to find a kick locked up into the tower, but
Bro.
Ruler is here.
Oh my god, he's just clean.
Bro. Knocked down.
Chat, maybe I should play Lee Sin top.
And in the midst of it all,
I watched this and I think I can play Lee Sin. Maybe I should play Lee Sin.
Pushing down in the mid lane.
Chovy shows up wondering what happened to the party. He thought he was invited.
Holy
Gen.G
crap.
already
G2
cleaned
got
up
blasted,
everything.
chat. GG.
As
27
this
minutes.
game number
27-minute game. Chinese TikTok Lee Sin kind of game. True. Well said.
Game 2 was dominant. Game 3
Gen.G
was a
out with a
slaughter.
vengeance. Okay,
Gen.G.
match point. Holy crap.
Move on to match point.
Ho Belter plays Lee Sin top. Is any good at it? Hang on, chat. I gotta help the dog. Give me a sec.
What do you even say after a game like that? Gen.G, they took control. Literally starting level 2. Canyon started invading. And from that point onward, there was absolutely no semblance of control for G2. There was always a lane that was behind on tempo that couldn't respond, that was getting pushed in. Canyon was showing up on vision, taking away a Krug here, taking away a Grump there, threatening an all-in one way or another.
Incredible stuff. Of course, remember, if you're enjoying your experience thus far, Twitch subscribers enjoy additional benefits like custom chat, emotes, badges, ad-free viewing, and more. Riot also allocates a portion of the proceeds to the global revenue pool, which directly supports the leagues and the teams in the LoL esports ecosystem. You can subscribe now to unlock the Not Like This Way in-game emote. And Gen.G brought us quite definitively to match point. So, Shox, what's the desk got for us?
Well, we're getting a Ruler Masterclass in Game 2 and a Canyon Masterclass in Game 3. I mean, this guy's Lee Sin is legendary, and G2 felt it.
Can we get a not like this G2 emote? Is that an option? It's not looking good, guys.
Oh my goodness, that was like a kick to the face again and again.
Like from a horse?
And again. Like from a horse.
Okay, I'm gonna thank the G2 social media team for this layup, but this is like Game 1. Game 2. Game.
And then that's what their faces looked like after the Lee Sin was done with it. Like, that was vicious. Like, what an impressive performance from Canyon. Like, we think back to the draft, we saw the Jarvan coming, and it was very much a situation of, oh, misfortune, Orianna. Yeah, Jarvan makes a lot of sense here. You can see that G2's gone for a very much teamfight comp. But the moment you lock in the Jarvan, like, that is Canyon saying, oh, I've played this matchup many times before, and I know exactly how to abuse it from level 1, well, level 2?
Level 2.
He was already in the enemy jungle. He was trying to be a menace. He was making it impossible for Skumon to do anything.
What I thought was going to happen, he was going to take topside, go and harass him in the red side jungle. He said, no, I'm going to start that a little earlier. And just in general, it was just a constant wave of pressure that was hitting G2. There was one time Hans-Sama was alone, LeBron was roaming. Guess who was hitting him right in the face? It was Canyon. So the dives were happening constantly.
And I think this is also important to talk in the bigger picture of Gen.G because I feel like in Canyon in his whole career, when he's able to have has games like this, and I'm not saying he has to be that far ahead, but for instance, in this case where he put on a Lee Sin clinic in our HyperX replay, it's that magic, you know, it's that intangible, and this is just like, I'm gonna hit you in the face.
Yeah, his reflex was so good, instead of finishing the kill, he goes straight into the Herald, and he decides he's gonna hunt Hansama down.
Oh man, Hansama's like, why me?
It was beautifully done, and you can tell that, like, I want to believe that he deliberately didn't take the kill.
Yeah,
He said, you know, I'll leave these ones to you, Ruler, I'm going to go get the other one. And then this play as well, waiting for the gravity field to create enough space between him and Caps, then he follows it through. And then the kick to knock up Skewmon, the man just doesn't miss.
You know those LPL edits that they do?
Oh, yeah.
I need that of this, like, today.
Some
that
heavy
would be crazy.
dubstep.
Yeah, it would go so hard. No, an absolute clinic, but not just, I mean, he facilitated a whole lot, but everyone's playing on point, right? I think that game 1 was really kind of a wake-up call. Okay, this is our first game at MSI. G2 has a lot under their belt from play-ins, but no, this is the Gen G that we had actually come to expect in this series.
Yeah, quite honestly, anyone can pick it up and then just be the player of the game, like anybody. And in this case, it was Canyon. There was a time in which we saw a TP coming in from Caps towards bot lane to just kill Chovy, and guess what? It's like they were so far ahead. They had vision towards Baron. They ended up taking Dragon. They were just so far ahead. I want to see what G2 can respond with.
Yeah, Vetty, we saw some things in game 1, but generally when you look at this, where do you feel like G2 is dropping the ball, and do they have a possibility even to pick it back up to get this to game 5?
I mean, I think it comes back to our end of game 1 discussion, which was about the drafting, because the deeper you go into a series, the more the pool becomes limited. And in this game 3, we saw first pick Victor, and that is not traditional G2.
Yeah.
Like, this year, that is not something they put a lot of priority on.
The dog didn't want to go for a walk. She's a bit anxious. It's her first time, her second time being in this apartment, but it's a bit all overwhelming. Oh my god. Mickey! Wait, no, I need to hear this.
No, we can think about this. Honestly, it's completely fine.
It's really hot in Berlin.
Ooh.
And G2 have in common.
Oh, that's good.
If we get the picture of it, would be great.
Have in common?
No, we can think about this. Honestly, it's completely fucking common.
They're both warm, they're stressed, they're uncomfortable.
They're both cooked, Betty.
Oh no.
First match.
No.
Upgrade.
No. I refuse to believe it. No. No. Chad, whoever suggested this anti-spoiler thing is amazing. Look at it. You have no idea how long this video is.
The fan side situation list, you're always a lot of pick that. I think we're gonna.
Okay, let's go. Pick ban.
I mean, you see Canyon playing like he did in the previous game.
Nidalee ban against him.
Anything else that can take over early on. But you talked about a lot of champions off the board. A lot of the main engaged supports
very good Pantheon.
Taken out as well.
Poppy ban has been targeted against him. I think we could go Poppy on too.
For G2 in that first game was the Rakan, and
Chat, today is 38 degrees in Berlin.
Those kind of engages are almost non-existent. Leona essentially the only one left in the pool.
It's Leona, and then you're looking at engage from different roles, right? The Ornn still open. That's one that we often go towards.
Trundle also banned away, which
Trundle ban. They're going to go Sedge. They might go Sedge.
Might be an early Ornn prio here from Gen G.
No.
Sion also in the pool.
Another one who, when it comes to engage, obviously not.
I guess
Sedge is threatening, but does have an absolute monstrous laning phase.
Only jungle left, right?
And G2
Canyon probably has options.
The luxury of counter pick.
So maybe they're right. Maybe it is Sion or Ornn.
Gen G have not been afraid
Sion
to blind pick. Of course, in game 1 it did cost them a bit. It was a tough game to play out. G2 got the better of them.
Sion B1 and then G2.
Stuff like jungle.
I don't know how they punish it. Maybe
very
common
at this point, but
Talia's open.
The pick that slipped through the cracks. Of course, Ahri still available. A lot of those supportive options on the board. Chovy on this Talia is a terrifying prospect. Somewhat leashed by the Orianna in the previous game, right? It's not a champion where you can impact the entire map. You need other champions to facilitate.
Got to be Ahri, right? As a response here, one of the picks we often see into the Talia, able to get out. To me, Chovy on this Talia,
just a fight's open.
Absolute monster. The TF would also make sense. Has been
but are you going to go Sedge TF? I think you are.
Strong pick here at the tournament. I know he's 0-3. Don't be fooled by that. I think the
oh my god, Canyon can go Z here.
As he is,
it could be a Z angle, couldn't
tells a much more true story. But you do need, when it comes to these TF comps, you need to be able to actually utilize the power.
Do you think does Z destroy Sejuani early because he just constantly invades and he clears really quick? That jungle
towards the
clears
side
so
lane
quick.
to really use the roaming power of this pick.
Great signs, as always.
Leona,
Vancouver. Love
range.
to see it. All right. One of the
Now
last
Gen G could
engage
now
options,
Gen G could
Leona,
just
so
go
good
Sejuani.
CC.
Where is the Sed Pro in this
Insane
tournament? Did
mark
it get
values,
nerfed
though,
that
already
much?
on the side of Gen G.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Leona, of course, hates to see that item, and TF only further incentivizes the enemy team to build it. So what are Gen G going to go for next? I like the G2 have building blocks, a plan, potentially
been
attacking
changed
side
for
lanes.
ages. Why
They're
is
missing some of the
Sejuani going
core
down?
components to bring it to
Especially with
fruition.
Trundle out. I don't understand.
Corki.
Knock could be pretty good here for G2, yeah, for pick comp.
One of the
100%.
few AD carries left that has
Gen
built-in
G,
escape.
I mean, they're going to take the
Leona
Poppy
always gonna
away.
be feeling good. You don't really want to go for something. Dashler
Chat,
says
does Poppy
that
W
is,
stop
of course, a flex pick.
Nocturnal?
Could be going towards
I gotta
Canyon,
go,
really try
headed
and
to
get
the
the most
airport.
out
Yo,
of
good
the
luck,
value.
man.
When
Where are you
combined
flying?
with Talia, you're able to slam people through the rocks, you're able to slam
going
people
to
into
Canada?
a wall, but also would not be surprised whatsoever if that is
What are your
just a
predictions for
counter
AL
pick for
fly?
Duro. Able
True.
to block a lot of the Leona engage. Poppy support has been
AL flies tomorrow, right?
very solid for a good amount of time.
I think
Always
AL
able to
3-0.
turn situations around.
3-1 maybe. Maybe I'll give a game. Maybe that's
Into
a
Poppy,
game. 3-1.
into Leah.
It does stop knockout. Orcs, that's why we love you, but you're a bit sus.
Taken. We are getting to the point where not
Guy's
that
got
much
Hulk
is available,
hands.
and the TF is a good way
Why
of
has he got
setting
Hulk
up for it,
hands?
but that is not an easy game
What?
to play. The ability to ult in is really
Okay,
mitigated.
G2, we got
And I
dive.
think we saw in the
Got a lot of
second game
dive.
what can
We got a lot of
happen if bot
pick.
lane falls behind.
G2 playing pick.
And Kaisa
But
is
Kaisa
not a
goes up
champion
against
who will
Poppy.
do well into this Corki early on. The phosphorus bomb, the amount of damage
Yeah,
the
true. The
champion
2v2
can
is
dish out.
cooked.
Of course,
And if that
Leona
goes bot,
herself,
I
somewhat
mean,
passive
Poppy
can
into
do a lot
Kaisa,
of
I
work,
still
but
like
if the Poppy
Poppy.
does go there to mitigate it, things are going to
And
be a bit
Bessa
tricky.
ban. Why?
G2 prioritizing,
What do we think?
setting up a solid matchup for Broken
Going
Blade.
Scion? Is he going to go Scion on 4 chat?
Likely
Zed
jungle
ban.
on 4 and a Zed
Oh
ban.
my god. Do you think it's Canyon? Is
Against
it Canyon
Skewmont.
Poppy?
So
Orcs,
we
you
still
know Gen G better than
Fury up
anyone
as
in
well. Scion
Is that a
picked
Canyon
that.
Poppy?
I imagine Gen G
I mean, I
most
assume both
likely
support
are
and-
going to want
and
to take away, because I don't know
jungle
if you want to
player.
go for it. Allows the Camille to come through.
I noticed this
Whereas
tournament, we're
if
not
they
playing
pick it
with
up, the
mega
Trundle has
flexes.
already
Like,
been
flexes go in
banned
2 rolls,
by
not 3.
Gen G themselves. As the
Camille.
Okay, well this feels like a pretty obvious Scion angle here on 4 for G2 if it's not banned away here by Gen G.
Willing to give counterpick to Skewmont, perhaps.
If they ban Scion, Broken Blade
See what
just
the
goes
option is.
on. I think.
Olaf taking
Olaf.
away. Oh, respect to Broken Blade there. Recognizing what Olaf can do
Just go
against the
Scion, bro.
competition.
Just be a role player, get us to a game 5. Probs Jurova can flex for sure. Okay.
So
All right,
Gen G,
G2.
yeah, kind of walking the middle road. If they pick it, Keen is a player that's known for having a good amount of counter picks.
Yeah.
And also,
Does he have
Scion
tank counterpick?
is just a scary champion in general. We've seen so many matchups
Like
where Scion
Jace?
will
Is
fall
Jace
behind
open?
at a certain point, just fall apart really
King
quickly.
Jace
So
is great, right?
Aatrox,
Oh, they're going to go Aatrox and preemptively pull it into Scion.
It's going to be the pickup
King
instead,
can
and
just
that
accept
also
it.
makes the Scion way worse, right? Aatrox has always been a counter pick into the Scion, able to poke him down, able to also, once you get to
What about
Cleaver,
Cannon?
chew through him
Or do you lack frontline? Do
decently.
you lack
Also
problems?
a side lane threat that you can use.
So that's going to be a
as
support
Skarner,
Poppy.
still up and available, even when a lot of other teams
Cannon
were not
now
able to
into
find
this
success
comp.
with this. Canyon did persevere. Does open possibility for
They play
Skewmont to
angles.
go for something as a counter
It's
pick.
not
And
like
now we're
they're
going
gonna
to see,
be-
is
they're
it
not going to
going
be hard
to be
grouping, are they? Like a front to back.
something crazy towards
what's
the
up,
top
nap
side of
time?
the map here?
Did
Into
you
this
sleep?
Aatrox.
Keen
Cannon for the
potentially
matchup.
ready to lay down the gauntlet. A few more seconds before he has to lock that option.
Cannon for the matchup's good. I mean, if you're playing for the matchup.
But the front line
Fuck yeah.
already
the
looking
comp,
potent.
how do you
inside
counter
of
last
Gen
pick
G.
Cannon?
Much more pick, much more side lane
How do you pull a
focused
jungle into
for
this?
G2
Yeah,
overall.
Jace.
and
Jace works. Okay.
Jace.
Jace works. You still have
Locked
AP
in, a
through
champion
mid.
that's been contested so much in previous patches, but allowed to fall so
Oh
far
my
through
god, the
cracks in his
Skewmon
picks and
Classic.
bans. As now the Mundo.
Big. The Skewmon Classic. Alright, so they've got a tank. The comp
The
is
jungle
interesting
to
though.
come through here.
Chat, I'm going to
Skewmon's
run ads.
played
Then we'll
with
talk about
Skewmon.
draft. I'm going to run ads so you don't get them in game. I run them now so you
have a
don't
lot
get
of CC
annoyed
for
by
the
me
TF.
and
Maybe you don't
want
need
to
it
walk
for the
away.
jungle
Yo,
role. We
tier
talked
1
about
on
it
Twitch
before.
Prime
We
will
expect
avoid them. You can
jungle
avoid them
kind
for
of
the whole
bear
of
the
MSI.
burden,
I'm going to be
providing
restreaming the
that
whole of
utility that
MSI
is caps on the Twisted Fate.
all the way to the final.
But this is a pick that
Yo, everyone say hi to
when he
Orcs.
gets
Give them
rolling
a
can
look.
look so oppressive.
Give them
But
the
we've
look.
seen the games where
Canyon's
it
gone.
falls
They want to claim
behind.
the 3-1.
Champion
Very
just has such a
cringe.
low floor of what it could contribute.
Chat, I appreciate you all
Skewmon,
being
a lot
here.
of
Yo,
faith
thank
in
you again for all the
himself,
viewers.
The team supporting him as well with this
Fucking
lock-in.
graced.
That's the main
Graced?
thing that I'm worried
Yeah,
about.
I can't speak
because
properly.
Canyon on this.
Run him
Skarner
now.
will
Let's
have a
hope
lot
G2 can
of
get a game,
ability to
bro.
very
Oh
early
my
get big impacts,
God.
right? Doesn't really want to run to Skewmon in the 1v1. I think even the 2v2 can feel a little dicey, but he's able to, with his E, and as soon as the ultimate becomes available, be a really big menace in the fights. There is so much AoE damage available, and we go again to a setup where I feel like G2 is somewhat more reliant on playing a relatively slower early game, which I don't know if you're actually going to be able to get away with that after Gen G had a rough game one.
Delulu is the Solulu. What
obviously
the fuck
immensely
is that?
In-game, 2 and 3.
3-1. Yeah, that person's right.
Treated would be if we're treated to yet another surprise 5-gamer.
Dude, Canyon destroyed us on Lee Sin last game. I'm a little bit worried that Gen G had just warmed up. The jet lag was one game.
You gotta believe.
Make them believe. That was
the thing is
that
G2
was
need
last.
that support. They need that faith.
That was Worlds, wasn't it? Make them believe.
Match point for Gen G.
Need you to believe for me, Dracos. Come on.
I don't know if I need to believe. I think there are plenty of people in this arena who do. G2 Army, if you are here,
Poppy,
your boys have their backs
Spellbook.
against the wall.
Fight Spellbook.
They need to hear you. G2 fans, give it everything you've got.
All right, that's not bad.
The crowd warmed
Gen
up.
G?
Nah, bigger, dude. Gen G cleared
might
them.
be stacked against G2 everywhere they go, but it just makes it that much sweeter.
The crowd is packed.
We can keep the back and forth going.
Chat, the good thing is,
I think we have plenty of time.
Someone complained about the crowd mic before. The thing is, at LEC, if you notice at the end, the crowd mic was always on.
There are going to be a lot of people here
and there was no variance, and so it was always shouting, always.
On the first day of the bracket
and it was just
stage.
like you couldn't hear casters, and I remember going back in my cast and like you just couldn't hear me at all. I don't even fucking hear what I said. Like the balancing was just not good.
We get some classic esports chants coming out.
It's good when they put crowd mics on and then turn them off. Put them on, turn them off. On for the big moment, turn them off.
Still going.
Minimize them, up them. Oh my god, okay, Lavrov. Okay, I see you. It would be big, but the trading from Corky.
But the fact that they've gotten both of those sums.
Gatling gun is on a small cooldown though.
Clear indicator that Skumon can gank the downside.
Juro, what did you start? What did he start? He started Q, right? Gatling's back up. If they can walk away from Gatling, maybe what Orcs would say here is like then Lavrov can get an engage. Q.
Level 2, not quite there yet. Even
Get the
though
Hunsama
you use
stack.
both sums, they get the full
can't walk
plasma
up there.
stack, right? So much damage of the Kaisa tied into that. But then the cooldowns
This
for
is good
Ruler
for
are
G2,
way
right?
lower.
Oh no, they
Spamming
just
this
hammer
E,
shock the wave.
They should be able to get level 2 prio as well. Basically
Two
at the same
match.
time, Hans finding the
What do you
Q,
go second? Valkyrie
using
or
on the wave,
Phosphorus?
that means you don't have it.
Isn't leveled up yet.
To friend Ruler
What's
and
Ruler
Duro.
doing?
And even though they
Is he
nerfed
waiting?
that Poppy E base damage, if that is what Duro has skilled, it's still so much
He's
up
He's waiting. He hasn't leveled anything.
Instead, G2
Ruler's waiting
back
for level
away.
2.
Nice early
What
trade.
are we
The big thing
leveling?
is Hansama will slowly heal up.
He doesn't matter.
A reset will solve any
Lavrov still
deficit,
has
any
Ignite,
problems that they
tanks
have.
Orcs.
As they do opt to recall
If
here.
Wonder gets ahead,
Gen
can we
G
get the
baiting the
push
trap.
song?
Yeah, I think
What's
it makes
the push
sense given that I don't know if
Chunky?
they have early tracking,
You want the
had early
chunky
tracking
song?
on Canyon. If you
I
don't
like
know where
them
the
big, I like
Skarner
them
is,
chunky. What do you mean
you
the
end up
push
getting
song?
caught in a
Push me and
situation
then
where
just
he
touch
dives
me?
you. The lane is just over.
Satisfaction?
Instead, they're going to try and give Gen G a taste of their own
What
medicine.
the push
Already
song?
rotating over as Keen.
It's not
We'll
GG,
see
but-
if Gen G
hey,
reads
it's
this
not
play.
GG.
Should be able to get the crash here, but
Smart play.
do they have a suspicion as the next wave? Not going to get the crash.
No, it's not.
Opting to hold, recognizing the play that they expect to come
We can't
through,
freeze
being
it.
the
It's
swap,
turning into
which
slow
would be Broken
push.
Blade would reset and TP bot lane. But if the wave
Show
is
me,
out,
show me.
pushing
Come
against
on.
them, there's really just nowhere for him
Observer,
to farm.
toggle it.
But
I want to see where they
Skumon
are.
on the way.
Come on,
Hansama
man.
here too. They're determined to shut this chase down, but Keen walks away. It's casual. Again, it was telegraphed.
It was, yeah, Broken Blade went in too early. You really have to try and sell that. Put on your best acting
doesn't wanna
chops
walk.
because there had 4 people there.
But the thing is,
didn't
the
wanna
second
walk?
they don't see anyone bot lane,
Oh,
they
she
know that there
TP?
has to be something afoot.
Oh, no.
Now Broken Blade will be
Yeah,
here.
TP.
Has the flash. Do they immediately go for the gank? Chains
Oh, God.
there.
Oh,
Knock
God.
back to the
Oh,
wall.
God.
Solid. Broken Blade
Oh,
getting lower, and he's
dear
likely to fall now.
God.
First
Oh,
blood for the side of Gen G. G2 tried to be clever. They tried to get tricky. They had good trades early.
They did, but now
They
bot
thought they could
loses
save
so
it
much from that.
with good map movement to follow, but Gen G were unfazed.
Jace
They
is doing
responded
what?
perfectly.
I thought bot loses a lot as well as the wave
that's
frozen, but
damn
that's
if you do, damn if you
TP.
don't. There for Broken Blade,
This is
because of the
600
way
gold
the
lead
top
for
lane
Ruler.
play,
Oh my
play
god,
played out,
it's slow
he cannot
pushing.
do two
It's
things.
slow
Either he
pushing.
can just walk down,
Bro,
which
bot can just
obviously
walk
feels
up
really bad
leisurely
because
and
Keen
catch this
made his way
wave.
out, didn't even have to flash, by the way. And he is
Bot
the
wave's not in a
possibility
good
to go
state as
either
well. I
way.
think
But
it's
instead
bouncing
you
back
roll back, 'cause
towards
someone
Gen
needs to
G.
catch this bot wave.
Oh my god.
And there
Orcs.
is the Scorpion.
Orcs,
waiting.
sausage. I just, honestly.
Ready to
Orcs, I just
serve
ate
up
a sausage,
dish,
by the way.
And Broken Blade, unfortunately,
That was my
slanted
breakfast.
the
I just
wall
had a
afterwards
sausage.
by Duro. Nothing that he can really do.
And we're kind of back to the same relative laning situation with G2 giving away some XP. and some gold to the side of Gen G.
At least Keen didn't get too much. Like, but the bot lane's what I'm worried about. The bot lane.
Also see Keen really get the most out
Look
of
at
the
this wave.
phase rush,
Hans
right?
has to step up.
We've seen so many grasp chases.
Skarner's top. I mean, Skarner's clearing for what?
Basically, always go for this rune is.
Oh, nice
cancel.
Right as the Zenith Blade comes through before the stun actually takes effect.
Go next series. You do love yourself.
Doing fine in these trades. The good news is Hansam has been able to stay relatively even in CS. You can see an early boots purchase, but Rob just keeps going. Aftershock there.
Oh, that was lovely.
So tanky,
oh my God, Juro just. Oh my God, Juro just smurfed him.
Excuse me, Ruler kills LeBron.
Juro just smurfed on that kid.
Even with the fact that Ruler spent basically that early kill
I think this series is now giving me hemorrhoids.
Trying to hard force a play, you can't do that. It's into Poppy.
Like
right?
game one, I felt free as a bird, but now,
when he has his W available, it's just not going to work. Instead, gets CC'd, slammed into the wall, and just goes down. Hans hadn't even backed. He was just sitting on his Doran's blade, and Boots will now finish the Berserker Greaves, but these decisions from G2 in lane, this is feeling eerily reminiscent of that game number 3, Dracos.
Thus far, seems like everything has gone wrong for the side of G2. Lebrov walking into face check, level 3, gets punched into the wall. Hansama immediately flicked back. Caps is here.
Skumon to steal.
Still relatively okay. Skumon walking in, hoping to get the steal, and he's going to take it. But they're losing kills.
Hans.
They've given so much just to contest.
They got Dragon. Can they get a kill? Good flash from Lebrov. They have no mana. No one has any mana. Keen apparently has enough to press that, and then press W. Oh my God, they traded. Okay, kill Juro. Kill Juro. Kill Koduro. Can we kill Koduro?
Just keep going.
Okay. G2 are doubling down consistently. G2 are just doubling down, tripling down. Are we quadrupling down? Is just Vador going? Goes Caps. Ruler has backup.
One more gold
away for. Oh, he walks to the Valkyrie. It doesn't matter. Triple TP.
Chase.
Sorry, double.
Poppy on the way. Duro with the spell book.
This is the dive. This is the dive. This is the dive.
I don't think he can stay under this tower. Oh, luckily has enough damage to clear the wave.
Good player there on the wave. It's Chovy. Gonna get the back cancel. A little bit of a risk there, but that actually ended up working out really nicely for G2. Even though Chovy, or rather Ruler, is pushing the topside wave.
Okay, Broken Blade gets a play. Gold coming back a bit.
To G2 as they get the steal.
Dragon went to who?
It looks like Gen G is not expecting this heavy of a contest. Some damage comes down, but Chovy really isn't that strong yet. And Gen G are playing for the fight. G2 are playing for the steal, right? So we see Skumon go in.
Smite.
Really clean there.
It's a 600 smite.
Drake going down.
I keep thinking 1200 too early.
760, and then this
like
extended play because Hans is able to get out, still get a couple of rotations off. And it's a heavy investment, but while all of this is going on, obviously,
I think Orcs is a bit tilted for G2.
We do not have Ruler there.
I mean, the versions of Gen G I've seen are like tournament-winning Gen Gs in like 2 and 3. Okay, 3 especially.
He does go where he pleases.
But this like.
Clearly excited, but you can see still tension on the faces behind the scenes.
1200
for G2.
lead.
They got
Broken Blade got some planing. He caught back up.
Gen G in a comfortable position.
Not that he was really far behind because Keen had to kind of sack his wave to go bot. But it was the bot lane that was ahead, and the bot lane is still ahead. Ruler's 2 kills deep. Caps good step forward.
Trying to outspace here.
Skumon's coming in.
Unraveled.
We get another gold card win.
Chovy just speeding off in the distance. Power of that phase rush.
Nice.
Hits him.
Good. Good. Commit. We're deep in. Let's steal some camps, yeah, baby. Let's steal some.
But he's pushing around.
Who needs grubs?
It was like a figure of speech when they said he went where he pleases.
Nice.
The downside is, as much as G2 are getting plays,
Skumon with a lead, Mundo with a lead.
To get excited.
Is he unkillable in this draft?
They're still conceding objectives around the map. The Void Grub's down. They did at least grab that first Drake to steal, perhaps an angle that they can play for.
Not indeed. Sorry, chat, new dog today. We're looking after a dog for 5 days, and I'm looking everywhere. It's just the first couple of days.
Stage.
Push.
His time to shine.
Push.
With the fact that Chovy already being put decently behind until Ruler actually hits his items, can be kind of tough for Gen G when the rest of the team is there as well to really chew through this Mundo.
Sub 9-minute heart steal. Clearing quickly as well.
Okay.
Definitely going to be ahead of the stacking when it comes to the comparison to Canyon.
Skumon with the lead is good.
It's level 6.
Hansama, I'm really worried about this Kai'Sa playing into this comp. Playing into Talia, Poppy, Skarner.
Does his best to act this out. Will just be the recall.
We need Caps to start moving the map. We need to start using this Twisted Fate pressure and using it on BB, I think.
In the meantime, Skumon ready to show his face on the top side of the map.
AKA to wherever our bot lane is probably top.
The Mundo passive. Immune to that initial piece of CC as Broken Blade forced to ult. Ruler, nice movement thus far, but Q2 does connect.
I think Broken Blade knows
using it for a bit of extra healing. The Corki pressure, still pretty massive. Conqueror proc doesn't have Triforce yet, but still really starting to hurt.
Oh, the sidestep. Gold card. Flash from Broken Blade over the big one. Nice. Nice. Good punish. Good punish over to BB. Gold lead. Good. Cap's doing what he needs to do. We're playing towards isolated lanes. It's even better. Don't listen to me. I'm done. If you listen to me, we would have already lost.
Still not getting anything.
This is good. Really good.
And G2.
Ruler inting. We told you so. Yeah, true. Ruler does
to get more done.
Skumon zoning Chovy off the wave for a brief moment. Is Broken Blade now going topside?
Push, push, pull, push.
Phase rush procced.
Then break the room.
And G2 just trying to make it messy. Rapid plays. Gen G caught on the back foot a few times this game. And you can see it was almost 2,000 gold earlier on. Now it's only 200 as they just continue to find kill after kill.
It has to be said though, Gen G, I want you to look at those inventories. That's free tier items. Once those spikes hit, I think they're going to be a lot stronger, but it's starting to feel like they want to contest. Regardless of the fact that there's no Triforce on Corki, Chovy doesn't have his item done yet either. Keen, I don't think is going to be involved in this neither.
Doing wonders for them, but Dragon's coming up in 10. I think G2 just have to submit.
One is closer. I don't know if it'll be there for this Drake.
They have to submit to this.
The only completed item on the Rift is the Heartsteel for Skumon. So if he's not there or if he's picked off, the gold much more in Gen G's favor. Initial interrupt solid. Stops the follow-up CC and going on to Canyon. The Duro down the steadfast presence for a little bit longer. Labrov ready to re-engage. Gold card there. Duro recognizing the situation, tries to dissuade. Canceling with the recall to put it on the 15-second cooldown.
But Keen's gonna have TP in about 5-10 seconds. Look at how they're delaying. Look at how they're delaying for TP.
For G2.
I mean, this is bad. Look, Keen's gonna move off.
Cap's waiting.
He's just gonna walk anyway, but he's gonna be first walk.
5 seconds once he locks it.
G2 have to submit. Don't fight this. Don't fight this.
That much faster because of the scuttle.
The poke is hitting, but Gen G, they're just starting to drag it. Keen's here.
Yeah, Keen had push and top as well. Even with like no mana, bro, all he needs is another body.
Walking forward. Won't be able to get it. Gen G, good patience.
Gen G, sorry, I thought G2, I forgot that G2 stole first Dragon, so that's good. That's at least something.
Of picking off a single member.
Very winnable game. Play sides, use the Twist of Fate,
but this time,
and let this Kaiser get to a couple of items, and then we start fighting.
Just
and I think all-in dive angles will be cool.
Just manually will be.
We just target Ruler, and then Bob's your uncle. Or Larry, I think Larry's
despite the fact that the CS still in favor of Keen.
They have one.
Looking good here on the Aatrox early on, and that top side, they're going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting, right?
Yeah, they're right. He wanted more practice.
Have to use the power spikes that are going to be
hit
early.
Guys, if Orcs doesn't say Ruler slippy, I'm not saying it. I only say what Orcs says.
And that's where I do think Gen G with this comp,
it's just all about Orcs.
Do a lot of heavy lifting. This Keen might be in trouble here. Does a flash.
Boys are on top side. Nice sidestep. Dash through, parking the phase rush. Getting out of the Infernal Trains. Good escape.
Good E onto Aatrox. I think you missed the sweet spot.
Clean. Able to sidestep everything he needed to. Not getting knocked up. Not getting dragged back by the chains. Just the power phase rush and that gate.
Spectator POV and objectives because they can't fight.
Solid play overall from Keen.
With this Corki.
Weathering the storm of all of the attention that's been put his way as Hansan on the Labrov might spot Duro. Good steadfast presence to interrupt. Ruler waiting in the darkness though. Triforce completed for Ruler.
Oh my god.
Hansama's
Duro's
protection
insane.
Back, forced to flash away.
Close to a kill on Hansama, like he had flash.
Lead. He's the one who can make these
Duro's
plays alongside
Poppy
Duro.
is nuts.
Nice play there. Getting the flash on Hans, that's a big
deal.
Poppy
is crazy.
Good amount of threats there for this Kai'Sa, even not taking into account
Ruler's
the fact
been pretty
you gotta try and play
Thank
around.
you, Orcs.
That's that first presence. Chovy's rocks as well. These tiers are slowly, continuously stacking, but same for G2. Do wonder how their fights are going to play out later.
Gold lead's minimized.
Can feel
that big
very
swap that put Ruler ahead.
For G2,
at least Broken Blade and Skumon have really started clawing. Caps though, face checking this. Maybe a mistake.
Will play to take out
He
control. He was unable to do it after
Gold
the previous
card,
exchange.
Skumon hit a cover good.
Moment, wondering if Skumon can
they did get Ghost from him though, but again he has sealed spellbook, so anti-spellbook. And so TP's up now.
But that low health bar is going to make it difficult to
stay
in mid. Luckily for him, Canyon.
His TP and ult Caps, I want to see him. He's probably going to try and get top again, but Duro's covering.
Ooh, close game for so far. Ruler. He's
Hans,
pretty
wrong
far
side.
Up.
I think Ruler might 1v2 this. Cleanse, Twist of Fate ulti. Never mind, he can't 1v3 though.
Zenith Blade doesn't quite connect. Gen G able to keep their 80 carry standing, but double sums from Ruler.
Yeah.
Still a big win. You get both cleanse and flash.
It's a big cancel if they can find it.
Some of these Ghosts.
TP available, but he's still going to lose all those creeps.
What's the stop for? Yeah, 25 seconds for Herald. Hans face checking.
He's going to keep on going. Chovy has ult. Can try and look for a play here.
And Canyon doesn't have to do anything. He just has to hover. Like there is the threat. It forces.
They back. They get a free Herald. Canyon can go top.
Grabbing the mid wave, and now it's Broken Blade in trouble. Ulting, World Ender trying to make it out, taking his time as he's knocked back. Good damage goes through.
Oh, okay.
Broken Blade continuing to step up, feeling confident. Doesn't even have the Summer Sky finished yet. Now it's TP bot side.
Chovy ulti out. Maybe this Herald could be G2. Look at the long map play.
Teleport. Chovy's not too far away.
Skewmon is going to try and stop it.
Top side. Good trade for him. Just use
he's out. He's out. He's out. Now we need to go top. Go top. Beeline. Beeline.
Unfortunately for
Broken Blade also just ulted. Wait, maybe G2 lost Herald.
Lose a good amount of creeps. And the TP from Caps
maybe
mitigated by the fact that he has Spellbook, but still feels rough to use that sum, not get anything out of it, and now the gold lead getting bigger again for Gen G.
Definitely is. But it really is all on Ruler.
They use Caps ult, they use Broken Blade ult.
Chovy opting for the Archangels first, needs a bit more time before he's going to get full value.
We can try and contest late. Canyon pulling off it.
The extra healing coming in from the Sundered Sky. It's not going to be quite as easy in
Game
that side lane 1v1.
It's a little bit tense, hey?
Like, does have early lethality, does have that extra
Chovy not having ult, maybe dissuading them?
To dance around the potential threats.
I'm surprised they got Duro.
The
They're just
most
not moving
reliable
in
CC
position yet.
when
They reset it.
We
hold.
Caps isn't there.
West rookies get one split, and if they're not faking, their career is over. That is true. The one split thing, if they don't perform well, I do not like. But look at Chayak. Chayak didn't have the best opening split, and then second split, bro, he was like the best part of Vitality. He's a great example.
Soon that ultimate will become available.
Nucko same again. Bad opening split, good second split.
But reinforcements are on the way.
No ultimate, he does have the flash. Knocked into the wall. Corner setup.
Can he move?
The TP
he survives a bit though.
Got nowhere to
maybe.
Go. Healing coming from the Sundered Sky, just trying to delete the wave, but he's gonna get flicked back.
I didn't see the color of the TP. Leona also stopped moving.
No response from G2 either. Good patience from Gen G.
I think you could see as well they wanted to try and respond because we already had Lebrov making his way over
there's
towards
Herald.
the top
Okay,
side.
it's
Broken
just
Blade
a drawn out Herald, isn't it?
on G2 that was actually holding on to a lead. No longer going to be the case as Gen G in the span of just a few minutes.
But he also just TP'd and left Chovy.
Able to get further ahead.
He just left Chovy.
Slow doesn't quite
hit. Flashes. Duro's coming. You can get W, gets the health out of Mundo and the passive.
I know about this one.
Yeah.
Spell immune now. Decent damage.
They got the damage. He's going to ulti.
Exhaust going to ulti.
There we go.
Coming in from Caps. Bit of CC, but doesn't connect the stun.
Okay, got the engage away. The Bob down. Health bar's bad for Gen G. Flash from Caps.
Not able to find the flick.
Skewmon though is finally popped ulti. Oh, now he's roll up. This is maybe a problem. No, they don't want to overpour.
But despite they got Herald. They already got what they wanted, Dracos. It was a
G2 used a lot top. They just used Twisted Fate ulti again.
It's okay. It was backing off.
And while the kills are close, it's the same story it's been this entire game. G2.
Whoa.
So many objectives, so many little things across the
I'm
map
so
to make
used to watching LPL teams and them like, oh, we see a fight there, we're going to turn for it, we're going to look for the play. But Gen G are like chill. Gen G are like, yo.
No flash.
Yeah,
does have his ult, but there's a lot of CC here.
Oh, the sidestep. Oh my god, the wave's gone. The wave's gone. The wave is gone. Fucking hell, bro. He's clean.
Doing a ton of work.
He is clean.
Yeah, it's Cloud.
Did you get Dragon for it? Maybe? Almost. Almost lost it. That would have been a disaster.
Now the immediate retreat with the
Open up
mid
mid
lane
with
tower already
Herald.
gone.
They have the inside track. Ruler can zone.
Does a lot of damage.
He's just walking up to Hans. He's so strong. They got the charge as well, and I think they're going to kill BB. Look at the damage from Ruler. Heal. Nice. We have anti-heal. I don't think Genji do. Genji walking away. Okay. Never mind. Skewmon arrives and Broken Blade's his daddy now. Weaver's wall. Here he is. Here he is. Here's the problem. Chovy. The new problem. The new problem. The new problem. Flash from Broken Blade. This is scrappy. This is a scrappy game. But Gen G, I think, still opening up the map. Oh. As Orcs would say, that's the paddler.
You get the mid lane play. You kill the Poppy. But while that's happening, Keen is pushing so hard that there's no other opportunity for you to just keep responding. Skewmon obliterated in his own jungle, by the way. The damage clearly is there. This early lead on the Mundo not quite working out, but the fact that Caps doesn't get to respond, because if he goes and TP's in, and that fight is not a complete
40 CS lead, 2.5k gold
win,
lead. Ruler is huge.
like Keen gets an in. Instead he gets an in, which still feels bad, but it's these cross-map plays.
I resigned to G2 losing the series, but I just, the way it opened, I just changed my whole mood.
And it looks like Caps has fallen for it again.
Got out. Has the ulti.
Yeah,
but the CC held.
I'm not going to use. Oh, yeah. Not waiting
Chovy
until the
died
end.
though. Hans, something. Okay.
Caps down.
As they got
Chovy died.
Manages to get Chovy, has completed that first item. The power of the ulti
2 dragons for
alongside
G2.
LeBrov's means there's more opportunity
We are
for side lane
stacking.
picks as if the TF wasn't enough. So again, it's these glimmers of
We are
hope.
stacking.
That's a big shutdown.
Okay,
Or,
thank you.
rather, a
Relics
big
only have
amount
a
of
1
gold
minute
going
30
over
CD. I know
Hans.
that now
Also,
from
LeBrov, probably
the
maybe
pop
a flash
quiz, okay?
E or flash
Chat,
Q.
I was told
Using that
that the
summoner and
champions
getting a
that
kill on
don't
Chovy is
have
definitely
a
gonna feel
Poro.
good.
That's what I was told. That's what I
But as
heard.
aggressive as G2 are playing, it's starting
Not
to feel like a
champions
run
with an
back
extra
of
Poro.
game
I heard
2.
no Poro.
It was Keen on the Rumble. It was Ruler on the Jhin. This time
And
it's
so I
the
said
Corki and the
Fiddlesticks because
Jace.
of Effigy.
Almost 2,000 gold apiece in terms of advantages over their respective
It
opponents.
made me look silly. More silly than I already am. A little bit
double
extra
items
silly.
completed for Corki at 20 minutes. Fully stacked
Because
here.
if it was
Trinity
if it
Force.
was Effigy, if it
He's
was
a
with no
one-man
Poro,
army. All he needs
Fiddlesticks
is a
is
bit of
correct.
front line.
Unitao Kaiser, yeah. I mean, Jack does not like on-hit Kaiser.
We also
Jack's
see
not like crit
Chovy.
Kaiser.
This is not a very high damage to Leah build.
Nope.
He's going
Spoilers.
for.
I think he knows his role at this point. He's
Go
behind
watch
in gold.
it. It's not spoilers.
Just set up.
Go watch it.
Play for utility. Follow up on Duro. Follow up on Canyon, and keep Keen and Ruler safe. Enduro on this Poppy. Might be something that G2 look towards.
CC hits. Waiting for the set pass presence to expire. Perfectly timed by
Maybe a
LeBron.
pick.
CC now going through. Manages
belled.
to take
He's
himself
alive.
out with the
Ulti. He's
Mikhails.
alive. Hunt
Hansama
Summer flashes.
The self Mikhails from
Oh
Duro
my
is so
god,
damn
Wall is
close
a
to
raid
knocking out
boss.
Bars.
I don't know if they can do anything about this.
There's nothing up. At
Rogueblade
least.
going in against
Broken
Chovy.
Blade needs help.
Ulti from Caps.
Hurry here, though.
Chovy starts to retreat.
Gold card, he comes in anyway, but Caps can't do anything.
Yeah, and I think the read here is Caps can also try to ult towards bot, but
Oh
they
god, if
can't
one of them
contest
gets
out
shoved
con,
in
so
the
you have to
turret
just try and look for
with
a play. It
aggro,
doesn't look
it's
pretty,
over.
but trying to get Chovy
They're
there is,
getting
I think, the
Atacon,
best cross map
and
you're going to
Chovy's
get
not the
with
dive.
health
They can't
bars.
get him.
All those
Chat,
members
it's like
in
we're
mid lane
throwing
being as
so
low as
much
they
at a brick
were.
wall, but the brick
No
wall will
contest
not break.
possible. That's going to be Atacon here
Oh,
Gen
it
G.
just will not break.
as they keep inching.
Why crit Kaiser is
Closer
crit
and
better than
closer
on
to
hit?
that
It's
match victory.
situational, right?
Looking at the item
We
spikes,
rarely
though,
see
for
on
G2.
hit in pro play.
Maybe
We see crit Kaiser a lot.
once Hans gets a
In the
little bit
tanks and
further
front line, I
in,
guess it makes
ooh,
sense
the
that on hit does as
TP.
well, no?
Trying to find the engage.
You'd have to
LeBron
ask
the side,
Orcs. He's
locking
the
down
stream
Canyon.
leader this stream.
Gold card ready to go.
Okay.
Hale only going to connect on
We got
one.
damage on the
Skewmon
Canyon.
here as
He's
well.
by
Canyon
himself.
getting
Good.
taken
Isolated. We use the
down.
TP. Nice,
Kill.
nice,
Donated
nice,
the
nice,
Caps.
nice,
A
nice,
big
nice.
gold shutdown.
Good
Getting things
TP
a bit
from
closer
Caps.
as we see a TP from Chovy coming into the mid lane. G2 trying to find
See
some
him on an
advantage
angle.
around mid.
Still playing very
Ruler
aggressive
is the
here.
problem.
Not
We
that
kill
much
Ruler,
used
we
there.
deal with the
To be fair,
problem.
it was really just
If
the TP.
Ruler's dead, I think we can win a
Going
fight.
through, I think Gen G don't
Okay,
want to give over
Keen has
any chance
a lot of
for
movement
G2.
speed,
They
by the
get
way.
this Drake.
Leave his wall.
They managed to find Chovy off on the side.
Chovy
though.
got
An
hit
early
off
departure
it, which
from
is
the wall.
nice, so it's a
Sees him
1v1,
face-to-face with
but I
Skewmon.
think
Rogueblade
Broken Blade
going
loses
4v1
that.
versus Keen, and it
Does
doesn't
he?
look like he's gonna come
Does
in.
he?
Quick
He
flash.
healed up a lot. He healed up a lot,
Massive healing coming in
but
the
he's
Southern
out.
Sky. Just in time.
Oh,
Ballpark from
Broken
behind.
Blade
Chovy
alive.
locked
A
up.
fight,
Around
G2,
the perfect
G2.
hits on Zama. Now Ruler just throwing
Oh,
down
zone
damage.
control
Caps
to Leo.
back.
He's already
Gold
hurt.
card.
Gold
Giving
card.
him a bit more
Okay,
space.
Ruler.
They don't quite have the follow-up.
We don't have
Support
follow-up
from
because
the
Broken Blade
Aatrox.
doesn't have
Q was there.
ulti.
Gen G retreating. G2 a
He's
decent
used
fight,
all
but
their
they can't
ultis.
get the kills.
Oh, that right there
This
is
is
exactly what we're
stressful.
talking about, Hans. It's so
There's
hard
no
to find a good
guaranteed
ulti in
fight.
there.
It's just so
Just
stressful.
dash his face first. He took
Broken
him out
ass
of rocks.
item. Yeah, I mean,
Talia,
with
when she gets the
passive,
kite
it is
back,
very
hard
broken.
to actually get on top of, and now
He stabs.
what looked like an opportunity because
And he
they
heals
were
up
able to
everything.
interrupt Chovy making his way over. That was the reason why the play didn't end up working out for Gen G. Trying to collapse on the Broken Blade to offset the loss of Canyon. But instead, Broken Blade gets the heal up. But because of the quick retreat, and again, trying to hard
Stop
force
dragon
into
stacking
both
here. G2
a
had to
Talia
reset. They
and
have
a
no
Poppy,
ultis anyway.
It's just a nightmare, and the dragon.
What
Gonna go
item
over.
breakpoints
Not
do I
gonna be
really
found,
care
but with
about?
those kills and that
Do I care about
shutdown,
two item eight? What to do?
G2 keep the
G2
ball
are
close.
kind of strong,
Two dragons.
but if they get these isolated targets like this,
Burrow
where
goes
they,
in.
they get to hit them a little bit before
Be
the
able
rest
to
of
just
Gen G
immediately
shit up,
walk
was nice,
away.
but LeBron just got popped.
He is forced to use the heal.
Jesus.
No, he just cleansed his spell book.
Yeah.
Also has McKills. His ruler gets in trouble.
I respect anyone who brings cleanse to
God,
Summer
the
as well.
range. The range.
Got step back.
Canyon is
Canyon.
still here.
Finds Skewmon, both
It
of
doesn't
them, I
care,
think,
but they're
looking
just
for a stack.
using that to pressure
turret goes
G2 off
down.
going bot. That's a smart move. That's good macro. macro. That's really good map play.
Keeping pressure mid.
They zone G2 off the reset.
Pushing, though, and he goes unanswered for now.
Yeah,
giving him additional vision, knows that people are on the way.
He can't stick around. The wave is cleared.
Now retreating.
Just a Fate ulti used.
The
Maybe they want to pick off
sees
bot.
an angle. He sees two
Yeah,
members
get ruler.
upon
The rest of the team
Hansama, so
elsewhere,
he
but
knows
Caps
he
is
has an
deep.
angle
Is
to
he
make
going
the
to
play
flash
bot.
gold
With
card?
the
If he
ulti,
flashes
but
a
it
bit of
doesn't
overcommit.
connect. Now
Oh, he's getting poked.
Caps
Oh
takes a
my god,
lot
he's
of
getting
damage
poked.
in the meantime. Doro
Cleanse
just
down.
going to retreat. Wall goes down, isolating Lebrov, and he's going to try to
Oh
walk
my
this
God.
one off.
Oh, I'm cringing at this
Duran
game.
Grov looking
It's
at
just
one another. I can't kill
just
you. You can't kill me.
such a big
Let's
reach.
just leave. It's a
The
fairly
standoff.
peaceful ending,
Guns
yeah.
drawn. Count of 3, we both put them down.
It never works.
And I gotta say, like
Canyon
G2 at
Scanner is
least
just
consistently
well-rounded.
finding
You know.
these avenues of attack to try and get some gold back in their favor.
Crit means no evolve
But I think
Kaiser W.
the thing
Yes,
that's gonna
she
break
can't really
this
match
wide
poke,
open
can she?
is the
But
Baron.
their comp is
They've been avoiding
their comp
fights.
plays flanking angles is very
trying
all
to
in.
find picks on their terms.
They do need picks on their
looking at the
terms.
spikes,
There's
two
another
items.
good way to put it.
Done for everyone. On the Rift, supports being an exception, of course. Caps just now finishing his third. 10 stacks on the Rod of Ages.
One
Also has his
Zonyas
rapid
gives
fire
W
done.
evolve.
I think that they're really going to be playing aggressively, trying to find a pick off of
As
a gold
opposed to
card.
getting 2 Zonyas.
Chovy really only sitting on
He can play on
again,
hit
a very
consistently.
supportive build.
Yeah.
And normally Chovy does this because he knows that with the CSing and with the
I'm not
laning
going to
phase,
pretend
the
I
macro
understand the
GG's ahead.
intricacies. I've heard Jack Spec
Against
talk
the
about it.
TF,
I don't
you're
like it.
never
I
gonna
prefer
be,
on
and
hit, but
particularly
like
in this game,
that's my brain, you know.
as the Dragon, there's so much.
Rule's low on mana.
Baron
There's
Red,
no
so
global
much
blue
Baron
buff.
from G2.
Rule's moving to this with no
Sama in
mana, so maybe
particular,
less
I
phosphorus
don't know about
bombs.
walking into a choke point though. I don't think either team
No
can get
Weaver's
away with
Wall,
that.
no
Bot
Poppy
wave
ult.
unattended. Keen pushing it out and moving up.
Twisted Fate
G2
ulti
sticking around is
almost
likely to
up.
cost them
G2
gold,
are
but they're
pretty confident
determined
with this, as they should be.
Group and force something.
Caps will get
immediately
top
moves out
wave.
to a
There's
side
another
lane.
one bulking.
Third item completed for Ruler.
And Broken Blade needs to
That's
respond
big
to
into
bot.
Aatrox and Mundo.
The armor pen wasn't enough. The healing reduction on top of it.
Yeah. Can I see items, please?
His cleanse
nice
ready.
work there.
Summoner's ready.
That
Can I
one
see-
has not spotted a ton
Can I
of
see
vision
items?
available here. And
Can I
again,
see
G2,
items? Can I see
they're gonna
items?
be looking. If anyone
Please,
shows
please, before a big
just
fight,
slightly out of
please
position
observe
on
it
any
before a
of these
big
walls,
fight.
they
You
can pull
know
trigger
how
like
items
Caps
are important before a big
on
fight.
Sama, as long as he keeps
Guys,
in mind it's
guys,
Liam,
guys,
Poppy
move the
Peter in
team
a
fight
moment's
overlay. I want to
notice.
see items, please.
And G2 keeping a very tight leash on the vision.
Please, 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 please,
surrounding
please. I want to
this
see what
Baron.
items are
No
before we
team has
fight.
soul points, so
I want to see what the items are before we fight.
if either
Please
team
remove the team
commits
fighting
too
overlay.
closely towards the bot side of the map,
Please,
tries to set up
please,
for Dragon just
please.
with a little bit
Please,
too many
can I
people.
get the team fighting overlay gone for a
Perhaps Baron
second? I
can
just want to
be
see items.
Very, very swift here.
I don't know what anyone's on because we've had this
Roleplay
up
matching
for a
team thus far.
minute.
Tight position and so much about walking for a Baron.
So, yeah, okay, so they said this turned into Mortal Reminder. I'm assuming maybe is there an Infinity Edge now on Kaiser?
So much better.
G2 on top.
Fucking hell,
Show.
please. But to be fair, chat, they removed this overlay. They
As
removed
long
this
as,
overlay when team fights happen anyway. But it's
very-
been a
Who doesn't
minute.
have that extra lockup, doesn't have the extra cleanse.
King's dead.
He's going to get taken down. But
Nice.
Genji immediately pulled the trigger in the meantime.
Drag,
It's eyes in the mid
Jungler's
lane.
dead though.
As Ruler will
Dragon.
find Skumon's
Jungler's dead.
jungler deleted in exchange
Jungler for top lane.
laner. And Genji with access to the objective.
Might start it. We'll see if Caps is
Start
able
it,
to
look
bring
for
out
the
his
turn,
smite.
use Poppy ult.
Try and match
They
up
don't have Weaver's
easily.
Wall though.
Gonna be tough.
TP,
TP
W
comes
does
in.
nothing.
Genji, they're taking a risk here, but they do have the Poppy Duro trying to get out of vision, I think, but he will be spotted. They don't have that much damage.
Broken Blade,
Solar Flare
use his
manages
ult
to
bot.
connect. No
Poppy
immediate
ult.
follow-up.
Oh, it
Joker
missed.
now
LeBron
contested.
flashed anyway.
Keeps him safe.
Broken Blade's
Roleplay
angle's
the
good,
pin.
but Canyon just deals with him.
Caps on the side.
No smite.
Focused
They're
on
looking
the
for the smite.
objective.
Canyon's got it though. Oh my god, the smite was early. He thought he was going to die. They got it anyway.
Broken Blade free fire.
Meanwhile, Broken Blade's
Caps
angle.
still standing. Duro down.
Oh my god, Broken Blade makes it
flashing
close.
out. Caps
But the soul lane
can't
is
go
still
toe-to-toe
up.
Canyon, but the
Caps
gold
is
card
dead.
might be able to buy him a bit of
Caps
a
is
second,
dead.
a bit more time. It's still the
That's
Baron
4 for 4
down.
overall,
A
right?
triple
No,
for
3.
Ruler.
Yeah, no,
G2
it's
cannot make
2
it
in that
happen.
fight.
Ruler,
3
I know you love
overall.
your Quadras, but I don't know about chasing the Aatrox into fog.
Oh, we got him. Did he? No, where is he? Can we see?
He's not afraid. He's just going to keep on going.
Guys,
Broken
guys,
Blade.
guys, guys, guys,
Mission
guys, guys, guys.
impossible. They see him.
The Emerald Dash, but Chovy against the wall. Too fast. One more dash
Nah,
to the wall,
Talia
still
catches
running.
up. Talia
And Otto
catches
on a
up.
minion
He's
to buy a
dead.
bit more
He's
health.
dead.
Infernal Change. Skew
He's
on the
dead.
way in.
Maybe
Genji.
dead. Not dead.
I think he's out Keen.
He's out.
Coming in on an angle.
Forward. Flick doesn't
Keen.
connect.
not
Shock
gonna
blast
die.
from Keen.
Not going to die.
Oh my
Not
god.
even close, baby.
You are good at math. Close exchange again. You know that G2, this is the angle. They have an advantage in the fight, even if they are set to lose the objective.
So there were 2 smites available here for Genji, and even then, look at the burst here going down onto Canyon. If he ends up dying, if that McKills doesn't come through, this entire
I had
fight
no
might
idea what they're
end
fighting
up
with
being
in
a
this
complete
fight.
disaster.
I
Instead,
had no idea what
Ruler
items
doesn't
were on.
actually get
We had
taken
the
down.
overlay
And
up.
even if they got
We had the
Ruler,
overlay down,
the
I
fact
should
that
say,
Broken
for
Blade
about a
doesn't have
minute,
his ulti
minute
to
30.
actually get the big resets.
On their
And
resets
Chovy
for the
goes
Baron fight.
uncontested in in this fight.
Can I see items, please? It's been 3 items since
doesn't go their way. Baron goes towards Gen G, the Rebel Baron.
Rabadon's almost for Talia. Yeah, you got Mortal Reminder on Corki. Seeker's on Twist of Fate. He did get the Infinity Edge. I don't know if now or before.
And as we all know, trying to play a TF from behind is just a miserable experience.
HP bar disappear.
Yeah, and we've got Sorelda's now coming in for Keen as well.
Chovy damage from Ruler is just destroying.
Carries.
Death cap for Chovy as well.
Oh my god.
He's just going to die in the blink of an eye. A blinking health bar. He'll live.
He's alive, but...
It's close.
Not even close. Round 2.
That's twice.
In-him turret's gone.
7 out of 9
Holy.
Down at this point.
Yo, Keen's damage is unreal.
Caps
flashes.
To the side,
I'm not even sure that was going to connect,
but Gen.G looks like they're just going for the throat.
Dude, it's only a 4.5k gold lead, but it feels so much more dominant.
G2
this has been scrappy.
The advantage, managed to find the win. But since then, it's
Cleanse.
been Gen.G from start to finish. Ruler isolated.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Chovy's damage.
I don't know. I think
doing the
more.
work.
I think we need more.
From Duro. Lebrov trying to retreat. That's the ulti.
Lebrov is trying, bro. He can't move.
To lay down
bro, Broken Blade gonna survive again or what?
Merciless as they march into the base of G2.
Wow, chat. I came into game 1 thinking Gen.G would stomp. I walked out of game 1 thinking maybe G2 can win this series. And then slowly that faith and that hope was taken away like that. It was just gone.
But as long as Ruler's alive, that healing reduction is just too much. The front line of G2 slowly being whittled away. Duro taking down the tower, set to fall.
Oh my god.
Jumping in. Finding the kill is Skewmon. There's nothing left.
GG. Okay, it was a good run. G2.
Send a statement to the rest of MSI.
I think they look better. They are looking better every series. They're looking better every series, but Gen.G like woke up. They woke up, they snapped in.
From Gen.G.
Jesus Christ. Lebrov had a rough day, and I don't think Lebrov had a rough day in play-ins. I want to see the interview. Okay, so Gen.G are through 3-1. I mean, we kind of all expected this, but at least G2 took a game. G2 go to the lower bracket. They have to wait for the loser of Fly and AL. We're all expecting Fly, and then we get Europe versus NA.
I think for
that damage. G2 had some moments, and I think Broken Blade. I think Broken Blade played really well.
Thank you so much for being with me.
Let's
talk about game 1, night and day with the rest of the series. How much was that you guys getting used to the stage or readjusting to what G2 threw at your face?
This is all for today. It's only Gen.G versus G2. There's one best of 5 a day. Tomorrow there's 2 best of 5s. I'll open up Leaguepedia after that. We'll talk about we'll talk about, I'll show you my pick'ems again after this, and I'll talk about schedule.
뭐 조합상으로도 저희가 초반에 좀 유리하게 굴렸어야 됐는데 계속 좀 톱니바퀴가 좀 잘 안 물렸던 게 좀 가장 컸었던 것 같습니다.
We definitely needed some time to get used to the stage, and also we were not fully warmed up. Also, our comp was all about the early game snowball, but I think everything just didn't really work well.
Standout performance after that, and you, with the experience you have, you are playing with a support that is really new to the international stage. How much are you helping him? What kind of advice did you give him?
그리고 또 이번에는 좀 비교적 신인이라고 볼 수 있는 듀로 선수, 첫 국제대회 무대를 밟는 듀로 선수와 함께 MSI를 치르고 계신데 경험치가 많은 듀로 선수님한테 어떤 식으로 조언을 주고 계신가요?
일단 계속 좀 편한 상태를 계속 유지시켜주려고 좀 노력하고 있는데 민규 스스로, 듀로 선수 스스로 좀 그런 걸 좀 잘 하고 있는 것 같아서 아직은 좀 더 지켜봐야 할 것 같지만 오늘은 그래도 좀 덜 긴장을 덜 하고 좀 신인답지 않게 좀 잘 했던 것 같습니다.
I think the most important thing is feeling comfortable and relaxed on stage, so I'm focusing on that. Well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, but based on the performance today, I think he was not nervous at all.
He played phenomenal indeed. I know that you had an interview recently with Cloud Sitki where you said
what they've been doing in Canada.
You didn't have the confidence that you
had
in 2023.
I want to know what they've been doing in Canada, chat.
Despite the fact that you went 18-0 in the LCK and you're the favorite team to win the tournament. Could you explain why?
최근에 한 인터뷰에서 지금 23년도에
KC
그런
jersey, bro. They didn't make it.
않다라고 밝히셨는데요. LCK에서 전승하고 오셨고 지금 많은 분들이 우승 후보로 꼽고 있는데 그런 식으로 인터뷰했던 배경도 궁금합니다.
일단 사실 제가 LPL에 있었을 때가 가장 좀 제 실력적으로 좀 가장 하이였다고 생각을 하는데 그 이유가 어쨌든 LCK에선 이렇게 적극적으로 소통이 가능하지만 LPL에 갔었을 때 뭐 제가 좀 공부를 안 하기도 했었고 그러다 보니까 제 플레이에 좀 더 집중을 많이 할 수 있었던 환경이 됐었어가지고 좀 그런 쪽으로 많이 신경 쓰다 보니까 제 실력이 좀 많이 나왔던 것 같아서 그렇게 인터뷰를 했습니다.
It was mostly because when I was back in the LPL, communication was not as flawless as I do in the LCK because of language barrier. I was kind of slacking on the, studying new language, but so that made me focus 100% on my gameplay. So I kind of thought that was like performance-wise my prime time. But, so that was the main reason why I said so.
We saw that you were flashing the JDG emote in game. Is that about channeling that confidence that you had back then?
그리고 오늘 인게임에서 계속해서 JDG 감정 표현을 보여주셨는데 23년도에 그런 자신감을 좀 다시 가져오기 위함이었을까요?
좀 겸사겸사 느낌이 있는데요. 일단 23년도 MSI 감정 표현으로 제가 장착을 했었던 것 같은데 기억상 일단 그때 제 실력이 가장 좋았었던 것 같아서 이제 그걸 보고 상대가 긴장했으면 좋겠다 이런 취지로 좀 들었습니다.
Yeah, kind of. And I think specifically that was 2023 MSI JDG icon. So I wanted to show off that aura.
Let's see if you can channel that success once again. Rura Songsu, 인터뷰 너무 감사합니다.
Holy fluent.
Thank you so much for the help and
yeah,
translation.
Lord knows quite a bit of Korean chat.
And that's all for us here on that side of the stage.
Big. Yo, chat, so tomorrow's matchup is... tomorrow's matchup, Chatham Men. Where are we? Yeah. Tomorrow's matchup, AL FlyQuest at 2 a.m. And then, yeah, so there's only one tomorrow technically that we look at. And then I will not be watching this live. I never watch any live. I'm watching them all secondhand in the morning, 9 a.m. Restream Berlin time. That's always going to happen, yeah? So if you don't want to stay up late, or if you watch this and you can't watch this, either way, I'll be restreaming both of them. So tomorrow is just AL versus Fly, but then the day after is Koi, BLG, and CFO and T1. But to be fair, I think these could be quick series. I mean, I think BLG will still stomp them. I think T1 should stomp them. Now, speaking of that, as Gen G get first into round 2, Pick'ems. My playoff Pick'ems. Okay? My playoff Pick'ems. Already +5. Yeah, as we start this off. I had AL winning against Fly, T1 against CFO, BLG versus Koi. They're not interesting, I know. All about the East. Gen G win AL, T1 beat BLG, Gen G T1, lower bracket. I think Fly will beat G2. I think BLG will beat Fly. It's not fun at all, is it? AL beat BLG, T1 beat AL. Like, look at this. It's like, I'm the most fucking vanilla person you've ever seen. Like, Gen G, T1, Gen G win. That's what I had. So, I mean, Gen G warmed up a bit, but they might get even better from here. Like, I'm really excited for the potential AL series. If AL drop though versus Fly, then it's 100% a Gen G T1 finals. If AL don't look good, then I don't think BLG will scale that much in the tournament. I think it'll be LCK again. I think it'll be this. So, yeah, I know you guys have already done your pick'ems. These are already locked, so if you didn't do them, 0-7. Perfect pick'ems right now, by the way. It's a rarity. It's a rarity. So, yeah. Okay, chat. Yo, big appreciation. Thank you for coming out today. I know today was a short stream, but that's just the way it is, isn't it? That's just the way it is. Yo, I appreciate everyone who came out and decided to watch the restream, whether watch it first time or watch it a second time, but wanted to watch it with me. Tomorrow, same deal, 9 a.m. start. We're doing the 2 a.m. restream. No spoilers. Spoilers get their heads cut off, okay? Yo, you want a big kiss? You get one. Mwah. Thank you so much for being here. Is Aragon awake yet? Is that guy awake? Yo, can he wake up? Message. Can you wake up earlier so I can raid you? He's online. Hang on. Hold. Yeah. All right, chat. I'm just going to send it to Crowny, whatever. I sent it to Crowny, chat. It's not his username. What's his username? _ Yo, I appreciate you all again. And I keep saying it. I just say it over and over. I said the same thing because I'm very humbled by the fact that you guys choose to sit here and watch this with me. Thank you for all the follows today. If you haven't already followed, smash the button. Also on the youtube.com/@hysterics. That's a YouTube channel. Any league content's going up there. Any variety content's going up there, all into one channel. All the short form content from MSI is also being uploaded there every day. So the highlights from the streams made into shorts because it's the most digestible, and also it's just super easy to make for me. So if you guys want to check that out, that'd be much appreciated as well. I would normally tell you to follow Twitter, but I don't give a shit about Twitter anymore. That platform is just porn, spam, and bots. So yeah, everyone enjoy your day. Quick MSI day, but at least G2 shot up a little bit more. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for AL FlyQuest. Ooh, can NA get a win against the Pandas? I don't know about that one. I think that could be a stomp as well. Go send love to Crownie, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, yeah? Bye.